My face look greasy.
No.
Okay.
It's just Brent's light's a bit like.
He's one to take away my melanin.
4.
Works for the white man.
3.
Oh, this volume was down.
Hey, lovely people. It is Thursday, the 8th of September. Welcome to TDA, the day after your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And then there was 3 again. Order is slowly being restored.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly but surely. We're all coming back into this room. But I am one of your hosts, the Shade Queen, your favorite Shade Queen, my own royalty.
It's your boy Leon from Denmark. What you say?
Leroy.
Oh, Leroy. I'm not gonna lie, Leon was a wild guess, so I'm actually proud of myself.
Nah,
that
I'm
I was close.
I forgot that even happened. You got
Yeah.
very good memory.
I just said a random name.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist,
Okay.
TDA producer, news analyst.
Right.
And of course, the melanin is jam-packed.
Always.
Always.
I've got a little rant for you guys. So basically, actually, before you even get to that, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment and do all that great stuff, right? So I signed up for the Telegraph because I take my word on road job very seriously.
But you don't report Telegraph stuff.
No, sometimes the articles I need are in there.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes it's like it's an exclusive. They've got more tea than someone else. So I was signed up to Telegraph. You have to pay for it, but they had a offer where it was 50p. So it was great. So my phone has then told me it's time to cancel it, right?
Yeah.
I've gone to cancel it. Why do I have to call them to cancel it? Thieving bastards. I have to call them. Who does that? It's 2022.
Oh my.
Who the hell does that?
These people are
I
terrorists.
can change my bank details on there if I need to, though. I can upgrade my services if I need to, though. However, when you get to the cancel subscription, it says, "Oh, call, and one of our friendly team members will be able to help you." I bet you when I call them, they're going to offer me something.
No,
Yeah.
because they want to make the cancellation process as hard as possible so that you delay it or something goes awry and you end up staying on.
Just
for
staying
longer.
on. Nope, not me. They don't know about me. I am going to call them after the show, and I'm going to get that shit cancelled because I've had enough. But I was also talking to E-Man earlier about how,
Was it 50p a month?
yeah,
In the beginning.
for like a few months. Yeah, I can't remember how long it's been now. I think probably like 6 months. I think I don't know. Actually, it has been
What
6
is
months.
it? What is it after the? Because I could give you the 50p.
But I've got the 50p. But it goes up to something stupid like $12.99. That's dead.
Ah, okay.
If you're giving out money, I need some too for a few things.
Since you got it. But I was talking to E-Man earlier. So one of my Yoruba names hit me randomly this morning. And I was saying to E-Man how actually when I have children, I'm going to name them. I'm not going to give them English names. Have you ever thought about that?
100%.
So I was thinking as well, because we're talking about like, obviously we're all Yoruba except Brent.
Can you pronounce it?
He's trying to beg it. Which one? I've got bare names. But the one I was talking about this morning is Oreoluwa.
Okay.
So the favor of God.
Okay.
Because, you know,
Like, what does it translate to in English?
Favor of God.
Blessing, grace, prosperity.
You just
Oreoluwa.
said,
Favor.
you're not listening,
So you're
Brent.
dying
Favor.
for it.
So it's favor, yeah?
Yes,
Favor. All right.
Brent.
See, there you go, Emmanuel.
But she said
Gosh.
it like
Well,
twice.
she said favor of God.
That's
Yes,
what
that's
it,
the
that's
full
what that's the
meaning.
mean. That's what it
I
translates
thought you
to.
just said favor.
But you
Sorry.
wanted to whitewash my name, so there you go. Call me favor.
Sorry.
Do
Anyway,
you feel like you have to, or have you felt like you've had to think about naming your kids English names?
no, I just always thought I'd just give them like biblical English names. But when I think about it now, I'm just like, no, I love the. Actually, I might still end up giving them when I think about it, biblical names.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because the names I've got for my kids are not biblical.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like I've got like, I was gonna say no one steal it, but you got time. Melanie, I love the name Melanie.
Oh, is it?
Melanie.
I love, yeah,
Sorry.
I love the name Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
and I got it from where you think I got it from. Yes.
Yeah.
What other names do I like? There's like random names I hear something I was like, oh, that's a beautiful, pretty name. I think I have a notes folder on my phone.
Melanie and Malaysia.
Because I want to name my kids pretty, like my daughter's pretty names. Because some names you just never.
I don't know, man. Malaysia's giving me ratchet American.
Okay, there we go. I've got baby names on here on my notes. Let's see what else is in there.
Melanie gives me
Oh,
white.
I heard one that's sorry.
Sorry.
Melanie's white.
No, I was just sneezing.
My baby will be black. But I remember one time I met someone who's
Well-
South African.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Obviously.
No, because if I were a white man, actually, that's a whole other argument.
Yeah,
Never mind, not
baby,
today.
you have two options, but none of the options is white.
Yeah. But I found this South African name, I believe. It's Naledi,
Okay.
and it means star. That would definitely be my daughter's name.
Naledi.
Naledi, yeah, something like that.
Sound like an old woman though.
She'd be alright. My name is Esther. Do you know how Victorian my name is? When people actually, because obviously within the black community, Esther is quite popular, especially among Ghanaians. People always think I'm Ghanaian
Oh, is it?
all the time. It's ridiculous.
Lady.
But
There's loads of Nigerians though.
yeah, but for some reason it's a Ghanaian staple. But then the other day I went to some white lady, I think I told you guys about her, that lives down on the bottom of the road in my church. Her four died, but she's alive, which is great. So when I met her, I was like, she's like, oh, what's your name? I was like, Esther. She goes, oh, that's quite unusual. It's a very old name. I said, you don't even know about my community. This is normal.
Did your mum give herself an English name or your dad when they arrived here?
My mum's got an English name. I think her English name as well, I think that's a baptism name. So when you get baptized as a Christian, you tend to have a biblical name.
Oh, she got the name from birth.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
No. From when she became a Christian, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because her Nigerian names was her names.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, cool.
So she didn't have an English name until I think she became a Christian. Then she had a Christian biblical name.
It's funny what Yusuf said. Yeah. Give herself.
Yeah, no, because my dad done that.
No, but yeah,
My dad gave himself an English name.
yeah. I gave myself my last name,
Victor.
Uncle. What was the thought process behind that one?
Oh man.
I said Victor, you know.
My name's Victor. I said,
But
big
Victor
man,
is really a black name.
where
though,
did
when
you
I think
get
about
that
it.
one from?
That's true, you know.
Man chose his own name and said, yep,
That
Victor.
is so funny. Do you have an English name?
No.
How many names do you have?
On my birth certificate? Just two.
But then outside of the birth certificate.
You know how it goes, man. You know how it goes.
Because I was saying to Iman as well that my mum was saying to me that the reason behind that, because I was like, is it everyone who walked past when I was getting named that just gave me a name? Because I have like 10 to 12 names, I believe. But she was saying how the idea is that when you have children, you pass those names on to them.
Yeah.
So it's a storage bank. And then when you have children, you get to name them some of your names. How many names do you have, Iman?
I would say about
8.
between 8 and 10. I would say.
Can you name them?
Not all of them, nah, man. Some I've forgotten, man.
But do we even count these names, man?
I do. I love all of them. Because you know, I think people, because sometimes my mum will call me like different names. Depends. I know what she wants sometimes. She's trying to like, it will sweet me up. She's like, oh, I do Kemi kind of vibe. Or she's like, oh, Olu. Like, I know what kind of names.
But some of these names I never used, though.
Yeah, but then my grandma as well, she used to call me different names.
Okay.
So sometimes she'll call me my paternal grandma's, the name my paternal grandmother gave me. Or sometimes she'll call me, so depending on her mood when I call her, but she'll always call me, my grandma actually never really called me Esther.
There you go.
I think she only called me Esther when she's referring to, like, talking to someone else. Like, oh, Esther, da. But when it's me and her.
She called you the name she named you?
Yeah, or sometimes just another one. Because
Okay.
remember, I've got a library of them. So she just called me any name.
Stop after my dad's name, man.
Oh, Victor.
Shout Vic. Big Vic.
Brent, how many names do you have?
I have one.
I knew you were going to say that,
Brent.
Typical.
Oh, was it?
Is that the full name?
Aloha Brent.
I'm not serious. Hold on. That's a good question, though. Caribbeans they only give them one name.
Nah, some of them have like all these different names. But yeah, just me. Nah.
Because it wasn't until my niece's naming ceremony where I saw all these names being given in action. And then they're passing around the paper and there's like 8 names on the list.
Yeah.
That's when I actually saw, okay, this naming thing is the grandma, the uncle, the auntie, the boy, whatever. But half the names are never ever used.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry. Ebony Onyx said I could be called Ethel,
Ethel.
or Gertrude.
Who
Are
is?
you rude?
Are you?
Me, yeah.
Why? As in, you look
Gertrude's
like
such
one.
an old name.
Yeah, that's super old, man.
Are you saying I look like a Gertrude?
And Melanie is so brand new, yeah.
Melanie. That's a beautiful name.
Man like Victor, that's fine.
You are bad vibes.
What country would you guys? Because I've had this debate with people. Yeah. What country would you say has the worst names? Names their children the worst.
Zimbabwe.
I think,
That was quick off
That
your
came out
tongue.
quick.
you know what? I think Jamaicans
Brent's
might,
editing.
I think Jamaicans might take it.
Do you think?
Because certain names to me sound like they're for old people, innit? But every old person was once a baby.
Yeah.
So Winston, was once a baby.
I'm sorry, no. I don't see how you look at a baby
Yeah.
and say, I'm going to name you Winston.
Winston.
Do you hate me?
Winston. or Delroy. Delroy was once a baby.
Delroy is
Y'all
mad.
do not see any young people, any young Jamaicans, any young Caribbeans with those names. Don't tell me that.
But
What?
Everyone was once a baby.
Exactly. You think you're giving this other
I'm
name?
talking about in your flipping generation.
I knew
man.
Winston, yeah.
When?
There's a Winston that I know from primary school, so he's my age.
Wow.
Winston Johnson.
He's been- Ooh,
Big up Winston.
Big up Winston. That's my guy.
his name is given.
I hope he doesn't listen to this. But
Yeah.
if you do, shout out Winston.
His name is given like this is what they gave him on plantation kind of.
Actually, and funny thing, Winston's not even Caribbean. Not that I think about it.
Look, there you
He's
go.
African.
Why would you say that?
I
Yusuf?
think, no, I'm
I think he's
bugging.
Caribbean.
No, he's Caribbean.
He's Caribbean.
Yeah, he's Caribbean. Sorry, I'm bugging.
No, but I'm sorry. There's certain names. I'm saying, how do you look at your baby,
Yeah.
a baby, and you call him this name? Like, why would you do that?
What about? Who's talking?
You both of you. What?
Let me talk to the sky, like, it's God or something. What? Who's talking? What's going on here?
Did you think the rapture was here?
No, it's like at the same time as me, innit? So I was thinking, what? Did it echo or something? But yeah, what about the name Mandy?
I don't know on what
Mandy.
earth you should be ever calling anyone Mandy.
Mandy.
You're going for Melanie, though.
Mandy's
to
not
leave
the
my
same as
child's
Mandy,
name
though,
alone.
man.
What?
Mandy's.
You're not gonna be my child's godfather anymore, Brendan.
What about-
You're fired.
What about the name Agnes?
I'm glad you.
Agnes
mentioned
is
that.
so old.
Agnes, Mandy.
Agnes is so old.
I know an Agnes
Ghanaian.
That was young.
who's a couple of years younger than me, maybe 2 years younger than me.
Nigerian?
And
Ghanaian.
No, Ghanaian.
and she had that name when she was young.
Obviously.
Mandy's Ghanaian. Mandy, Cindy, Agnes.
Cindy's not bad. You can be a cute little Cindy with two little
Also, I also hope
ponytails.
Agnes doesn't listen to this either, because
This is mad. No, but it is what it is, man. Everyone's kind of got to go through it.
what other names are there?
Philly Petit has a point. Names like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's not very creative.
It's not, but
Yeah, of course not.
Nigerians love that as well.
Yeah,
Sunday,
Yeah, it's true. Sunday.
Sunday, Monday.
No,
I've only
there's no
seen-
Monday in Nigeria.
There is.
Who?
I've definitely met a few Mondays.
A few.
Margaret. Someone saying
There's
Margaret.
different Monday.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Margaret's not bad yet, but Margaret's
Margaret
like
is definitely not a baby's name. That is
It's
an
not- it's
old
not
lady's
baby's
name.
yeah, you can't. Do you know what name I think is gonna go out of fashion as well? Karen. It's got a whole new meaning now.
Yeah,
if you name your child Karen,
Yeah.
That's true.
your child deserves anything that happens. to
Yeah,
them.
no, Karen is that's washed.
What about
So-
Millicent?
Millicent.
Why would you do that? Like that name, yeah. It's just not a cute name. It's very uncute. But there's certain names that people are like, it's just a nice name that you know they're gonna be cute. Like I've never met ugly Priscilla.
Okay.
Certain names are just so soft and just sweet, and it's just like, yeah.
Where you lot meeting people called Monday from? This is personal.
Nigeria.
Yeah,
See,
Nigeria,
they've
man.
met a few Mondays.
As
Is
in,
that Mr. Elusive?
I've got an uncle called Wonderful Stuff. Huh?
Okay.
This is chatting shit.
Sally, you taking this left.
I believe that.
I would believe
I've
that.
got
I
a
told you,
name
it's
in the
people
bank
from
that I'm
Zimbabwe.
gonna release to you guys.
Go
Yeah.
on.
This name, yeah.
Is
I
he one
thought-
of your
I
names?
thought it was no way.
Okay.
I thought it was straight out of bloody Game of Thrones. Wonderling. Yes, Wonderling.
Isn't that a character
Wonderling.
from a game? Wonderling. That sounds so familiar.
Wonderling.
Wonderling?
That's not a cute name.
Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking of Underling.
Wonderling.
Wonderling.
What's the
Ghanaian.
thought process behind
I
that?
have no idea.
But you know what? I would like to. You know how like celebrities do this thing where they make up names for their kids. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Someone's child is called. Whose child is it? Like Wind or something like that. Something to do with breeze and
You know all these
weather.
celebrities name their child all these eclectic names. Like if you look at Nick Cannon's kids' names, he's got some
Yeah, he's got some interesting
interesting
ones.
ones. Obviously Kanye, kind of interesting
North-
too.
Northwest. Oh, I think that's a. He thought that one through.
That makes sense.
That's
To
a
me.
wonder
It does.
what.
But I think because we're used to it now. Because I remember when I heard it, I thought this is very weird. Even Blue Ivy.
I mean, Blue Ivy
It's like an
still
old plant.
isn't a name for me. But North, I respect North.
Yeah,
I respect
Northwest.
North.
Yeah, I was gonna Google weirdest celebrity name, celebrity baby names.
Olivia.
Someone said Ghanaians love a old name like Benedict. Why would is your child a
Benedict.
pope? Why would you do that?
Benedict. I once worked with a Benedict.
What would you like?
He was from Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one guy that I went to school with. His name was Sir Roland.
Sir Roland.
Sir Roland.
He was a sir in
Sir
school.
I'm telling you, that's his name.
Did he get bullied?
No.
So his name was Sir Roland.
Do you know what it is
Sir
it?
Roland.
I would, if I did that to my child as a prank, right? Because I do want to prank my kids in like weird ways. Hopefully they don't arrest me. But that kind of child, if I named my child Sir, yeah, you would have a briefcase as a school
Yeah,
bag.
but that's Jay-Z's son's name.
Jay-Z's son's name, yeah. So.
Oh, yes.
Sir Carter.
It's weird. Some of the names. Oh, wow, someone's name has got equation.
Oh, hold on. In terms of old names, Albert.
Albert is so old. If you see your baby
Take your seat.
and you want to call your baby Albert, that child
for real.
should arrest you.
Yes, that is mad.
And we have our first contestant in the ring.
Woo!
Hello.
Introducing.
Y'all going
I thought you were going to introduce. Y'all going to introduce. I'm looking at you started it.
Introducing.
Maxi Che.
Morning, everyone.
Morning,
How are you, girl?
Tired.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it, but yeah, I'm good.
Good?
How are you guys?
We're good, man. We're good. We're good.
Good. Thanks for having me.
It's all right, girl.
We're talking about
Baby names.
no old names, like
Oh,
names
yes.
names that should not be names that shouldn't be given to babies because they look like they're for old people.
Like Vera.
Yeah, Vera.
How do you see a cute baby? and be like,
Honestly.
Vera.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think some names are given to babies because they're not that cute. I feel like we're all
Yeah,
thinking
but
it.
are babies cute when they're born?
Not all.
Some are.
Some are.
Some, a
The
handful
majority.
are not.
Yeah.
They look like wet feet sometimes.
What?
Respectfully. It's just
rude.
weird because you know like, it's like their skin
You
hasn't
know
quite
what? It's
formed.
annoying because I know what
Do
you're
you get what I
talking
mean? It's
about.
just it's like you're so delicate and like
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, not all babies are cute.
Yeah.
When they first come out.
I agree with that one.
But you have to pretend, right?
You always have to pretend.
You just, I just do it,
Like today, tomorrow, next year, you
Yeah.
got to
Whatever,
pretend.
innit?
I mean, I can't lie. I just do I have nothing else to give you.
Oh, what about-
That's all.
What about
So lovely.
Archibald?
Archie who?
What?
Archibald.
Oh,
Yeah,
Archie.
if
like
you-
Archie.
Archie, yeah.
Yeah,
But the
you
full
can't
name
see
is
your baby.
Archibald.
Archie's cute.
Yeah,
Archibald.
yeah.
But the full name is
No.
Archer.
I
So
know
that
Archibald
was
as
the
well.
intention.
I don't
Archibald
think
sounds
of all these
like
names.
it would like that name would suit the Terminator or something. Like Archibald.
The Terminator.
Yeah, don't you think it
Like
sounds
you should be a
very
superhero, but then when you do your 9 to 5 job,
No,
that's your full name.
I think you're getting mixed up with Arnold. But that's the Terminator's actual name.
No, I know
Even
what
Arnold.
you're talking about.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but Archibald sounds like something. But to be fair, if your name is Archibald,
Yeah.
you're destined for greatness.
Why is that?
Is it?
100%.
With a name like that?
Yeah, Archibald. Like you have to
powerful
be something
name.
great.
But
Like, you
why?
have
I don't know
be.
about it.
Why?
Now you have to be.
I think the Royals like them type of names.
You
but
have to be something great. If
They
you're
don't
not
really want to go off, are
Archibald.
they?
Charles, Ethel.
Sebastian.
Softer Sebastian is whack.
Sebastian is as well. That's an old name you give a baby.
What, Sylvester?
Oh,
Another one.
Dear, no.
I don't think
Sebastian,
Sebastian's
Sylvester.
that bad.
what do you
not-
do if your partner suggests a name that's just dead?
I'll say I don't
I'd
want that
say
name.
it's not
Yeah,
happening.
it's nothing.
But like, say she's just been through the labor, all of that stuff.
Oh,
She's all
sorry,
emotional.
baby.
Nothing to do with it.
I'll say we'll talk about it later. Talk about it later.
Give her 2 pats on the head. Well done, baby. We'll talk about it
Oh,
later.
that's mad, man. But alrighty, okay. Well, before we carry on, you guys do like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment, keep going in the live chats. These videos are gonna stay up now because Bren is just so great. So these videos are gonna stay up. So share it as well in your group chats to your friends and all that great stuff. And join the TNB network. So search community.thenewblack.com and join the TNB network, and also join the TDA Backstage Access, where you get a free month, where you get 1 month free trial.
Why are you laughing?
It's not that Emmanuel.
What happened?
He said, what happened?
Who's that hating? Hey, I have an idea of who it might be, you know. ain't gonna
I do
mention
feel
no
like
names.
Emmanuel. Anyway, let me not talk. But yeah, all right, ready to go into our first headline?
Stop hating on me, man.
Let's get into it.
All right.
You want to give her headphones?
Oh, do I need headphones?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so the first headline is to do with Vladimir Putin. So in a speech to an economic forum in Vladivostok, Putin condemned the West's sanctions imposed on Russia because of its war in Ukraine, labeling it a fever that poses a threat to the entire world. He said Russia was coping with the West's economic aggression, but warned the quality of life for Europeans was being sacrificed as sanctions while poorer countries were losing access to food. He added that Europe was cheating poor countries out of Ukraine's grain. For months, Ukraine's seaports were blockaded by Russian forces, but since exports resumed at the start of August, Russia's leader asserted that only 2 grain ships had gone to Africa, which apparently is not the case. He said he wanted to discuss revisiting the deal in remarks rejected by Ukraine as groundless. As you know, Russia launched its invasion on the 24th of February and now occupies around a fifth of Ukrainians' territory. 6 months on, it has been pushed back from areas around Kiev in the north and now faces a Ukrainian counteroffensive in the south and east. Western nations responded to the war by imposing sanctions on a large number of Russian individuals, businesses, and state-run enterprises. The European Union has sought to cut its reliance on Russian gas and oil, and as reported a few days ago, Moscow has shut its key Nord Stream 1 gas pipeline to Germany, blaming it on technical issues. Energy prices have soared, and EU ministers meet on Friday to respond to the crisis. The Russian leader condemned one proposal for a cap on Russian gas prices as stupid. Mr. Putin told his audience the West was trying to impose its behavior on other countries. Many companies have rushed to leave Russia, he said, but now we are seeing how production and jobs in Europe are closing one after the other. This obviously isn't to say Russia's had it easy, because they definitely have not. Inflation is rising and companies are struggling to import much needed parts. The EU has already barred direct flights from Russia, and last week, its 27 member states angered Moscow further by agreeing to make the process of securing a visa more laborious for Russians. That's the first headline.
Alrighty. Let's get into our topic of the day. What you saying?
Yeah. This is where I want the people to call in, because we definitely need to hear your opinions, right? All right. So the question is, are things about to change for good in this Tory government? Right? And therefore, obviously, as a result, the country. So for years, we've all spoken about racism and even sexism in the Tory government. The lack of representation has been a permanent stain on their record and has been used to justify our critique of the party. For example, saying they're racist and how much they're out of touch with minorities and the working class. We hear it every day, right? But today, we have a female prime minister, right? This is, of course, not the first or even the second time, but the prime minister has made significant changes that I don't think people are fully comprehending. So let's look at the top positions in our cabinet, yeah? So the deputy prime minister is white. So you got white prime minister, deputy is white. And she's also a woman, right? The chancellor is black. Yeah. Right? Home secretary is Asian.
There you go, boy.
They didn't even let you land the...
You know what I'm saying?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Age, sex, location.
Wow. We're inside. Okay, yes, this is Saleh, 23, London. We're
Hi,
here.
Saleh. I think I've seen you in the comments.
Sally.
Yeah, I've been listening for a while, but the past 2 days, a couple of days, I've been tuned in. So we're here.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Lovely to speak to you.
So you want to chime in on today's topic of the day, yeah?
Yeah, so you were just talking about the Tory government, but I didn't hear everything you were saying because I left the video to call in.
Okay, cool. All right, let me finish it and then tell me what you think, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so these are the top positions in Liz Truss's cabinet. So like I was saying, the deputy prime minister is white, she's a woman as well. Chancellor, the exchequer, is black. Home secretary is Asian and she's a woman. And the foreign secretary is black as well. So this is the top 5 positions in this cabinet, right? Do you think this signifies the Tories' desire for change? Is there also enough representation to allow us to view the party differently now? These are the top positions, right? And if not, what else do we want? I'll start there.
I don't particularly believe that this would signify any change at all. This country that we've been living in is not our country, and it hasn't been our country ever. So, and especially you see when you see the news, I think we forget a lot of things a lot of the times because when we like the newspapers and all this stuff, and they're posting Stormzy's face instead of someone else's and all this stuff, like these stuff they do, it's not by accident, or even like and then whether it's by accident or not, they don't care. They don't care to hide it. They don't care to hide it. They've never cared to hide it. I went to what's it called? I went to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock's show on the weekend, and there was a comedian there called Earthquake. He was talking about what's that princess, the black one? What's her name again?
Again.
Yes. And they were talking about how she was so shocked that the royal family was racist and she wasn't expecting it and blah blah blah. And then he rebutted and said that this is a family that have literally made their wealth and they've secured their position in society off hundreds of years of slavery and all this stuff. So like we can't really expect them to even like they don't care. They don't care about not appealing racist. Like the ethnic minority percentage in the UK is something under like 6%.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough, we live in our circles and in London and maybe certain places in Birmingham and different cities, we do have diversity. But at the end of the day, you can only see what's in front of you. So we have these discussions and we think, oh, they actually care about actually appearing to care about us and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't believe that for a second at all.
Ask him a couple pointed questions, please.
Okay, so...
Sorry?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so, okay. All right, you mentioned, obviously, the royal family and stuff like that, right? And you're saying, obviously, they don't really care. Playing devil's advocate, if they don't care, why would then Liz Truss, I guess, make some type of effort to ensure her entire cabinet is diverse? Do you think that's part of a game? Or do you feel like this is real change, potentially? Because if yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, continue.
No, I was just going to say, because obviously, like I said before, we're always talking about lack of representation, right? We talk about Labour being better for us. We all tend to vote for Labour for some reason, right? But Labour hasn't got this. You know what I'm saying? Labour hasn't got this type of representation or diversity.
Yeah.
We've just got white women. You know what I'm saying? But we've got black people here. We've got women here. We've got Asian people here. Like, what else do we want? Why do you think there will be no change?
Because even though these people might be on the cabinet, and fair enough, it might look all very well and nice that, oh, we now have some black faces. I do not for a second believe that is going to translate to a representation in the actual legislation that they put through. Not at all. Not at all. They're just there. They're posters, like poster boys, poster girls. They're just there for their aesthetics. But I do not think in this country that we literally are under 10% of the people within the country. Fair enough, we do have voices and we make noise, but at the end of the day, they don't really care about the noise that we're making because, let's be real. They're posters, like poster boys, poster girls. They're just there.
I think you got playback.
Oh, wait.
Saleh.
I do not think. Yeah.
You need to turn down your live, you know.
Wait. Is that better now?
No, you need to turn it all the way down, babe.
Yeah, turn it all the way down.
Take your live off.
Yeah, come off the live while you're on the phone.
The noise that we're making because. No,
They're going to cook you in the comments. All right. I think, with all of this, I think it's all performative.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Why'd you say that? You need to turn down your live, you know.
Nah, sorry. Saleh's stressing me out.
Hello, yo, bro. Turn down your live.
Come off the live.
Pause it or just.
No, I don't have it on. That's a strange thing.
So whose is it then?
Whose is
It's
it?
not his.
Oh, it's not his.
They're going to cook you in the comments. All right.
I'm not sure. Then.
I think, with all of this, I think it's all
Oh, it's
performative.
Brent's, man.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I can hear it coming from your side. I can hear S's voice.
It's still going though.
Continue.
Is Saleh off the phone?
Wait.
No.
Oh, there you
Hello.
go.
Oh, there we
I'm
go.
still here.
Okay, cool. Sorted.
There's a lie in this room.
Have no live.
Wait, is it better now?
I didn't say it was you, but I said there's a liar in this room.
All right.
If the shoe fits Cinderella, everybody be wearing it. I didn't say it was you, babes. But yeah, I think it's performative. I think the whole having a black man here, Asian man there, an Asian woman there, blah blah blah. I think it's all performative. I think the country, like I get what Saleh's saying, and I agree with most part of it. But I do care. I do think they care that people think they're racist. I think stuff like that. That idea that this is a racist country will affect stuff like tourism, for example. Do you get what I mean? So I think they do care. And I think they work hard to hide their racism. And I think that this is just one of the ways that they're doing. I think that if Labour comes into power, Labour, I mean, they already do the most anyway, trying to appeal to everybody. But I think they will also do something. They will also put stuff in place to show that we're very diverse with our, with our what's it called? What are they called? Team?
Yeah, the cabinet.
Cabinet. That's it. Oh dear. Cabinet. Do you get what I mean? So, so I think it's just all pretense.
So when
Wait, hold on, Esther.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was gone.
Wait, do you really think that? Well, you said something like tourism, but do you really think that the British government care for black tourists?
No, I don't think that.
With all the stuff that we've seen with the Ukraine stuff and then bringing them over, and I don't think they care for black people as tourists or anything like that.
I don't think they care.
But
I do think that this country cares about having good PR. So that counts for something. Do you get me? So I don't think they actually care about black people. I don't think they care. But what they do care is that they care that people don't know that this is what they really like. Do you get what I mean? So we always get the performative stuff here and there.
Okay, so
yeah, fair enough.
All right, so like I was saying, all the time we talk about there's a lack of representation.
Yeah.
We want more people in certain positions. We want them at the top.
Yeah.
You've got the top, right?
Yeah.
Black, Asian, women, all of that, right? Yeah, that's not enough for us.
I think it's not enough. I love it.
But you're just saying it's performative. It's
but
not going to
just
amount
because
to anything.
Listen, I've also sat on here and I've said that if I go to a company where they've hired me to be the black token person, the money's right. I will stand and be the leader of the urban group within the company. I think that yes, maybe they've gotten there because they're trying to be performative or whatever. But the point is, you're there. When people are just gonna know that you hold this position, you hold this power, then not everyone's gonna look into why it is that you're there. I don't think that it's a bad thing that. No. I do think being performative is a bad thing because be your real self. But I also don't think that black people should decline positions of power just because it's not coming from the right place. I think just go there and you go and be great in the black way that you possibly can. Do you get what I mean?
Okay, so if they're going there to be great, you don't think that can actually translate into something real and tangible for us?
It could.
Yeah, but it depends if they're there for black people, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
When we have black representatives in the government, does it matter if their partners are not black? Do you think that has an impact on their mentality and their way of thinking?
Have you ever seen any of these people be married to someone that is black as well?
And
there's
that's
always
kind of my...
Because I talked about Kemi Badenoch.
Yeah.
And her.
True. Yeah. But then do you think that's like kind of unfair? Like for us to then say, okay, because a black man or black woman wants to have a white partner, they don't really care about the...
No, it's not that it's not fair. It's the reality that you're there because of who you're with. Just know that.
Oh, so you think it's not necessarily there?
I think it's a lot easier for you to get there when you've got a white partner.
100%.
Even like the token social medias and token...
I was going to say, we see it with the YouTubers.
Yeah, just about that representing the black people. The ones that are up there is because they've got...
white partners.
They've got an intervention.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a black person and maybe you've been middle class, upper class all your life or whatever, there's some black people that don't even believe that racism exists.
True.
You think there's that too?
Okay. Like depending on how your upbringing, your surroundings, it all affects your mentality. So even if there's a black person in the cabinet,
because what was it that Kemi Badenoch was saying again that she was getting cooked for? Was it to do with education or something, or like about systematic?
No, I think it was that she said that racism doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, something like that. Do you get what I mean? And she's a black woman.
Oh yeah, she's
a whole Nigerian name and all sorts.
Race theory.
And
But do you think she means that?
She's got a white husband and funky braids. I think she means that.
No, I don't think. I don't think she means that. I think it's all packaging.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
There's no way a black person can, open their mouth and say that racism doesn't exist.
Yeah, but
I don't think that's what she said.
What says that quote then?
I'll find it, but I don't think that's what she said. I think she was talking about critical race theory
Theory,
taught
yeah.
in schools. I don't think that she said.
Oh,
But
okay.
I do know that there are black people who are very far removed from the realities a lot of black
100%.
people face. So I'll be honest with you, if she actually believes whatever it is that she said, I will believe that. There are some black, even when things happen where it's so clear it's racism, there are black people who say you guys are playing the race card yet again.
So I feel like some people do
Some
Some
people
people
what?
what?
exaggerate this race card thing, especially
Oh,
Nigerian aunties.
oh no, of course.
You
There are
see
black
them?
people that do.
Yeah,
100%.
I do believe. So for me, I'm
Yeah.
from Kent, so maybe I'm maybe a little bit like the people you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't believe. I believe there is racism.
Yeah.
Right. But I feel like a lot of people exaggerate it. Right.
Okay.
I also feel like if we wanted to, you have to play them at their own game, right? So someone like me, if I feel like I was in an environment where they were racist, I would just play them at their game. I'll play dumb. I'm happy to play dumb to get to where I want to get to.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in that position of power, then I can change the game. But sometimes people think you're selling yourself when you start trying to play to their tone. But that's the only way I personally think we'll get there.
So is it right for us to not afford?
Sorry, Sally, are we holding you back from?
What's
I
that?
forgot Sally's
Oh
still on the
no,
phone.
no. This is my. I listen to you guys every day. I'm tuned in. Continue, please.
Also, we've got Grace here.
Yes, we have Grace.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you feel like we're being a bit harsh then to not afford those people grace, and feel like, okay, you know what, now that they're in those positions, maybe they're gonna do
I
something
always
like
see
you're
it as
saying.
time will tell.
That's what I think. It's too
Yeah.
early.
It's
It's
too,
way too
But I
early.
think everybody's just not expecting, because of what has happened in the past, everyone just thinks it's going to be another sort of, same thing people
Do
doing.
you know what I think though? I think time can possibly tell.
Yeah.
In the past, time has not told anything.
Yeah.
But also, I just think that sometimes people don't have power. You're just filling in.
Literally.
that
You're a
seat.
puppy.
You're there for
You're a
generations.
puppy. Like
Yeah.
Obama. I remember when
Precisely.
Obama got elected, people were like, "Oh my gosh,
There's
this is
gonna
going to
be
mean this."
change,
this.
yeah.
No,
No.
he is just
He's
he
a
is
puppet.
just the face of this government. The people that actually control the government, you don't know them.
Don't see them.
Do you get me? You don't see them.
I believe that.
agree.
I
So
always-
for me, sorry. So
that's
for me, I don't look to them to bring about change. If you're not someone who from the get-go I can see that you're for black, you're for black, I'm not going to expect you to be kind of just blending in for you to then infiltrate the system. Babes, you're not going to have the power to do so.
Okay.
But
I want to
how-
see what I'm working with from the start.
How would you see a guy or girl for black and you think he will get in?
And that's the thing. We just have to keep fighting that fight.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
But
the
then the people that then people that then try and fit in to get in, they end up they don't do anything.
So you know how I said that I would work the system. So now I would also say that. So do you now not think maybe instead of trying to work the system, we should create our own?
And that's something that we need to do.
Because
On the Marcus Garvey thing.
100%.
I just feel like we need to create some sort of thing that is for us.
Yeah.
And stop being against each other. But
Yeah.
that's the problem. The only way we can do that is once we sort out the issues that's amongst ourselves.
Yeah, but we've
We
been
ain't got
saying this for
time.
years though.
We're
Oh,
listen.
let's create our own. Let's create.
Yeah.
But one, are we lazy? Like,
Yes.
who wants to be the
Yes.
spearhead? Who wants to be the target? Who wants to be the one that get? Do you get what I mean? Who wants?
That goes to jail for this.
I lie.
Yeah,
But why
exactly.
must, it be,
That's the
why,
thing.
must it be, why must it be something about you going to jail?
Because
I feel
you-
like there is so much intelligent black people that can quote the system down to the T.
There are.
Right? And if we were to have the patience and follow through in that process, I think we'll get a lot further.
But then you
we're
become-
impatient. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
No.
Sorry.
I'll
Go
let you
ahead.
talk.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, but then you become
I was going to
dangerous.
see someone go.
You become dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And then again, if you don't end up in prison, you could end up dead.
But okay, I think if you do things through the system, you'll more likely end up dead than in prison.
There you go.
I think prison is if you're doing something that's a bit more on the negative side. So what
But
do you
even
do?
that, we say
Not
negative though.
necessarily. Not necessarily.
Ending
Like
up in
Nelson
prison, you
Mandela.
don't have your free. No man.
Nelson Mandela, he was positive.
Yeah, and where
Yeah,
was
see
he?
what I'm saying?
Okay, so what? Be the tool. Are you happy to?
Go, you
know-
live that first. You know me. I'm not happy to do anything.
because
I'm a donator.
Damn.
I donate to causes. That's what I do. I'm not out in the fields kind of girl. No.
On the front line.
Not me.
you know, I always say, if all our origin countries just got their shit together.
Yep.
Are you allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay. Got their shit together. Everything was okay. We wouldn't even be here anymore.
We could just go back.
we would just
That's
go
the
back.
thing.
Yeah, but we know that.
That's
though.
big
But
facts.
That is so. Instead of us trying to fix somebody else's country, because this is the issue I personally have all the time. I always get in trouble for it. This is not our country.
Yeah.
So why do we expect them to adapt to satisfy or make us comfortable when in other countries we don't make them comfortable? When an English guy comes to Nigeria, he is told to wear agbada and native if he wants to fit in. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he's also celebrated it for being white. We have that white.
He's celebrated for being white and embracing our culture.
Yeah, but
It's gone are the days that you're celebrated for being white because they've never seen a white person before.
no, but they still have that. This is why. Okay, this is why I think with that, I can't even look to. I think I've got a better chance with this black. What is it, Home Secretary, whoever it is, to make change than I do expect in Nigeria to make change. Because in
100%,
Nigeria,
100%.
we have that mindset where we still think white is superior to us. So even when it's a white person, we celebrate them. Do you get what I mean? Like we get excited when a white person says, "Oh, a karo." Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like good morning in Yoruba. This time I'm over here saying English all the time. I don't get celebrated.
Yeah, but that's because we so many of us are here now.
Yeah.
If it was a case where there wasn't that many of us here and they heard us speaking English, it would actually be a shock to them just as well. It's like when Chinese people see us speaking a black person speaking their language. It's the same thing.
Shock is not celebration.
I don't know.
They won't celebrate us here. They'll think, oh, this monkey can talk.
Okay, do you know what? I'm sorry about that. So, you know, I lived in Nigeria, then I came here. I remember when I started secondary school. So my maths teacher, she knew that I had, obviously, because I think I started, she knew anyway that I'd come from Nigeria. She was talking to me. I was talking to her. First of all, I think this woman was like Russian or something. The audacity of her. She's like, "Oh, you can speak English." I said,
There you
"Yes." Like, of course I can. Because obviously she taught like the opposite math. So first I think she was already shocked that I was in set
Opposite.
2 for starters.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, and you can speak English."
That's because-
And literally even my white friends looked at her like, why would she not be able to speak
Yeah.
English kind of thing? So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I personally don't think white people are celebrated like before in Nigeria. When you go to Nigeria, they're everywhere. They're just part of the furniture now. It's
But
not
you know
like
what it is
that
as well?
anymore.
Because even back home as well, people that try to come into the government and bring change, they get killed.
Yeah.
So really, we're just doomed, okay? We just have to make the best of what we've got,
I hear that.
if we're being honest.
All right. So do you guys vote? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Do you mind saying who you vote for?
Labour.
Labour.
Same.
Labour. Okay, cool. Why Labour over Tories?
It's based on, I'll be honest, based on my knowledge and based on when I was younger, it was Labour that was there.
Yeah.
So I'll be really honest,
same.
that's why.
Yeah.
Because,
Mine, Mine is family history.
Yeah, and then also I got my £30 every week, and then when Tories get £30 is every week, and then after they left, it was not available anymore.
Saleh, who do you vote for?
He's gone long time.
He's gone.
I've had to. Somebody was trying to call in, so I've had to jump in.
Okay.
You had me holding this mic.
Thank you very much for calling in, Saleh.
Thank you for calling in, Saleh.
Saleh.
Reason
Okay,
I'm
fair
asking is because I feel like, okay, like you just said, we vote for Labour for reasons that don't really make sense.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel like now, given your circumstances, thinking about what you want in the future from life, things of that nature, you would still vote Labour?
So everyone that knows me knows is I don't stress myself. I just accept whatever reality gives me and I make use of it. If they increase the bills, for example, gas has gone up, right? Electricity. I just have to work harder and pay more. Unless I want to take myself out of this country, I just have to adapt. Because I have the mind frame of this is not my country, to be honest. Because when I'm in Nigeria, I feel at home. And when I'm here, I'm in the system that they've given me. Obviously, I appreciate my parents moving here and I understand why they've moved here because it's a better life. But I always say, if you can take your pounds and go and use it in Nigeria, my dear, take your pounds and go and use it in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I'm not really here for that not paying stuff and less riot, all of that. I'm not for it. At the end of the day, as she said, we're here. We accept the system that they give us. You got to strive harder. You got to work harder. I know it sounds
Very selfish.
it sounds easier said than done.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like that's reality. What are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do about it. So.
Because let's not lie, a lot of black people that vote don't vote because of all of it. They vote because they're told it improves their credit score. But do you know what I'm saying?
telling you,
A lot of like we say all these things. We say we're fed up of X, Y, and Z, but we don't do anything per se. We just love having debates and conversations on podcasts about it, and then nothing happens. So, and that's the same thing with our own African countries. We just talk about it. We don't make any change.
So are we to blame then?
In our own countries, yeah, we can't be blamed here because this is not our home.
Even though you have a say?
You have a say, but it's all packaging.
What do you mean by
Do
packaging?
you really
though?
have a say?
You have a vote, right?
You have a vote.
What good is your vote?
What do you mean? So then, do you not vote then?
I can tell you who to watch
My
scandal.
voting status is none of your business.
That is private information.
Someone's on the line.
Okay. Hello.
So I was waiting for you to ask the question.
Hello?
What's that?
The age, sex, location.
Oh,
yeah.
Hello, sir. Age,
Yeah,
sex,
can
and
you know
location,
it?
please.
Yeah, I'm 20. I'm 27,
You
male,
pushing?
South London.
Okay.
What are you lot saying?
What's your name?
The Ghost of Koi.
The ghost. Your name.
The ghost of court.
All right, Ghost of Koi, with your deep voice.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to quickly like chime in on the topic here. But basically, I think from this thing, it's kind of like the way I see it is like not all skin folk are kinfolk, innit? Just because they're in the position, it doesn't mean that they're gonna look out for us. Like you know, have been reporting over the last couple of days that that young black boy just died in Streatham, and we ain't really seen none of them step out, speak on anything. But yeah, like obviously, Liz Truss getting just getting appointed is probably a good distraction for them, but it doesn't mean that they can't step out and speak on stuff that's like important to us.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if the reports are true, but I just saw something saying that he wasn't even armed. But I don't know, all of that will get confirmed later. But it's just a bit. I think for me, it's kind of like a wait and see sort of thing. It's a good start, but yeah, I'm just more on the wait and see. Let's see when the topic comes up. If these lot don't back us or whatever the situation is, or they stay quiet or pick the wrong side, even that's the worst way to go. But then yeah, we're just not. I'm not riding with them. That's basically it.
Sorry, can I just ask a question, like to everyone? Do you think you can see a white president in Nigeria?
If I see that ever, yeah,
Do you?
burn the whole country
No,
down.
but do you think it can happen?
I wouldn't put it past
I wouldn't
Nigerians.
put it past
If I'm being
them.
honest,
I don't
wouldn't
think
put
it will
past
ever
them.
happen.
I would not
then
put
my
it past them.
question,
I don't think so.
the reason why I don't think it will ever happen is because of the way Nigeria is set up. So why would you now expect to see a black person in some sort of position in another country that they're not from?
Cause you know, I think here Nigeria doesn't claim diversity.
Or let's forget about Nigeria, Africa.
No, but in this country, yeah, they
Even-
wear diversity
That's
on their
the
head.
thing.
Yeah, but that's their
Yeah.
packaging.
And that's fair
we
enough.
don't
But the thing
believe
is,
that.
not everybody is going to know that that's just a packaging. If you are really, really riding for this, like you're dying on this hill, that you lot are diverse in this country, and you want that shown in every area and every industry and stuff. It's not unrealistic for people to say, actually, do you know what? Then there should be a black prime minister or whatever, because also a lot of people that contribute to the government, and I'm not even just talking about like normal taxpayers and stuff, I'm
Yeah.
talking about people behind the scenes who are doing whatever they're
Yeah.
doing, are black, intelligent, ethnic minorities as well. Do you get what I mean? So it's not crazy to think that they should. Okay, sorry, you gotta go.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah,
But Joey, so it's not,
No
Bye,
problem,
Koi.
man. You lot have a good day.
bye, Koi, have a
man.
nice day. Joey, so it's not crazy to think that they can then be in that position of power, because Nigeria doesn't claim to be a diverse nation for whites, Asians, and others. It's a black nation, and we say we're black, we're Nigerian, we're on our heads. You get what I mean? So I think yes, I get it. Why people, you know, even like America, when people are like, oh, it'd be nice to have like a Mexican president. I get it, because that's what you sell. Like when you package this country to people, this is what you're selling. So people have aspirations and dreams.
I'm just sitting here wondering what people want. You want a black person who's all about black people, or what? In England, that's not gonna happen.
It's definitely it's
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna happen.
Sorry, Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
So,
I was gonna let it slide.
Like, yeah.
yeah, that's all about black people.
That's not gonna
Never
happen.
gonna
It's not gonna happen.
What
Never.
are we arguing about? What are we fussing about? It's never gonna happen. This is the UK.
But you're right, 100%. But the thing is, it's just that all the time black people talk about the lack of representation. We need this there.
Yeah,
we
but
need this there.
representation for what? Just the optics, or what they're actually doing?
For our
Because who
needs.
cares if you're just black and not doing anything for us? Who cares?
Yeah, but the argument is never that first. The argument is we need to see our people there.
Yeah, because we assuming that,
That
by
they
our
will
people
do
being there,
something.
they're doing something
That
for
they're
us.
doing
Exactly,
something,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
History has shown that black people who are in this position aren't really for us.
But you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
But my only thing would be then, okay, we all vote for Labour, right? But even they're not doing it. They don't care about it. It's just white women there and Keir Starmer. But at least Liz Truss has now got
White
black
women, Keir
people,
Starmer.
Asian people, women there, and yet we're still acting like
But
Tories
don't
have
you
done
think
nothing.
that's Labour's selling point? don't you think that's their selling point? Making it seem like they're multicultural, they have all these different things so that you guys can vote for them.
Maybe, but at least they care enough to at least try.
I'd rather you be
I think
just
they're
real.
lying.
I'd just rather you be real, and that's why I prefer Labour. What you see is
but
what you kind of
you
get
can
more
never get
with them.
you can never get a cabinet that actually tells the full truth. Like
No, I know you can never get that,
Yeah.
but you can still kind of warm up to someone who is you deem fit to be a bit more genuine.
Do you know what I think is? I think what it comes down to with human beings, I think it's just hope. I feel like the world is hard. Everything in life is just difficult. And I think where people can hold on to a little bit of hope for some kind of change, whether it does happen in their lifetime, doesn't happen, I think just that on a daily gives them something to kind of look forward to. So as much as people who are the black people, for example, who are in government, are not going to do anything for black people. For them, it's just seeing change. I think especially like the older generation where they were the first generation here and they suffer so much racism. So for them to even see this kind of lineup is like, this would have never happened. Because even when we reported it yesterday, I was talking about like, wow, I love that there's women even in these positions. You get what I mean? So not necessarily because I think they're going to be fighting for human rights or anything, but I think it's just hopeful of possibly a better tomorrow.
This is what I'm saying.
That it's now looking a bit more diverse other than white old chubby men. Do you get what I mean? But I just think it's just hope.
And like we were saying, I think it was yesterday, I think it's 95% of the Tories are white.
Yeah.
But yet, from that 95%, well, 5% that's left over, you still got this diverse view in the cabinet.
I
To me,
think
it says
this is a
something.
good thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It must do.
It's definitely pretentious, but I rate it. I rate the vibe.
Kwasi.
And then big up Kwasi. But yeah, guys, before we carry on, do like the video. I'm looking at the number of people in the live and the likes. You guys know the math is really not mathing on my end. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it as well. It's going to stay up after we're done recording. But yeah, let's get into our next headlines.
Brent,
Yeah.
can you please turn this
All right. So our next headline is about school trips. So head teachers have said pupils could miss out on school
The AC is
trips
still on.
and music lessons as schools face rising costs this year. Some school leaders in England say that they're among...
Press it twice. Sorry. Sorry.
So what's it Brent's fault?
It's Brent. Sorry.
All right, let me start again.
Sorry.
All right, so head teachers have said pupils could miss out on school trips and music lessons as schools face rising costs this year. Some school leaders in England say these are among the areas they will trim first before reducing staff, which makes sense, I guess. They're grappling with staffing costs and are being hit particularly hard by rising energy bills. The government says it is increasing budgets for schools and helping them by recommending energy deals. Colleges have written to the Chancellor, Kwesi Kwarteng, warning some are at risk of bankruptcy this year. Hopefully there won't be any drastic cuts that affect the education and well-being of the children. But what do you guys think about it?
If they can cut down on them damn uniform prices, maybe you'll be able to afford some school damn trips.
Damn,
That
man.
is one thing.
You're angry, huh?
No, because you're not thinking, yeah.
But what's expensive? It's just the jumper and the blazer.
It's ridiculous.
If
Some
you
school
go-
uniforms are very stupid, and then you can only get it from the one supplier. It's just, I think I talked about this the other day. I think it's all a scam.
You got to remember
It's a
those
scam.
those businesses
Yeah.
are not actually owned by the school.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
just got a contract with the school.
Yeah.
So that's a private business. So to be honest, with the school, it's none of their business.
Yeah, but I think they can do stuff about
The
it.
only thing they could do about it is
Yeah.
to decide to sell the school uniform in the school.
That's an option.
Yeah,
and it'll be
which
cheaper.
which some schools do.
Yeah.
But as a businesswoman or a businessman, you know what? I can facilitate your school uniform. I can do it, and okay, how much do you want me to pay for it or
Yeah.
whatever. But when you buy school uniforms at school,
Yeah.
it's chaotic. It is. You got to remember, a school is not a business.
Yeah.
They're now adding another aspect that they're not really used to.
I feel like they can make it work. I think there's a will, there's a way. I think they can definitely make it work.
Uniforms are like sanitary, like products.
Yeah.
You need it, and
Yeah.
they know we have to buy it.
Yeah.
So they can actually set it at whatever price,
Yeah, true.
and we will
And you have
still
to
buy
buy
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even
So-
make that much money because it's a seasonal business. Once you've got your school uniform, the next time you go there is summer. After summer again is September.
But
Maybe that's
I
why
think
the prices are that
Yeah,
high.
that's
true,
why.
actually. Yeah.
to last them the whole
Yeah,
year.
yeah. It's a seasonal business.
For the
Makes sense.
scam, bruv.
I think.
Right.
I think it's-
But do you guys do you have to pay for school trips though?
Some of them.
Some you
Yeah, some
do,
schools you just pay
but
for.
like my kids' school, you pay £25 for the year for all the little activities they do, and then if they have major ones when they're older, then you pay for those ones.
Okay. Cool. All right. So our next headline is about a group who went on a spiritual retreat. Sugar warning. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm learning.
You know, Pastor Makai is here, so let's hear this one.
All right. So emergency workers are searching for a group of people who disappeared while on a spiritual retreat in the Andes. Drones and dogs are being deployed to comb the mountain areas of La Grita in Venezuela. An official with the civil protection team said between 16 and 20 people were missing, but local media suggests the number could be higher. Relatives say that they've not heard from their loved ones since they left for the retreat on the 22nd of August. Neighbours told local paper La Nación that a number of local families have packed food and camping mats and set off into the mountains on what they described as a 4-day spiritual retreat. A priest in La Grita said the group had followed a woman who claimed to have received a revelation by the Virgin Mary. In his Sunday sermon, the priest warned of the dangers of believing in fanatics who made claims about the end of the world being nigh. Yesnado Canal of the local Civil Protection Authority said a newborn and a number of children were among the missing. On Tuesday, a search team combed through the area where locals had reported seeing the group but found nothing. The mayor of the area said that the family's disappearance was very suspicious. There are several theories floating around at the moment of what may have happened, but we don't know what really happened until the investigations have been concluded.
So where do you think they are?
They're probably in some land, some barren land somewhere. That's what these cult leaders tend to do.
Or
They
they
buy
tend-
some land somewhere and then they all live there and then breed each other.
There's that,
Or they're dead?
or there's sacrifice.
Yeah, that sounds like a sacrifice.
100% sounds like a sacrifice.
But they wouldn't find their bodies.
Okay.
They've done something to the body.
No, but at least if they find their bodies, then that's closure. If they're just missing, they're just...
Yeah, but it's because they know they're committing a crime. So
Okay,
they're
so they
not
won't
going
just
to
lay
leave
the
their
bodies
bodies.
around.
Yeah.
And now, especially, you know, sometimes when people commit crimes, they don't expect it to go out there to the media and everything. Now this one has gone out.
It's awkward.
They have to. You
What
know,
country is this in?
Venezuela.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Sounds like witchcraft to me.
innit? Sounds
Yeah, all
about
these things are always
witchy.
weird, man.
Do you think they could have been abducted by
By who?
aliens?
Aliens. Okay.
Do you believe in aliens?
Many people don't believe in aliens. But yeah, that's the end of the headlines.
All right, let's get into Word on Road. Apple in your people's journey today?
Nah.
You really are a hater, aren't you? Damn. Well, so basically, obviously, Apple had their usual event where they reveal a new iPhone, and there'll be an iPhone 14. However, Steve Jobs' daughter is out here doing the shareholders a disservice. So basically, she posted a meme that is basically suggesting that the iPhone 14 is the same as the iPhone 13.
But we know that.
Yeah, but that's
been
normal,
the
innit?
norm.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, if your father he's dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she would then
Right.
have some Yusuf.
What's that?
Don't
Clip it up, man.
don't try to act like.
Clip it up.
Flip what?
Yeah, she
Basically,
always makes these little blunders, isn't it?
Oh, so we're the same.
Yeah.
All right, relax. You're agreeing too quickly.
Said we're the same.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying yes, she does. I was thinking, wow, it's sad that you won.
No, we're the same. We're the same.
But yeah, so she kind of put that up, and then obviously it sparked people's conversations. People were like, yeah, they always do this. It's the same thing, blah, blah, blah. Person about the shareholders would have to have a meeting because you can't be out here on doing all of our hard work. That's really wild.
But it depends what kind of relationship they have with her. Apple has with
That's true, actually.
the Jobs family. Like, if they
That is
have no
true.
financial relationship or nothing, and she's now a free spirit, she could say whatever she wants to say now.
That is true.
So it all depends.
That is a point. That is a point. Do you think of that? All right, and then next on my
Sorry,
list.
it's like I keep.
No, it's fine. And then, so next on my list, so Teletubbies is going to be rebooted. And it's going to be on Netflix.
And which one of them's going to be gay?
Netflix.
You know what I'm
dear.
saying?
There's gonna be a gay one.
Which one of them's going to be a bisexual, trans,
All of that.
all of that?
They're all, yeah.
LGBTQ.
Yeah, they're all going to
Is that an
be
issue?
there.
No, don't fall into it.
That is this platform. Sorry.
No, but is that an issue for you?
100%.
Why is that?
Because don't force things on my children.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the end of the day,
Each their own.
if they make it known that these are the characters, my children just won't watch it. That's up to me as a parent anyway. So
At least you see TV, I feel like that's okay because you can control it. What I can't stand is the stuff they're doing in the schools now, like making toilets unisex.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the thing now.
Yeah, they're doing stuff
it?
like putting man and woman signs on the toilets.
Okay.
And obviously you still have individual like
Cubicles and stuff.
cubicles
Yeah.
and stuff, but anyone can go there. And that's the issue I have with some of the schools of today.
that's a
You're
bit-
enforcing certain things.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you have Catholic schools and you have Christian schools? At least as a Christian, I can choose to put my child in that school. But if you want to do all of these, like, just create schools for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that makes more
I can
sense.
say create schools for them.
Yes, create schools for them.
For
They, her,
specific-
she, us, whatever, what they call themselves. What they are called. I'm going to get in trouble. Let me just-
We know what you mean.
The silence in the room is deafening.
I'm going to get in trouble.
Brand, this is what you want, right?
No, it's not. No. But I'm just saying, like the same way they are so for themselves and everything, I think we're also allowed to not want that.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be, kept silent and everything. I think they're allowed to do what they want to do, but just like, do you know what I mean?
Maxie looks frightened over there.
no, I was just gonna say because we can say the same thing about white people and black people.
As in,
Like
Okay, keep it separate.
like
for white people
we
don't
can
want
like if we're gonna keep it, what we're trying to do is inclusivity, right?
Yeah.
So if we're separating everything,
Why don't we
Where-
separate black and white people?
where is the like where's the inclusivity?
Where is the
if you
Babes.
separate
The
everything,
unions,
where
you're
is the
saying.
yeah?
We are separated, my dear. You don't
No,
see
because-
certain black people in certain areas. When
Yeah,
they're
but-
gentrifying or whatever they like to do in these
Gentrify.
areas, they move you into the areas that they are happy for you to move to.
move to,
Please,
yeah.
let's not even deceive ourselves. What
Okay, they move you. That means that are you like for example, are you
being forced.
yeah like you're maybe you're
Listen.
receiving benefits or whatever. That's the only way they can.
There's a smart
they can
way
move
to-
you.
there's-
out like
They
that,
can
yeah.
move you like that.
There's a smart way to do things, even if you want us to embrace, I'm not saying that my children shouldn't know that there's such thing as gay and all of that things. I'm okay with that. But don't put them in a position where, like, for instance, you'll hear them letting boys wear dresses for fancy dress. Like, don't do that.
I know some schools
Okay.
as well, they're changing, you know how like with like if it's a mixed school, the girls wear skirts, the guys wear
Yeah.
trousers. They're changing now where everyone just wears trousers.
Yeah, my
That
my,
one's
that way
okay.
my
it's,
daughter wears
I think
trousers,
that's
and I
okay.
prefer that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
I actually feel like she's more safe.
Yeah,
It's
same.
nice,
Yeah.
Come on, when we were in school, how many times did you hear like some girl got, what did they used to call it?
When you pull it down,
It was called a name.
Or
like
lift
strided.
the skirt up
Strided. They
quickly.
called it strided. So.
But yeah.
crazy scenes. Well, Tinky Winky,
Dipsy,
La La,
La, and Po.
they are back. And also the narrator will be Titus Burgess. Do you guys know who that is? You've definitely seen him. Hold on. He's the one. Wasn't he in that show? And he was talking about... No, it wasn't him. Wrong person. That guy.
Okay.
But you know the sexuality of the Teletubbies, the OG ones, right?
The
Yeah.
Tinky Winky.
That wasn't revealed until like these days.
Because
Yeah.
it's these days that they
Yeah.
started all of
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
But it's been... The messaging and stuff has been in there. It's just been very covert. I think now they're very out with it. Very
Okay.
overt with it. But yeah, it will be on Netflix. It's coming...
I feel like it's a weird platform to have that show.
What Teletubbies?
Yeah.
No, because
there's
Netflix got
Netflix.
the children's section.
Netflix
for
Kids?
me,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because you've got Netflix Kids.
For me, my question is, what's your agenda this time? Like, one, why do you feel like you need to bring them back? And two, what's your mission this time?
But they always.
But you know
do
that
stuff
everyone's
like
always
that.
doing a reboot these days.
Yeah.
But
Everyone needs
is
money.
Well,
I feel like
We'll
there's
find out
when
there's a
episode
hidden
one
sound.
money is always the main objective. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's first and foremost.
I do think
But I think it's a cartoon that's associated with LGBT
TQ plus I.
I feel like it will
because,
be.
like, those parents
You feel
who
like
are.
it is now or it always has been?
It is now. It's more
Okay.
enhanced, right? So I feel like when it does come out, a lot of those families will embrace their children to watch it because they want their children to feel like it's normal and it's
Yeah.
I
I guess
of life.
I think what will be good for them to do as well will be to talk about like maybe societal issues
They don't
or social
talk.
issues.
They don't talk Teletubbies.
They make noise.
I wasn't allowed to watch Teletubbies.
DJ
Why?
Blackstar,
Because you know
sorry.
that when they
on.
when they spoke back then, it was broken English.
So did your parents think that you weren't going to be talking properly?
Yeah, my mum, I was not
believe
allowed
that those
in my
shows
household.
do that though.
Sorry.
Shows that don't talk actually affects kids' speech. I think. I feel like.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So I was not allowed. I was more on the tweenie side.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
tweenies.
I love the tweenies.
Yeah,
DJ
Tweenies are
Blackstar said that
popping.
Tinky Winky was obviously gay.
Yeah, that's what we all
Is
heard.
that the one
Tinky
in
Winky-
purple?
We heard that Tinky Winky was
Yeah.
black and he was gay.
No, he's saying that that he was obviously gay. As in watching it at the time, you would know.
Yeah,
What?
even just the way he's the one that had the bag.
As an
Red bag,
adult,
right? Who had the red bag?
As an adult.
As an adult, is he saying that if you
Well,
were,
I don't know.
No, but he's- I think
I don't
his
know-
children
I don't
will
know-
never
I don't
be
know if
able
he's
to
saying it in
identify that.
hindsight or he meant at the time he knew. I'm not sure.
To be fair, in hindsight, because there is I don't know the Twitter name now, but there's a page on Twitter that shows you like cartoons and the undercover messages in
And if they
there.
plot that,
Some of them, because I swear one of these was the ones who would link up with some kind of vacuum thing. I was
The vacuum
getting
that sucks the
blown.
floor.
oh yeah, the vacuum that sucks the pancakes or something. Is
Yeah,
it the
but-
pancakes?
But
But
which
vacuum
one?
was
It was
sucking him
the
off.
purple one that had the bag, right? The red bag.
yeah, but didn't we assume that that was a girl?
no,
'cause we
Tinky
didn't
Wink was a
know.
boy.
Because we didn't know about
who,
Because-
we don't even know if there's any girls and boys. You didn't
No,
know.
Hold on,
no,
but
I
did-
thought
did-
Tinky Winky was the man.
Did you look at them as being all boys?
Yeah, I did. I can't
No,
lie.
I thought Poe was a girl.
I
thought
never-
Lala was a girl.
I never put genders on them, you know.
Oh yeah, Lala.
I just
Yeah, I
looked at
thought
them
Lala
as
was a girl.
Teletubbies. I didn't think, oh,
Because
that one's a boy, that one's a girl.
their
I
I just-
get what
tone-
you mean.
Yeah.
I
their
get what you
tones
mean,
were
though.
different. Like
Yeah, but-
Tinky
And
And
Winky's
plus,
tone was
I didn't really
deeper.
watch Teletubbies anyway, so I'm the wrong person to ask. But I didn't think that they were boy and girls. I thought they were just
Yeah, I
a
could.
certain species of alien.
Yes, it says as an adult I've clocked, but as a child you can see he was very feminine. And also the actor was gay. They didn't speak, but they will in the new one trying to send PC messages. But I don't know if Kevin Samuels is just trolling. Yeah, Kevin Samuels rose up from the grave and talks to us in a live chat. But yeah, so this is not news I will be keeping up with just because, yeah. But all the best to all parties involved with that. Next on my list is Ricky Martin, the Latino sensation. So basically, his nephew was.
I was surprised you didn't report on this when it first happened.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
I think you did though.
No, you didn't.
No, it didn't. But
What was it?
it might have been. Was it around what time was it?
What do you mean?
We had a shaky start.
Oh.
Yeah. Might have been during one of our off seasons. But yeah, so basically his nephew took him to court because his trigger warning, sorry. But his nephew is alleging that some kind of sexual misconduct situation going on there. But the nephew is basically alleging that they were actually seeing each other or something. And then they broke up. But then, what's his name again? What's the man? Ricky Martin was then stalking him and kind of was abusive after that. But then the nephew has dropped the case. So he also filed for a restraining order, but has dropped that too.
Maybe they
So
go
Ricky
back
Martin
together.
paid him off.
No, he didn't. Because now Ricky Martin's suing him for $20 million for essentially defaming his character. For also apparently he's been stalking him on social media. So when he dropped the lawsuit, he kept messaging Ricky Martin trying to what's the word? Trying to get money out of him when you
Blackmail him.
Blackmail, yeah, trying to blackmail him, and was saying to him if you don't, you have to give money, and was basically harassing him online. And then also he created a profile, Instagram profile of one of his children because Ricky Martin's got 4 kids. He created a profile for as one of his children. So he's basically suing him for all of that stuff. So he's suing him for because he says that he's been persecuted, besieged, harassed, stalked, and extorted by this nephew of his, and the nephew is from his half sister. And he also is saying that before he did all these claims, he was always bragging about the fact that he was Ricky Martin's nephew.
So where's the half sister in all this?
Boy, who knows? I don't think his sister said anything. But yeah, so he's suing him now for $20 million. I don't know, when you sue people like that, are you going to get that money though?
Where?
Because it's not going to be.
got that
I guess
money.
it's just kind of send a warning, I guess, and just to kind of prove a point. Because he was saying how he's also the reason why he's suing him for that much is because he's lost deals. Obviously, after all that allegations came out, he's lost deals, he's lost business partnerships and all that kind of stuff. So he's suing him, I guess, as some kind of reparation. But are you gonna get the money? Well, it'd be interesting anyway to see what happens. I doubt he's gonna drop his case that the way the nephew did. Obviously, and when the whole thing came out anyway, he said this was just false allegations. So one of the things he said, this was never anything more than a troubled individual making false allegations with absolutely nothing to substantiate them. This was Ricky Martin's legal team. We are glad that our client saw justice done and can now move forward with his life and career. It's ironic because he's suing him, but yeah. I'll keep an eye on the case and report back and let you guys know. And then next is the Tyre extinguishers. I did not know that there was these people that existed. What was it, the ones that were sitting on the highway, on the motorway?
Extinction Rebellion.
Well, we've got the Tyre extinguisher. So yesterday, the hot babe, Melissa's wardrobe, she must have posted, because obviously she's a married wife and everything now. She's living in a new home. She's a married wife. Listen, Sometimes you're not married, but you're walking in the spirit of wife.
Wow.
Okay. Let's run with it.
Wow,
It makes
okay.
sense. So she's married now, she's a wife, and she's moving to a new home with her husband, blah, blah. So she lives in a new area now. So she was saying how yesterday morning her husband called her when he left the house. And he's like, oh, like there's something on your car, but also your tires kind of being deflated. And she's like, what the hell? So she went in her car and they basically stick like, I think they do with Range Rovers, I reckon.
Yeah.
So they put it on her windshield or whatever, and the message says, "Attention, your gas guzzler kills." So it says, "We've deflated one or more of your tires. You'll be angry, but don't take it personally. It's not you, it's your
That
car."
one is the one that will
I'll be
actually
so
make me
angry.
feel.
But they didn't pop it. They
just
deflated
deflate
the
it.
air out. So you
They
just
just take
fill
the air
back
out.
in.
No, but they
Yeah, but
said,
still, that's
yeah.
still effort
It's
for
not
me.
criminal damage that way, is
That's
it?
why they
Yeah,
do
exactly.
it.
Yeah, but they said it's not you, it's your car. Okay. They said we did this. So cheeky.
It's so cheeky.
So we did this because driving around urban areas in your massive vehicle has huge consequences for others. Car companies try to convince us we need massive cars, but SUVs and 4x4s are a disaster for our climate. Blah, 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 blah. According to the UN, millions of people are already dying from climate change, related causes, drought, hurricanes, floods, blah, 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 blah. Forced migration. Okay. So far, the impacts on you, blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of environmental stuff. And she was saying how apparently her neighbors were saying how they do this all the time. So imagine you're in a rush, you have a meeting or you have an emergency to go to the hospital or something, and now you have to put your bum up in the air to be inflating back your tires.
Ridiculous.
It's mad. But yeah, there's tire extinguishers out here in the streets as well. And then next is Burna Boy versus Wizkid FC. Burna Boy is a very funny human being. But anyways. So yesterday he must have tweeted his accolades. You know, he's like African Giant album, it's platinum in Netherlands, gold in the UK, gold in, that is like Germany's flag, I reckon, gold in France, and more certificates still coming in this for the 2019 album. Basically just talking about, you know, how great his music has been and the awards he's been getting, blah, 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 blah. And then someone responded to it and said, this is going to be in pidgin. So, they always get to Daddy Ape. Please leave him alone. So basically, you guys are always disturbing Burna about his accolades. The guy he's basically great. Leave him alone. Then Burna responded and said, LOL, bruh, you tagged me, I corrected you. Do you know what? Sometimes when Burna tweets, I don't get it. I don't get it.
After the time. That's why you
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense because in my mind, that guy's tweet, I read that as he's hyping up Burna Boy, right?
Yeah.
But then he responds to the guy and says, LOL, bruh, you tagged me, I corrected you. I don't give a fuck, I'm not Wizkid, LOL. What are you talking about? Then then someone else responds and says, there is no correction. You don't have the most certified African album. Yusuf Ndours has that record. Because Nigerians always think we're the only ones in the African... There's South Africans who are doing amazing things.
Yeah.
But anyways, he said, and you don't also have the best-selling African album worldwide. Wizkid has it. Rest, Burna Boy. Then Burna says, come and collect it from me and give Wizkid. Then someone said Egbons, which is like, oh, listen, older person, sir, kind of thing. You can still call Wiz your friend now. So basically, Burna Boy does this whole thing where, so you know, it's always the three giants kind of put against each other. Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy.
Yeah.
And the idea is that Wizkid and Burna are cool, and the outside person is always Burna Boy. Davido, yeah. Davido shows love to everybody. He will celebrate Wizkid's album. They always air him. I don't know how babes keep doing it. He needs to stop it, but he shows love to people, right? So the idea is that Burna and Wizkid are actually friends. But then Burna Boy then says, if he wasn't my guy, he's talking about Wizkid now. If he wasn't my guy, then I would definitely have banged him in the face on sight, just so his Twitter jokers realize I'm not Davido. But alhamdulillah, I know better, and I'm matured enough to know he's not you.
What?
So,
What? Like, what are you talking about?
One thing I feel like we have to understand is that 95.5% of the time he's high.
No, he must be high.
Yeah, and then
he must be
also
high.
you got to remember his mum was part of the people that managed Fella, right?
Yeah.
And Fella had a lifestyle of being a terrant. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I personally believe that's what his mum has told him to do. It's going to work for him.
And it's working.
Yeah, and that's why he is the way he is. I don't feel like he's 100% like that because you can't go from what's that first song he did?
Like to Party.
Yeah, Like to Party. and that's who you are, and then now you're doing these kind of songs. I feel like there's been a shift because his mum's now taken, she's more involved. She's seen that he's interested in his music, and I've told him, in order for you to be successful, you don't only need good music, you need a facade, you need a trait, a character that people can like be like, this guy's annoying, because sometimes negative energy makes you the most money.
Because look at me here, I'm talking about him.
Exactly. I genuinely, when I've seen him, I've seen him 3 times, right? The first time I saw him, I thought, what a nunuisance. The second time I saw him, I thought, okay, this guy is just high. And
Is this on, like, as in performing?
No, just
In-
like
just
out
in life,
in
okay,
Nigeria.
yeah.
And then the third time, he was lovely. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I guess it depends what day you catch him.
not that. I feel like sometimes he's got the mask on and sometimes he's got the mask off.
Because to be fair though, like, even with him, when he kind of, I feel like he's always talked about, now that I have the context of why his mum working fella, it makes sense, because from the start he's always kind of paid homage to him in terms of like how he performs and like his style of dancing and taking his shirt off, like all that stuff is all been in line with what fella's done.
Yeah. When I look at him, I literally see him as the modern day fella. That like that's what they're trying to create. I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying that's what they're trying to create. Do you understand? Someone who has the same similar traits. So fella was crack, cocaine and drugs. He's his weed. You know, fella had a theme, a sound. His was that reggae twist, Afro beats. Like they've literally copied that same blueprint and created his own. Yeah.
I just think he's being human, and honestly, I just
think?
Yeah, man. I don't really see much into that. I just like people. You're in different moods whenever, innit?
Yeah, that too.
Because sometimes we dehumanize these celebrities, like they can't have a bad day or whatever.
No, but that means he always has a bad day.
Yeah, he's bad
He's
days very
really
often.
rude.
What is he like? Proper rude all the time?
He's really rude.
Maybe he's a rude person then.
I think
Maybe he's actually a rude
I think
person.
he is rude. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like also, like you said, I think sometimes he's tired. Is it every day?
Yeah.
Like, imagine
Yeah,
you
exactly.
sneeze today. Oh, you don't sneeze like Wizkid. You do.
and
That's annoying.
that's what I was gonna say, because I do think that on that side of social media, it's so annoying. Like you cannot
comparison is
release a
crazy.
music like a song.
Yeah.
And not get it.
And
because-
then-
Wow, Wizkid wouldn't have done it like that.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
it's so draining.
And what I think
Yeah.
is so out of order, no offense to Wizkid and the fans and everything, is that I don't think you can compare Burna Boy and Wizkid. You can't. Because you see Burna Boy, when I say someone is a performer, he puts so much
Into
art
his show,
So I think also it's frustrating for you to now be comparing me to Davido. Davido that likes
Okay,
to shout.
don't do
on
that. First of all,
stage.
Davido performs.
Davido shouts.
He shouts,
He
but
shouts.
he performs.
He shouts.
Sorry, but he's
licks his
consistent with his
lips like there's
shouting.
no tomorrow, right? And he's dripping in sweat.
I
That's the three
think we should
things he
focus on the
does.
person here that is the least performative.
And
which
that's
is
what I'm saying.
Wizkid.
And that's what's
because Wizkid just
frustrating.
comes here. I said on my pod this week, I said how Wizkid comes on the show, comes to his concert, they press starts. The crowd, we do the singing. All Wizkid does is just jump on one leg. That's it.
Yeah, but the
He's got
thing
the best
is,
songs.
I feel different artists have bring
Different
different
styles,
yeah.
styles.
You can't expect-
For example, when you said you can't compare Burna and Wizkid, it's like comparing Mariah and Whitney. You
Yeah,
can't. They're
yeah,
still
that's
they're
true.
both great in their own right.
Yeah.
So you can't really compare the
but
two.
you see the difference between Britney and Whitney and Mariah is that they both still perform.
Yeah, but that,
Do you understand? They perform in their own way.
But as an artist, if you don't need to perform, have you clocked the whole game?
No.
I'll be honest. No,
Because I would
still.
still go to like knowing that he doesn't perform. Everyone's still at his concert.
Listen, people were
Like,
at his
do you know what I
concert.
mean?
People were at his concert because he brought out a heart-shifting album during COVID.
No, but he's had
Nah.
bangers
That
for
album-
days.
I'm not disputing that. But that album was a whole different. His last
That's a
album
classic.
His last album didn't do as great. It didn't do as good at all.
But I feel like it's because it was more famous by the time this came out.
Yeah, but if we're comparing albums to Burna's.
No, I'm not disputing that, but I'm saying that the shift for Wizkid, whether we want to admit it or not, even like globally, was this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Right?
think that
Yeah.
Right? So like that's why people went. They didn't go to his concert saying that, oh, listen, he's gonna perform. They went because that album was just so good. Whether you performed or not, people were gonna be there.
but you know
and
what
a lot
it
of
is,
people
though?
complained about that.
I
that
think
concert.
this album, the Made in Lagos album, by the way, context, he's obviously sold out 3 days. But even before that, when Wizkid would come to London, he would sell out wherever venue he was at.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. But you're
so
saying
It's not about this album though.
Yeah,
I think this album is
in
different.
terms of going back to what you were saying about the performance styles, I feel like if you actually can charge people money for them to come and sing your songs, and you just have to do minimal,
You've clocked it.
You've clocked it.
Yeah.
100%.
And also Wizkid's not a performer like the way you're describing.
He's a
That's
vibes
his
guy.
yeah, which
He don't
we have
dance.
to
You
accept.
don't.
He's not a high energy man.
Exactly.
He ain't gonna run around the stage. He's a
That's not
very
him.
calm, chilled out guy, and that's gonna come out in his performance.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
true.
But just for the record, Davido is a great performer.
Oh, no one said he's not
I'm
great.
gonna
He
say
just
that.
needs to stop shouting and licking his lips.
No, but that's part of it.
When I look at, let me not say.
If I came to a Davido concert and doesn't shout, what's wrong, Davido? What's wrong? Like
you're a
you
Davido
died.
fan.
I
No,
actually
do you know
am.
what?
Not that I'm being
They
rude.
beat you all the time.
No offense, yeah,
Always.
but he just looks like he'll smell like saliva because the
my
way he
goodness.
licks his lips so much.
No, do you know what? After
Davido, if you watch that, I'm not involved. I like you, so okay.
after being like, because I performed with him
Okay.
at was it Afro Nation?
Yeah.
I didn't realize after obviously you have to learn the songs or whatever. I didn't realize I didn't actually listen to the video because when I got the call, I was like, okay, cool, the video, yeah, this should be
You
fine.
perform to sing or dance?
No, to sing.
Okay.
And then they gave me the set list. I'm like, and I'm listening to the songs. I'm like, bro, I actually don't listen to the video.
Yeah.
But when he got there, his high energy, I can't lie. His high energy, the crowd loves him. Like he knows how to work
He does.
a crowd. I can't ever lie to you.
He does.
Yeah.
So in terms of performing, he definitely can.
He's up there.
I can't lie
Yeah,
to
he
you.
definitely can.
He's a performer.
If you had to choose between the three, who deserves like the most like appraisals, who would you give?
As an overall though, music,
Yeah, just overall,
everything.
yeah.
Cool. I think Wizkid's
I
the
said
greatest of all
Wizkid.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wiz, I'll give it
I'll be
to
honest
Wiz.
with you, not because I'm biased. I think Davido because
Same. I was
because you know
gonna
what?
say that
Because
as well.
I'm not just looking at just the music. I'm looking at in terms of impact.
character,
Davido's been working and putting on younger artists
Yeah.
from day. This man made it
Yeah.
so he can bring other people on.
People, yeah.
Granted, Wizkid's done. He helps here and there.
Who?
The whole Wizkid. Before they say I'm not, being fair. The Disturbing London really was a
Disturbing love.
lack of disturbance, really, but we'll say he disturbed something. I think in terms of people that actually work, and in terms of people that when you hear reviews of how the person is, people always say about how Davido gives people chances, that he will listen. He actually supports
He's a
people.
sweet- he's a
He's
sweetheart.
actually, his heart is in the game.
But
I
is
think
that,
that
a measure,
Wizkid,
Okay.
but is that the measure of a good artist?
No.
I think so, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if I had to, I was just
It
talking
adds to it
about
for
being
me.
an artist, but if I had to say there was one person that I would give a bit more like salute to, it will be him. I know he's from a rich family, but in my own head, I believe that when you are rich already, especially in Nigeria, and you're trying to get into music, it's a lot harder than when you're
Definitely.
not, because it's like X Factor. You know, when you have a sad story. People feel sorry for you. So it's like Wizkid had a sad story. Burna Boy, you got shipped. So people have that feeling sorry for you. But
Do people care about that in Nigeria?
they didn't like him in Nigeria.
No, they-
David
and they still
Burna
use
Boy,
it.
they're just about managing him in Nigeria.
No.
Burna, oh, you mean Burna or
Yeah,
Davido?
Burna
I thought
Boy.
you talked about David
No,
as
I
well.
was gonna say, do people care about a sad story in Nigeria?
Everyone's
do,
sad,
but
bro.
to me, it doesn't
They don't
make-
care.
I don't know whether they
with
care
Wizkid's, with
like
Wizkid's
that.
story, they will, because it's like, a lot of people are struggling in Nigeria. So
Oh, I think what you mean, sorry, I think it's that if you come from struggle,
Yeah.
people are more likely to embrace you than if you come from a wealthy home.
Yeah, right.
Because
Yeah.
to
That-
this
yeah,
day,
yeah.
not too long ago, I'm sure I reported that Burna Boy still even used
against Davido,
his father's wealth against him. Do you
Yeah,
get
and
me?
I think that's out of order because
Yeah. 'Cause
he puts in so much for someone who is a quote unquote rich kid. He puts in a lot of work that he doesn't have to. So him doing music is a choice. It's a passion that he has because his family were against it. A lot of his family
His
are
dad
in
used to get him arrested.
in the political industry. So having an artist is not really beneficial for them. But he's now flipped it and made it beneficial for them.
Beneficial,
So that's
exactly.
why I'm saying that he is actually a mastermind of his own.
Yeah,
craft.
when you listen to his story as well, he talks about how his dad was really, because his dad sent him to go to school in America and he would do music, and his dad would even get him arrested, because in Nigeria you can get anybody arrested.
Yeah.
Dad would get him arrested. Whoever studio it is would get them arrested too. Like he did everything he could in his power, and he was saying how when his dad clocked that is when people are like, oh, your son sung like this. African parents they love when people can come and give you accolades for your child's work. That's when he was like, okay, his dad was a bit more open. Even then, he wasn't all the way open. Is now his dad has seen him what he's actually become. His dad's like, okay, you're doing a great job. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, man, it's Davido for me always.
Yeah.
All right, next, still on people fighting, is Kanye West versus Adidas.
I love him. I love him.
So basically, right, Kanye is fighting Adidas at the moment. Obviously, he releases Yeezy through them and stuff. So basically, he's saying that he's lost control of Yeezy. They are now creating shoes that he hasn't approved. The colorways he has not approved. And then to make matters worse, he's saying that they're actually stealing his designs.
Wow.
So they released the Adifoam Q, which actually looks like, sorry Brent, is the camera on me?
Yeah.
It's actually that. It actually looks
Yeah,
like.
it looks like the phone.
Yeah. And then also they released sliders with which are Adidas 22. You can see over there. I got a pair, 2 pairs. This is very nice. But so he's basically suing them over that as well and saying that they he's lost control. They don't even ask his permission for anything anymore. They
don't rate.
They don't at all. Like the colorways are not even him or whatever.
But
It's all of that stuff.
The Yeezy, the colorway.
Yeah, so Yeezy colorways. He's not approving them anymore. So they're releasing colors that he didn't even know were going to be released, basically. And then he was saying that he's basically been calling out all the people in the board as well, putting out their pictures, whatever, all that kind of stuff, and saying how they tried to buy him out last year for $1 billion, this year for $1 billion. But he was like, his royalties for next year is forecasted to be $500 million. So why would I take $1 billion when next year I'm going to just make half of that just off that, basically? And he's also alluded to the fact to them selling fake shoes, fake Yeezys in China. So he's trying to come for those coins as well and expose them for that as well. And then, it's just a whole thing, man. And then he's also said about how the current creative guy, I think, he makes that $2 million annually. And he's saying that Yeezy accounts for 68% of Adidas's online sales.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
68%, yeah. And he's basically saying that he made them relevant again.
True.
So, exactly. So he's like, how I've made you relevant again, you're now cheating me, and somehow you think that I'm going to take $1 billion buyout. But he's also saying that this whole situation that he's doing is going to cost them billions. He said, I don't care about the 1 billion, but by the time I'm done with you guys,
for real.
And he was like, I know a lot of secrets, I know a lot of stuff. So let's start talking.
By the way he treats Kim, he ain't letting this one rest
at all.
If he can out Kim on diarrhea and all of that stuff,
that was fake.
Oh, was it fake?
Yeah, that was fake. Because I said,
you know what?
They
got the language on point.
Yes,
though,
they did.
Because
they did.
I believed it.
They did. And that's what's annoying, because now it's going to be difficult to tell which is Kanye, which isn't, because
they're both crazy.
It's all iMessage screenshots.
Literally.
But are they not going to help him? Because I just feel like we're all like laughing and all of that stuff. God forbid something happens to this guy. What would then
Do you know what? I do think that he has some things that he needs to sort out. But I don't think it's anything it's crazy ordinary that's like a cause for concern. I really believe this man is actually being antagonized. And when he has his breakdowns, I feel like they're justified breakdowns.
I think he has
and
triggers.
I think
he's bipolar.
But I think there is that.
I think he's autistic.
No, he
as
is.
well.
He said
he said that. But I also think though that he's antagonized, and because there's this narrative out there that Kanye is crazy, it's easy for people to always look at the victim, and he looks like the villain every time. When really the man is actually speaking facts.
That's true.
No, he is being cheated. He is being kept from his children.
This Adidas thing is true. And
I feel like even the Kardashian stuff is true.
Yeah, but you see, with the men, when it comes to the Kardashians, you knew what you was getting yourself into. Did you think he was an anomaly?
Boy,
that you've had so many examples of how men have. The only one that I think managed to get out somewhat okay is Reggie. He went to go and marry the prototype. Do you understand? And create his own Kim Kardashian family, and then he's okay. But there's no one you can see that's in there that is.
But you know, I think before the guys go into it, I think you just think that is that man. There's something he's not doing. I think when you then go into and you see how the family operates, you realize, damn, okay.
Actually, not everyone came out bad. What about Scott? What about Chris Humphries?
Scott is like
Scott.
in depression.
Scott
is
worse than them all.
Okay.
Scott
is the worst of them all.
My Soulja Boy voice. I can't believe
No, because he's still there on the show, isn't it?
Yeah, because he helps them with the show.
Not even just that. It's because he's white. That's it. All the black ones, they're not.
No,
is he not white?
But we don't know about Chris. I ain't seen Chris since the last episode he showed up on.
No, Chris Humphries.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
That's only Chris.
And
what about the husband?
What about
what's his name?
Caitlyn.
She's a mess.
Why?
She's a woman.
That's not right. That's not what we meant.
Brent.
Okay, we meant.
Wait, can I just say no? Do you know what? Yeah.
Clip it out.
The whole family is in
disarray.
It's in disarray because for me, Chris, you knew your husband was on crud.
Yes, she knew before they got married.
Still,
What crud was he on? Sorry.
Wearing female clothes
Yes,
and
she was
dressing
always
up in
borrowing
the
her
house.
purses and her dresses.
Yeah.
And her makeup and stuff.
That's crud.
It's not
Yes.
crud.
That's crud.
It's not crud.
It's okay. Listen, let's put it like this. If I've
I'm
married
trying to be here tomorrow morning.
or if I'm dating you a certain way, I've dated you and you show me a vision of A,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I'm seeing B vision, and that's not in line with what I want. That is crud, regardless of what it is.
To be fair, though, even Chris,
ears are open.
I'll be honest with you, even
No, but
Chris,
do you get
what's her last
what I'm
name?
saying?
Jenna.
Yeah.
Even Chris will tell you it was crud because this is
Yeah.
her. She wasn't even upset when her kids were still talking to their dad.
Okay.
Do you get me? So for her as well, because she was like doing the whole, I feel betrayed, blah, blah. But ma'am,
What about Tiger?
What about Tiger?
Tiger's on OnlyFans having sex for
I
money.
thought you were talking about Tiger Woods. Sorry.
No.
No, Tiger's on
Tiger
OnlyFans
rapper.
having sex for money.
Tiger's an outcast.
Yeah, but he would have done that regardless.
He was a boyfriend. He wasn't a
Yeah, he
husband.
wasn't,
He wasn't
yeah.
really. He wasn't.
Tristan-
He couldn't fit in to the family.
Tristan's
You
trying
know
to cheat
that.
his way out there
Okay.
every chance he gets.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, man. But I do think that I think it's easier when you're not in something to think, that guy's maybe that man is weak-minded, or maybe he just doesn't know how to handle it, blah blah. And you know, like with Kim and Kanye, they'd had love, like history.
I think theirs was genuine.
It was genuine, yeah. And so I think then when he then got to realize what this, like, you guys' life is literally a performance every day, I think that's what made it a bit mad. But I do think that they lean on that narrative, on that Kanye's crazy narrative, and it's so sad because Black community, we uphold that as well. So it's easy. She can easily do victim and do that. Like, imagine what's his name, Pete. He's got like tattoos of the kids' names. Like, are you a sicko of my kids' names on you? Do you get me? So I feel like the stuff like that, like and then you're surprised he's going online and he's saying these things and posting
but he's reckless.
RIPs and stuff. It makes sense, man.
How's those tattoos doing with you
In the where is this at, like mental ward, something like that.
But do you think Kim knew that Kanye was bipolar when she met him?
I think she did.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
she knew,
maybe,
but I
probably.
think it got worse.
Yeah, I think it got worse. And she couldn't handle it
In the
anymore.
marriage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it got worse.
Especially with all the Nike stuff, and then you had to, what was the whole he was broke thing, and then
Yeah.
make up his money. I think she knew, but
it got
I think
worse.
all the stuff that he was dealing with made it even worse. And then I think it just got too much. I don't think she doesn't not love him. I do think she loves him, but I just
Yeah,
think
100%.
it's like it's just got too much for her to deal with. And especially when the show is the way it is, and then you wake up and you called Chris Jong-un. Like, you can't come back from that, man. Come on. But so with the Adidas stuff and whatever else that's going on, so basically he's got Diddy's backing. So Diddy posted a text in Kanye fashion, screenshot a text from between him and Kanye, and he says, this is Diddy to Kanye, please I hate when people can't spell, you know. Please can you send me something I could post in support of you? I will never wear Adidas again for the rest of my life if they don't make you right. And then Kanye responded, praise God, love you. And then Diddy's caption was, since the era of Run DMC, Adidas has always used hip-hop to build its brand and make billions off of our culture. But we are more than just consumers now. We are the owners. Kanye West and Yeezy are the reason Adidas is relevant to the culture. We know our value. I'm done wearing Adidas products until they make this right. We have to support each other. Everybody repost this, please. Has Diddy paid his artists yet?
You couldn't wait to say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Down for it. I couldn't wait.
He's working on it.
Because you know, because when I read this, I actually just only thought of it now. Because I was thinking this is such a lovely message. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Anyways, then Azaelia Banks.
This one.
Azaelia Banks has something to say. So she says, no, you can't, sorry. No, you can't. You're going to tune the mic.
No, I won't.
Okay. So I'm just saying this is TDA, not, Milk and Honey. We don't choose sweets on the mic. But yeah, so Azaelia Banks says, look, you're making a scene. Can't get guests these days, bloody hell. All right, so Azaelia Banks, she then spoke about the whole, Diddy and Kanye forming let's boycott the whole thing. So she says, rap dudes will always band together in stupidity. As if anyone in the world will boycott Adidas because a group of men who can't stop calling themselves niggers say so. No one boycotted RZA. RZA, that's it. I was spelling it out for you so you know what I was talking about. No one I don't know, this room is very hostile today. No one boycotted RZA for letting a white dude spit on me. You all actually boycotted me for being a victim. LOL, black women should never stand in solidarity with men who go out of their ways to disrespect black women. If anything is Iman, hold it in for a second. If anything is great, they want to boycott. Adidas should replace Kanye with a black female designer. The fact
The
this
sales will drop.
something whines so much like a damn wet cat is enough to deem all Kanye West fashion projects effing lame. Who wants to dress like a crybaby who hasn't had a hot song in over 10 years? She talks a lot. LOL, did hip hop really gloss over the fact that Kanye from Southside Chicago bought a man a designer handbag? Laughing my ass off. This nigga is a clown, even though she just said they call themselves niggas. All these stupid rules of blackness y'all are so loud, wrong, and uneducated about. Men in hip hop make us look so stupid. Kanye doesn't even know how to use a sewing machine. Why does anyone care what a 5'5" man with childbearing hips thinks about clothing? Kanye is plus size Lane Bryant, unwashed man boobs, hiding my teenage pregnancy from mum under champion hoodies. He can't even fit half the shit he's always running his mouth about.
It's a lot, you know.
That's an unwashed man boobs.
Wow.
This is ridiculous.
Can someone tell Kanye he's too overweight and his butt is too big to still be delusional enough to think he's fashionable? I literally don't know a single straight man that wants to be 5'5" and thick in the thighs. Shut your fat ass up for once, please. I wish Azaelia Banks would stop talking sometimes.
That's genuine.
Honestly,
She talks too much.
I'm so over it.
Yeah.
She just
I'm really over
talks
it.
too much.
I'm really over
She
it.
should just bring out music and shut up.
Apparently she does.
Where?
I don't know where, but apparently her fans still go to some shows.
Yeah, I don't think she does like rap anymore.
What does she do?
I think she does.
Rap?
I think
She does
so.
that electronic type stuff.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh. Yeah, but that was a lot.
Kanye should just take his.
You can't take an L billions.
No. That's not what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Who owns Yeezy?
Him.
So he should just take it to another brand.
Yeah, but his contract with them doesn't expire until 2026, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's basically sent them a breach as well. So he sent them a thing to say they breached the contract, and he's going to give them 7 months to rectify.
Okay.
But he's like, I don't have 7 months anymore because you guys are releasing stuff daily.
Okay,
You're taking the piss.
Yeah.
Right now
Okay,
is
so
when I want to
because
be
they've
done.
got 7 months, that's why they're probably quickly releasing.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So he's trying to get out of the contract right now and get all his rights and get all the money he's owed, even for the fake China stuff.
Interesting.
All right, let's get into the People's Journal.
All right. To the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. First question is, are you guys feeling the pinch with this energy crisis?
Yes.
100%.
So quick, yes.
Already?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know it's going to get worse, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any hope
For
that it's
what?
going to...
Yeah,
that it's not going to get as bad as they're forecasting?
No, I'm just gonna look for a higher paying job.
Yeah, it is what it
And
You
make
just
more
got to be
money.
ready, man.
I don't like stress. And if I was to sit there and think and stress and say, "Oh God, this is expensive," it's not. The price is not going to change.
Yeah.
So I just have to
The
think
only
of a
way
solution.
to combat it is okay. This job ain't. It's not sufficient anymore.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
that's-
Move on to the next.
yeah, and even like my kids, they know now. You turn off the light. You
Yeah,
turn off
yeah.
this, and that, just little things.
Exactly. Adds up.
Proactive, not reactive.
There you go. Exactly. Well, it looks like there is some hope under Liz Truss.
What, the £460 thing?
No, basically, right? She's introducing a cap.
Okay.
So you remember before? Well, I'm not sure if you know, but yeah, Ofgem, they kind of regulate all the caps, right? And before, for this October, it was meant to be 3,549. That's how much the cap was, up from 1,971, which is crazy, almost like 1,600 increase. But basically, what's happening is she's planning to borrow billions to basically limit the expected sharp rise, and so the cap will now be reduced to 2,500.
Sorry, can I ask, why is energy going up? Why? What's the reason?
I think it's a lot to do with the whole Russia thing.
Okay, but I saw something that said that UK only they only take their energy is 4% from Russia.
I think it's now getting down to that, but there was a time where I think under Cameron, it was actually 0% or
So
something.
is it so other countries like I think it's Germany that I think maybe they had 26% from
Yeah.
Russia and theirs hasn't gone up as much as ours.
No,
So
I think it has.
It hasn't gone up as much for the percentage that we have only apparently 4% and they have 26. Why is ours a lot higher than others? So is it that we're paying back debt as well? Or is it just literally to you?
Boy,
We're always
I don't
paying
know.
back debt.
Yeah. Always,
We're
yeah.
always
And like I
paying
always
back debt.
say, whenever a government basically tries to help out, we pay for it.
100,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You pay for it.
COVID, like we pay for it all
Exactly.
the time.
So that's obviously contributed to inflation as well. So, you know, the value of our money is, you know, decreased. Crazy. But yeah, I mean, this is still good news though, isn't it? Because it's down £1,000. Right?
That's a lot of money.
Exactly.
Take
you know
what I
what I'm
can
saying?
get, boy.
Yes. And also, a ripple effect is that is a lot of people are basically saying because she's reduced that cap to 2,500, inflation may also not be as high.
Okay.
So again, this is two things that she's kind of tackled within a week. You know what I'm saying? So black people, please think about Labour in it because I think we vote for them too much, right?
Okay.
All right. But anyway, yeah. So basically, Goldman Sachs has said that they think inflation could peak at 10.8% in October rather than 14.8% as forecasted before. And some other analysts were saying it may go up to like 22% by next year. So hopefully it obviously doesn't reach that.
If
you know what
it
I'm saying,
if it
because
does,
of
I'm
this.
going to Nigeria. I can't actually kill myself. I can't even lie to you.
When was the last time you was in Nigeria?
I haven't been this year, but I went in October.
Okay, cool. What do you feel like, I know it's kind of a broad question, but the quality of life for someone like yourself in Nigeria compared to here?
It's better if I have the same amount of money.
Okay. So you would have to change up to kind of get yourself into that position first?
No, so if I was earning what I earn here,
Yeah.
and I took it to Nigeria, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, but
stinking rich.
that's what I'm saying. But like, you're not earning what you earn here over there, innit?
I can.
Okay, cool.
It's it's easier to, you can make, like I was saying it to my mum the other day that all the clubs that you see everyone going recently in London and everything, the people paying the bills are people from Nigeria that have come on holiday. You're not really seeing that many UK guys or UK girls spending that much money. And I'm not even talking about like the fraudsters and that, because fraudsters can spend money anywhere. But I'm just saying people that have access to disposable income are the business people in Nigeria. Like you can start up a business and make a lot of money a lot quicker than starting up a business here. So long as you have the capital.
Sure. And also buying property back home as well.
Yeah. I'll say that, yeah. If you're doing like Airbnbs and stuff like that. But a good place to invest into in Nigeria is farming and hair and beauty. Hair and beauty, farming are the two places. And obviously if you're dodgy, then political industry. But if you're trying to make your money, those two areas are good.
I like that you mentioned farming because I think a lot of people don't really rate that,
Listen,
that area.
in Africa, something simple as watermelon, or rice, or even turkey, you'll be making money. If you've got a bit of land and you can, especially rice, because rice is something that's eaten a lot in the African countries, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. And also the last thing is also obviously this whole thing about increased rents and stuff like that. In Scotland, they're planning to basically put in a rent freeze to tackle the cost of living. It's not for that long. It's basically until I think throughout the spring. But yeah, they're pretty much thinking, you know what, if we can do that now, and yeah, it's not only a rent freeze. It's basically preventing landlords from evicting people as well. So yeah,
that's the same thing they did in COVID.
Yes, exactly. Which, I mean, I've said on the show before, rent freezes, I don't think are good things, right? But I think over a short period of time, like the spring, I think it would help. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think about rent freezes? Are you landlords?
No.
I would say with rent freezes, I don't think someone's always going to suffer when you do stuff like rent freezes. So the tenant may enjoy it, but the landlord... Because if there's inflations, imagine if you have an interest-only mortgage,
exactly,
right? And your interest has gone up, and then they've put a rent freeze, and then they've now, like, you can't pay. So you're now having to cut into your own money to cover up that price. Yeah. But someone then...
No, go on, babe, go on.
But someone else can then turn around and say, but it's business. Like, you're comparing business and making profit to someone's livelihood. So it's the balance.
I just feel things like this, you need to start at the head. It doesn't make sense if you... change everything at the bottom, but the demand is still high from the top. That makes no sense to me. So it needs to come from a higher, like the change needs to come a bit higher so that everyone
is enjoying.
Yeah, so everyone's
So like the
enjoying.
mortgage
It's not
brokers.
affected people that much.
So who would you change from the top when it comes to like property, like rent and mortgage?
Well, if it's a mortgage, the banks, like, do you get what I mean? If everything's still high, and then you do a rent freeze, that it doesn't really make sense.
So would you say that they should do like a inflation or like especially interest freeze as well then for mortgages? So if they're gonna do
Something
it
needs
both
to
ways,
change in
then they
terms of
should
the
do
interest.
rent freeze and interest freeze on what people are paying on their mortgage.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you bought property in 2000 and so, you got your interest rate is frozen.
Yeah, good point actually.
Yeah.
Good point. I think generally the government just needs to make more properties, basically build more
If
properties.
they were to make more properties, and do you mean make more properties in a sense of under the council or make properties for people to buy? You see, when people do this whole make more properties, right? Let's give it an example of like, let's use an area like Woolwich, right? They're redoing Woolwich. They're building apartments now, taking people out and moving them over to places like Kent. I think people forget the little things that have major impacts on people when you do stuff like that. So now, for example, like school. Imagine if I moved to an area because I want my kids to go to a certain school, right? I've been there for like 4 or 5 years. You now moved a lot of people there. My child now has a lower chance of going to that school because now they reduced the radius of priority for a certain school. So like I know Dartford, I think it was the radius before in that area was like maybe if you lived like 2 miles away. Now it's 0.3. There's that many people that live in that area now. So making more properties is cool, but it has a lot of effects in different areas. Like your council tax changes as well because they're having to look after more people. Whereas you think it will go lower because there's more people in. They don't see it like that.
You got to choose the lesser evil.
Yeah, you have
like,
to choose.
It's the lesser evil type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to choose.
Unfortunately.
You have to think about it. But
yeah. Well, that is the end of the People's Journal. I have no good news today.
wow.
Wow.
When do you ever you say it like that?
Actually, no.
No, not even one.
That was
You could have
kinda
had good news,
though.
but you didn't report on Apple, so that's that.
Apple?
Apple don't have
The new
good news
iPhone.
ever. They're extorting people.
What's good about Apple?
For people who want the new iPhone, that's kind of good news for them.
Don't you feel like we've gotten to an age that we don't get excited over those things anymore?
I certainly don't get excited. I'm doing this for the
I
people.
don't care.
Yeah, because I just feel like I looked at my phone. I said it's working. I can't wait for October to come. I'll start paying £15 a month because I'm not upgrading my phone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? And for me, if you're trying to cut costs right now with the life of living, your
Yep.
phone bill,
Your
phone bill is one of the major ones because
Yep.
I pay £80 right now.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I pay
about
£80.
That's disgusting.
65.
How
And
do you
then
65.
car insurance is another way to save money.
How do you save money from car?
So what you do is you look for a new insurance.
Yeah.
4 months ahead.
In advance, yeah.
Right. So like I used to pay 70. I think I used to pay 70 something.
Yeah.
So I decided I don't want to pay this anymore. So I started a new insurance, but to start in 4 months' time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I pay like 40 something. Yeah.
Well, that's a good tip.
Yeah, because you're not as desperate, so they have to seem more attracted. They have to be more attracted to you.
Okay, so
Not the
basically,
other
yeah,
way
so
around.
before it ends, have one in place already, basically.
Yeah. But
Sick.
the further away, the easier. And you can change your insurance anytime if you want. Anyway.
Is it in a contract?
No, it's not a contract. You can pay like a little fee to leave, but
Oh,
it's
is it? Oh,
nothing
okay, okay.
wild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's little ways you can save money.
Nice little hacks. Yeah.
Yeah, there's little ways, like even like stuff like what's it, Spotify. Do it
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
like a family. You save a little, like all these little things. Apple Pay. I said Apple Pay, like Apple Music. If it's Apple Music you use, then yeah. Or like even sharing your shared space on Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah,
cloud, your cloud.
storage, yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of little ways, and I think like if you do it, you could probably save up. You'll be surprised. You can save up to like nearly like 150, 200 if you sit down and like
And
try
actually
group.
think of the ways you can
Yeah.
save. Yeah.
And you can use that towards something else.
And like I was saying, subscribing to like Tesco's Club Plus.
Yeah, if you don't have a
Club
club card,
Plus.
I don't know how
Listen,
you're living.
Just
The money's good
I
over
just
there.
think Tesco is an X right now.
Serious?
Because I've always had a club card, but I've realised the price before,
Yeah.
where you'd be saving maybe like £1 or whatever. Now the club card price is what it is the original price.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's a scam.
for me,
Yeah.
Tesco's an X. I don't go Tesco no more
Where'd you go?
unless I'm desperate. I'll go to Aldi.
Aldi.
Lidl, I went to Lidl, that was shocked to my boots. I saw you guys by the meatballs. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So
I said, I went there for meatballs. I saw the price. I said, y'all are wildin'. I went to use my club card price.
So I shop everywhere.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
buy my
Yeah, it
meats
depends.
from a certain place. I buy my rice and fruits from a certain place. I
Yeah.
buy.
Yeah, I'm going more to like markets, fish markets. I'm going more
Yeah.
there.
That route,
for
yeah.
yeah,
Do you mean,
because
I told you, I just have
You
to
have
make
to,
use of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
if I decide like I really need to save money, everybody in my house is going to become pescatarian. I'm going to Billingsgate at 6 a.m. in the morning and I'm buying
And that's it.
1 month of fish, and that is what we're going to eat.
I'm buying bulk as well, and I cook in bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
JJ, is it called
JJ Foods.
Yeah, they're a very good place to shop if you're trying to
Their burgers are nice.
save money, because that's where a lot of these corner shops and all these shops
Get
buy
their,
their stuff from. But you'll be surprised what you're paying for if you go there yourself.
But you got to be disciplined though, because sometimes in the past, if I buy buying bulk from like Costco, I just eat more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You eat
yeah,
more.
You got,
Just eat
you
more,
got
yeah.
Oh, do you?
discipline then.
Yeah.
No,
I
I don't eat more.
Can you imagine? Yeah, you're
Because the
you're
scale-
buying bulk
Can
to
you
save
imagine
money, and then
you
you're
eat
using
more.
bulk shoppings in a month.
No, the scale.
You got
the
loads.
scale. I even teach my kids from now about managing. They don't waste they know, like, for example, something little as brioche breads. I'll be buying brioche breads. There's 10 in a pack. I'll buy 4 packs. It finishes in 2 weeks.
And
Why?
I think as parents, you see, what we have to learn as well is give your children food you know they can finish. There's no point
Yes.
because you want them to make sure they're fully fed.
No.
It's a waste.
That's how they started. They started having the brioche breads, every morning too, right? And there's 5 days.
So that means we're going through. Wow.
I told them it's not for breakfast. You have your cereal that is ordained for you for your breakfast, and the brioche roll is a snack. Since I've done that, those rolls have lasted longer. And it sounds like it's something so silly.
No, but it's all adds up.
But
It all adds
behavior,
up.
you know, the behavior culture. Okay, brioche rolls are finished now. I'm gonna go to Morrison's or Asda. When I get into Asda, Morrison's, wherever, I'm not going back there to buy other things.
Yeah.
So
It all adds up, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But you know the club card thing, You know they got the actual club card plus though.
What is that? What's the club card?
So basically, you pay $7.99. It's like a Netflix subscription. It says, but you get 10% off your shopping 2 shops.
Just two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
£200 or
up.
10%.
Hold on, is that
There's
two?
a cap. There's a cap. I'm sure there's a cap. They will tell you that you can't.
No, but
spend
like minimum
more.
spend £50.
No,
Yeah.
maximum spend.
Oh,
Maximum
the maximum
minimum
spend,
I can spend a lot of money
No,
there.
but you spend a lot of money in
No,
Tesco.
but I'm saying
one
you
bag
could.
you can spend what £40, and that's you're coming out with one bag.
Yeah.
This is why I like Aldi and Lidl.
That's what I said. Aldi, like
More.
Aldi is lit. The first time I went to Aldi and I had like 4 bags and I was paying like £40. I said, for where?
£10 a bag.
I couldn't believe
But do
it.
you feel like Aldi's still like doing that though? Because
Yes.
no, but Tesco's doing a lot of Aldi matches. though.
They were lying, bro. Because imagine if
telling you, I was there yesterday.
Stop matching on digestives.
And you got to understand shopping behavior. Your shopping behavior.
Yeah.
They will reduce the prices of the essentials. Yeah. But they won't reduce the prices of other things. So you're walking past the fruit out. Oh, I need this, I need it. Then you see something else, £4. You're gonna buy it. So you end up still spending more. Whereas I feel like why I like Aldi and Lidl's is that literally it is a shop for essentials. There's no decoration, there's no extra. You literally go in there, buy what you need, and you come back out.
Do they ever have plant-based yogurt in there?
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah,
I want to check it out. Okay.
But I've already told you, Alpro has the best one.
I did.
Yeah.
And there's no club card price in that one.
Why would they? What you have to do, because my kids drink oat milk. So what I do is I always Google and see where it's selling it cheap, and then I buy the maximum, which is 12.
Okay.
That's what I do.
So where do you buy like your
Alpro.
your oat milk?
Oat milk. So I used to buy it from Morrison's. Morrison had their own brand which had calcium, and it was like £1. I sound like a cheapskate right now.
No, you don't.
So it used to be like £1. So I would always buy the maximum, which is like 12, right? And it was even better than Alpro because it had calcium in it, a lot more. So you just do your research. I don't let brands like
For me.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
really
let
good.
brands
The
fool
problem
me.
is just I'm just lazy, man. That's where the problem
It's
lies.
because you're like on your.
I'm a single babe.
Yeah, you're.
I don't have a
single
reason
babe.
for doing.
Exactly.
I mean, I have a reason.
But exactly.
But, yeah,
It's a choice.
Yeah.
that's true.
All right. Well, people, you've gained a lot from the People's Journal today, man.
You definitely have.
Those are tips.
Yes.
But all right, let's get
Before we
into
move
the.
on, sorry, I need to go toilet.
Do you know what's crazy? You could have let me introduce the next bit.
Sorry, no, I've been waiting for you to stop. I'm dying. I need to go.
Okay, all right. Well, we've got the interview section next. And
Yes.
Brent, can you put a screen up, please, if that's possible?
Brent, I don't mind.
All right, we are back and we have some really, well, my energy is a lot.
Yeah.
This is me, my role. But yeah, we're back and we have the lovely, lovely, beautiful ladies from MILF and Honey. Could you introduce yourselves, please?
Oh, Maxie J.
I'm Gracie Bakare.
Why did you guys' voice go down?
Because this is
This
how
is
we
our
actually
pod.
talk on our
This is
pod.
our pod.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys being here. They do have a third member as well on my
Yeah.
TLC.
Yes.
But she's not here. So, so we're going to get into the interview.
Okay.
But we have a game we like to play with our interviewees. Before we start, you will need your headphones for this.
Okay.
Iman, would you like to explain?
All right.
Okay.
So basically, it's kind of like a little general knowledge type of
I
game.
failed.
Okay, ladies, let's have some.
Some of the questions are like preference based. Yeah? So,
Okay.
for example, like a Netflix or Prime type thing,
Okay.
right?
Oh, did we inspire you for this?
Where?
Either or.
Either or what?
No.
Okay.
Okay, some inside joke going on. Yusuf and I don't have a clue about.
Oh, I think she's saying, did you steal this idea from her?
No.
Sure.
Us.
Us.
Okay.
Well, that's implying that he watches your show and he doesn't.
I do watch the show.
Yusuf.
Yeah, he does.
Yusuf.
What's the last episode you watched?
Yusuf. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's funny how. Can I just say something? Yeah. It's
Oh,
funny
damn.
how.
Okay.
Here we go.
Funny how
Go on.
all of a sudden he's alert, ready.
No, because this is he needed the toilet and now he's back
And I need to get involved in this.
and yeah.
All right. So, it's basically going to be questions over a grind beat. You don't have to answer in spitting
In
in
beat.
it.
Okay.
But
I mean,
yeah,
you are black, have some rhythm, but
but that's basically the premise of it. It's called
Stereotypes,
it's
okay.
called 140. Yeah.
140.
Yeah, BPM.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason why. You seem to be out of the loop.
I feel like Grace is nervous. Like, why are you nervous?
I'm not nervous.
No, because you're holding on to your headphones. It's like you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
You
I
will
wanna
let you know
hear
before it
the-
starts.
Oh, okay.
Also, can we clarify what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
We go in this
No,
way,
no, you can't
then
see.
this way,
Oh.
then this
Oh,
way,
we
or
can't
we
see
get
it.
that
Oh.
way, that way, that way.
What would you prefer?
I don't mind.
Okay, let's start from that way.
Left to right. or right
Yeah,
to
let's
left?
start from that one.
This one.
No, that one.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Who's you want to start? You want to
I'll
start?
start.
Cool.
So boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready?
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Camden or Shoreditch?
Shoreditch.
Is Africa the biggest continent on Earth? Yes or no?
Yes.
How many seasons of Stranger Things are there?
Don't watch Stranger Things.
6.
Canada Goose or Moose Knuckles?
Canada.
Canada Goose.
Name one African country that was never colonized.
Zimbabwe.
Lowski belonged to what rap collective before going solo?
Don't know.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
What country does majority of Rough Squad originate?
Don't know.
How many weeks of Love Island were there this year?
Sorry?
How many weeks of Love Island were there this year?
8.
8.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Nas.
What's the smallest country in mainland Africa?
Don't know.
What city is further away from London, Manchester or Leeds?
Leeds.
Leeds.
Pizza Hut, Domino's or Papa John's?
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
What country does the Dominican Republic share an island with?
Don't know.
What form of cancer did Walt Disney die from?
Of the body.
Okay.
Prostate.
MTV Base or Channel U?
MTV Base.
The lick.
Okay. You guys did well.
No, we did not.
Full encouragement. Thank you.
Really bad.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah,
You didn't do anything well.
they did.
They didn't get. You only got Stranger Things right.
Also, it's not Walt. Basically, I stopped reading that Walt.
Yeah, it
It's
wasn't.
Walt from Breaking Bad, not Walt
Yeah.
Disney.
Oh,
I saw Walt. I stopped reading. I just said it
You
because I
should
thought
give
I
us
ran out
that
of time.
one. Give us that one.
I don't even care. I already told you I wasn't going
Yeah.
to.
So basically, we have a scoreboard.
Okay,
we're at
and
the
where are
bottom.
we?
At the bottom.
You're the lowest.
No, that's fine.
We've never had such a
Not
poor
everybody-
performance.
Listen.
Yeah, but ours was the pressure. It wasn't
We're not meant to be
actually
good at
Everyone
everything.
has the same pressure, ladies.
It's not everything we're going to be good at. And
Do you know, that's
okay.
And that's fine.
I'm
That's-
okay with
that's-
it.
That's the
Okay.
truth.
I'm good with that.
But all right, so you guys have your podcast.
Yes,
I
yes.
think it'd be nice for people to get to know the history of your podcast. So how did MILF and Honey get started?
Well,
Technically.
Okay.
The reason why I say
That's-
that
oh,
is
cool.
because that's the motive. That he gave me like the first Do you understand? So I went on his pod.
Yeah.
Then me and Maxi.
Yeah, I
Message.
when she went on the pod, she put it on her stories.
Yeah.
I watched it. I was like, oh.
How was it?
How was it?
Like,
I
if
was
you're-
like, because I wanted to start a podcast.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh yeah, it was really good. I was like, okay, should we collaborate?
Yeah.
You're a mother, I'm a mother. You cook, I gym.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember the
yeah.
message,
And I'm all just like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that was basically it.
And then I just told
And then
Tosi that
she
she's
just
coming on the
collected
pod.
Omotosi and put her inside.
Literally. I said to her, basically, we're doing a pod, yeah? And then I
Okay.
created the group.
And
And,
that was
then
it.
in a day, we had our everything.
Sick.
Logo,
Sick.
name, everything.
How do you guys come up with the name?
Me.
What was the thought process?
Milk
Milk
of land
and
or honey.
It was
Omojusu.
the land of milk and honey. It was
I thought it was
Bible.
MILF, as in like
It is
Mama
milk and
like
honey.
to.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
milk
it
and
is,
honey.
But that's
But that's what
that
she was saying.
That was where I got it from.
Double entendre.
I actually wanted the pod to be called the land of milk and honey.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
it
remember
was too
that's
long.
one of the
Yeah,
names
it
you
was
had
too
at first.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
it was
just
too long.
I'm so,
So
blown away. Do
we
you know what's
shortened
mad? Because one time I was like, my friend watches your pod, and then he was like, oh, it's about MILF, and I was like, oh, I wonder why they're called MILF and Honey, and he was like, they're mums.
Yeah, do you know what? We've had people on the pod. It's like, oh, so I didn't know you guys are mums.
What do
No, but I even knew you guys were mums, and I
But
still
we were
didn't
just
make that.
like, okay.
How do mums look?
Okay, so then, so basically, you're kind of the mutual friends.
Yeah.
So you were friends with both
Yeah.
Maxi
Yeah. Both
and
sides,
Omotosi, and then okay. And what podcast did you say you wanted to start before?
No, I just
Just
wanted to
thinking
start
of
one.
Okay, you didn't know what you wanted to talk about.
No,
Okay.
but I just got the vision quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I remember you talking about it on the first episode, on the spit in your mouth episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We've elevated from that.
Yeah.
What kind of so when I started a podcast in 2017, and when I started the podcast, I just really wanted to do something with my friend that was fun and blah blah. So I kind of went off vibes, right?
Okay.
When you guys are gonna start a pod, there's been like a lot of podcasts over the years and stuff. Were you guys very aware of the fact that there was a lot of podcasts there? Were you aware of the fact that you wanted to kind of market yourselves differently? Did you think a lot into it? Did you just think, okay, let's just go into it and just figure out as we go?
We did actually look into current podcasts that we knew of.
Okay.
We did some research into once we established that, okay, we're all mothers kind of thing.
Yeah.
We kind of found our niche.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of looked at podcasts that were doing well, what we thought they were doing well, what was doing well about them. And then we looked at some that weren't doing so well and what we thought wasn't really working.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And we kind of found our feet through there. So,
You got names?
No.
Wow.
Brenda's
I have a commenter saying that you guys are very honest, transparent, and you speak your mind. But I'm asking
Yeah,
a
we
question
do.
about this, and
But we also say that we're three
We're
women,
very guided.
and as women, we know how to behave in certain situations.
amen.
I love that. So was there anything, when you guys started the pod as well, with all your planning and stuff, was there anything that you feel like you wanted to kind of highlight? Obviously, you guys are mums as well. Was there anything you really wanted to highlight about yourselves or, or like to achieve with that platform?
I think that a mum is just another hat.
Yeah.
That it doesn't limit you. You can actually, the skills that you gain from motherhood, you can use it to progress further in whatever you want to do. And I think we just wanted to kind of put it out there that motherhood doesn't stop you from achieving whatever it is. And you can still look good and like as a mother as well.
Yeah.
Just because you're a mum, this is just my opinion. You know, obviously there's women like, oh, let mums, like, you guys, your snatch back is this and, you know, be a mum.
Yeah.
That's you, that's fine.
Yeah.
But as for me, I want to keep myself gathered. I want to keep myself together.
Yeah.
Being a mum doesn't stop me from still looking how my husband met me when he met me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
As far as, you know, a trio of women go in podcast world, where would you rank yourselves?
From what we know, like the podcast we know.
Yeah, in our scene.
In our scene, highly.
Number one, number two, number three.
Okay, let me be honest.
The way
Thank
Grace
you.
is looking at him.
No, be honest.
Oh no, sorry.
Okay.
But,
Oh, my
but you
facial
know what?
expression.
From when we've been on other podcasts and radio shows, etc., our perception isn't the real perception. So we
About-
actually don't rate apparently we don't rate ourselves.
But what's your perception?
Our perception is that we're calm, like we're doing decent.
Yeah.
Where do
You're
you rank
doing well.
yourself?
Out of what? 1 to what? Give us the number.
No, not on a scale of 1 to 10. In our scene,
So
Yeah.
low,
So
middle,
out
and
of
end.
the, no, out of the
Yeah.
podcast in
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
scene,
Yeah.
where would we put
How
ourselves?
do you want me to rank it?
which are all female based, specifically those who have 3 members.
There's only like 3. There's only like 4.
Yusuf.
Exactly.
Yusuf
So
is.
so that makes it easier, right? Would you say you're number
I don't
1?
know. Obviously,
Okay.
we're not
No,
number
we're
one.
not number 1.
Out of the 4 you've mentioned, then that's in your head. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
Are we
there
doing
4?
Are we
What 4
doing?
we talking
I'm
about?
just saying in general. I don't know. I'm just
I
trying to
don't even know
think.
what the 4 are.
What are the 4 that are 3 women?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know. I'm just asking.
I think it's just
Okay,
you. I
obviously
think
the-
Okay,
Okay,
you know
the
what? I'm
receipts.
sorry.
Okay.
I've had
Hold
enough
on,
of this.
hold on.
We're all dancing.
Hold
There's
on,
a
wait,
receipt.
I was gonna say there's a
hold
receipt.
on.
Yeah,
We
I was
based it on
going to get there. I was just
Oh,
I
were
was warming
you?
up,
I didn't.
stirring the pot.
Stirring.
All right, so you got the receipts.
Yes.
Milf and Honey. Who else is there?
You said you had
the
4.
thing.
Yeah, you said you have 4.
Oh no, I was just guessing. I didn't
Oh,
know 4.
I
I'm
thought
saying
you
there's
meant
like,
actually
I mean,
fast
like
Okay,
there's
cool. All
like
right,
4.
cool. So it's receipts and Milf and Honey.
Well, when we're second.
Then we're second.
Okay. Do you feel like they've embraced you at all?
No, I'll say it.
We
yes.
haven't had a
Why?
chance to be
Why?
embraced
Why?
yet.
Why don't you
We
feel like
haven't
they've
had an
embraced you?
encounter. There's no one. We haven't met. We
Have
haven't.
you reached out to them at all?
Yes.
Yeah,
And what's been the response?
Seen.
nothing.
Why is that?
It's been seen on
Fuck
Instagram.
you say scene.
No, but why
That's
do you
what it's
think?
been done.
Why do you think that is what I'm asking.
Because we're not important to them yet.
Okay.
Do you think that?
Okay.
Yes, watch when we get to where it's forget even the receipts. Just in general,
Yeah.
people's nature is you can't really benefit me right now. That's how I see it. When you guys can benefit me, then I'll entertain. You know?
And secondly, we're competition. So I completely get it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Because and with competition, you can look at it 2 ways. You either embrace the competition,
yeah, and you
or
stay away.
you stay away. So I
Yeah,
get it.
but I
either way.
thought within the black community we're not doing the competition thing
No, we
anymore.
definitely do the.
I thought we're all on a.
in the black community.
Sorry,
we do the
do you wanna
competition
take a step
thing.
outside?
Because I don't know what world you're
tell
living
a
in.
Listen, you see,
100%.
Well, this is my this is where I'm a broadcaster here.
one of the things I will definitely say that this podcast has taught me is all of that women empowerment has packaging.
It is, yeah.
Men have embraced us a lot more than women. Yeah. We've had certain women that record here and we've asked them to come on and they act like they don't know who we are, but they mention us in their Twitters. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they actually mentioned you in the. That would make sense then.
You act like you don't know who we are, but you're talking about us on your Twitter.
When you said they're talking
Okay.
about you directly.
Subliminals. Okay.
Oh, is
I
it?
just want to know.
What, nice things or bad things?
They're
I understand you started
What
off
is-
by saying that you want to talk wild, but now you're like,
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
said that?
Who?
you.
What now?
Come on, Grace.
You said
No.
you said you said I'll speak on it.
I said it. I'm saying it. I'm saying that I just feel like as women, we don't embrace each other the way they say they do. Like if it was us, I know for a fact there's no one
There's
that will
no
come
way
to us and say they
that we
want
won't,
help,
yeah.
and we won't try and help them.
100%.
Maybe it's because we're mothers or whatever, but I just feel like the
Is there a
girl.
segue here?
Yes.
a segue.
It's funny you said that. So we had some guests on. When was it? Last week? This week?
Last Friday.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, no, go on, finish, because I don't know.
No, seriously, we spoke about it in the group. Remember those 2 girls that wanted to come on our pod? And we said to them, we'll get back to them because Tercy was traveling in that June period. And we never got back to them. That's what he's talking about.
I don't remember.
But that's just a bad habit that we have when it comes to our emails. We'll say we'll do something and we just don't get on. We forget.
Yeah, you forget. Okay.
That's different because as soon as you messaged me, did we reach out to them?
Oh, did you? Okay,
Yeah,
so
as soon as you
that's
messaged me, we reached out to them.
Oh, I didn't even
Okay.
know. I
That's
can't
alright.
remember. And that just shows we're not in our
We
emails, like,
genuinely
honestly.
like-
No, the thing is, I was defending you guys to Brent. I was saying that I don't feel like they've deliberately ignored
No,
them.
No,
because
we
we emailed
genuinely
them
don't.
back saying
Yeah.
that
No, we don't.
right now we're busy, but we'll get back to you because we had
Yeah.
sorted out all our guests for that week, but that month, but we forgot. We actually forgot because Tercy was like, "Did we not say that we were going to invite?"
It's our
them?"
social media managers always getting on to us about
Emails.
responding. That's something that we are bad in, 100%. So
Yeah,
we
I was personally shocked because again I know your character. and
Yeah,
like,
no.
Yeah.
You didn't sound like you at all.
Do you girls feel like the Receipts podcast are threatened by you lot?
Are they threatened?
Yeah.
I think they see us.
Yeah, of course they see you.
I'm not sure.
There's
I don't
no doubt
know.
about that.
I don't know if they're threatened.
Yeah, I think
No?
threaten is a bit of a.
I'm not sure
No,
if they're
I'm
threatened,
not
but they
talking about
definitely,
violence.
they
not
definitely.
violence. No.
I'm talking about as in competition. Like good, solid competition.
I
100% good, solid competition.
I
'Cause that's
think
what we are.
when we first
Okay.
started,
Yeah.
they were like, okay, just another couple of girls.
Yeah,
that
and now they're like,
started.
oh, these girls mean business.
Now that we've got the live show, it's like, okay, let's see what they do next year. Then we'll know if we should be threatened or not.
Okay.
That's what I think it is. But we've noticed that a lot of podcasters are making changes to their pod though.
Like,
Right?
Like making their conversations a bit more serious or a bit more intentional because that's what we're known for.
you think that's because of you?
100%. I think we shouldn't underestimate
think so?
ourselves. I definitely think
the
it's partially
brows,
is. I don't care.
Yusuf.
I definitely think
I
it's
see the brows
partially.
over here.
I'm calling cap on that.
Okay, we're entitled to our own opinion, but I have my reason why I say that.
But do you think? Okay, but do you know that these podcasts are watching your content?
Yeah, because they
Do you know
say
they're taking on?
so. Look,
notes.
we all do it though. We all see people do certain things. We're like, oh, that would be good on our pod.
Yeah.
So we all do it. Everyone wants
I'm
to
not gonna
get.
lie, I've never done that.
Yeah, I'm just
Never.
agreeing for the optics.
Hold on, yeah.
I don't believe, because I remember when I was going to start a pod, I didn't know what podcasts were. At the time, Akwe had gone on another podcast. They don't film anymore, but it was called Triggered Podcast.
Okay.
She'd been on there because a friend like hosts it. So she just been on there, and then we were talking about wanting to do something together because we've been friends since like first year uni, and we didn't want to do YouTube. We were like, it's a lot of commitment. And then she was like, actually, I'm going on a podcast. I'll see what the vibe is like. And I was like, what's a podcast? So when we then decided we're going to do a podcast, I made it an intentional thing not to listen to any podcast. I didn't know what podcasts were, but I didn't want to listen just so I don't subconsciously
Yeah, but we didn't listen.
copy
to
people.
any
Do you get me?
podcasts.
Yeah.
We didn't listen.
We didn't listen.
You see, with us lot, we're also very business minded.
Yeah.
Ambitious.
Yeah, and we're very ambitious.
I'm
Yeah.
very busy as well. I
Yeah,
can't even
so
lie.
we didn't listen to other people's podcasts. Maybe the way I worded it is what it sounded like, but we didn't listen to other people's podcasts and say, "Oh, let's steal this, let's steal that." But I'm gonna see something and be like, "That will be good for us." It's natural.
Yeah, and then
if
you
anyone
just
says they
kind of
don't do
adapt
that,
it to
that's a
your-
lie.
Yeah.
You can take things and make it your own. So do you know what I mean? You can take something and be like, you know what? Let's try this approach.
Yeah.
Or imagine you see someone that's blowing and you're thinking, "Wow, how come they're blowing so quickly?"
You want to study like what
Yeah,
they're
what they're
like.
doing.
Yeah.
Like, how come it's working for them? And then you look at it. If it's something you can do, you'll try and embrace it into yours. And if it's not, you just be
Yeah.
like, okay, that's their style.
At the end of the day, with us and the receipts, like I feel like our audience is different.
Yeah, yeah.
Our niche is different.
Yeah.
So I don't really. Well, you're just comparing three black girls.
Yeah,
That's all you're
that's
doing.
it, literally.
Yeah.
You're not comparing the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Is very different.
The context.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, that's why
Well,
I
how
said.
how different is your content? I don't think the
Well, our
disparity is that
audience,
vast.
I don't. As I said, I haven't listened to the receipts like that. But
Yeah.
from what I heard, they've got a younger audience than we have.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Most of our audience are 25 to 35. Or to 35.
And we have
it's
male
50
audience
it's
as well.
more or less
Yeah.
50-50 male, female. So
I don't
know if
I don't think they have male like that. Well, like I said, we
don't
don't
know,
know.
but-
We're just making assumptions. And I think we sound like what we talk from experience. I don't necessarily know if they could talk about the things we talk about because we don't have the same experiences. So I think that's why we're different. Like most of the things we're talking about is from our own experiences.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because when you said the competition thing, I feel like I see you guys as different.
Yeah.
You guys cater to different needs. You have different
Yeah,
conversations
exactly,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. And then someone in the comments said, "Do you think that maybe they intended to get back to you as well?" Then, do you know what I
Intend
mean?
to get back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe.
Because you know, because I think sometimes with podcasts, obviously a lot.
you
I mean,
mean get
obviously
back
with
to
them,
us?
this is kind of
in
Just one
terms of
back.
getting
as in get
Yeah,
back
that's what I
to
said.
you.
That
So,
I feel
yeah.
like right now we are not. They don't. How do I? It's not right now. Like you know how 90s Baby. I think it's that kind of situation. Maybe just not right now.
Yeah.
What Nice Baby didn't not right now either.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
but-
parted us in the beginning.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on. But they told you. They didn't. Hey.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
True.
What did
true,
they say?
true. They just said not right. What did they say?
They
Not
said
right now.
that, yeah, basically that
Not right
they're
now,
kind of
they're
sorted
busy.
for this period.
Yeah.
And they didn't follow.
And we did. We got on it after.
Eventually,
So
yeah.
The game's a game, innit? Is what
yeah,
it
it
is.
is what it is. And
Yeah,
we
it
had to
is.
learn, and I think that was a good learning curve for us
Experience
because
that.
we were a bit salty. We're like,
I
right,
think
like, okay.
we were rushing.
Yeah.
But,
Do you understand?
Yeah.
The thing is, if you understand how these things work, you wouldn't take it. You wouldn't get offended
Yeah,
by it.
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
and I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this
I
is-
think
is
now
how
we
it is.
won't.
Yeah.
We don't get.
I mean,
No.
it is kind of clear that some people are playing the game, but I think for the most part, it's not a thing to take personally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And I think also as well, I think sometimes as well, people might see your pod and be like, "Oh, can I come on your pod?" But really and truly, you don't align with
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the brand over here. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of
Because
makes
it's
sense.
funny. Those are the only people we ever get compared to. The receipts.
all the time. Like even the was it the International Women's Day?
Yeah.
We put a picture of ourselves up.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Oh, you want to be the receipt so bad." We're just like, "Rah, how else
I
do
would've
three
blocked- I
women
would've
put a
blocked
picture
them.
up?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
because it's three women. That's
But, yeah,
basically the
that's-
reason
That's
why.
what I think.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Because if it was
Three girls.
because
Women.
two girl podcasts don't get paid compared to receipts.
Agree.
Yeah.
It's sad though, because even when you think about like with free shots, Margs would go on free shots, blah blah, and like obviously when he started his pod as well, they kind of like you could tell that it was like check out No Behavior. Then we've got
Yeah,
No Behavior on. Do you get what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
I feel like men support
Yeah.
each other more.
A lot more. Yeah.
But when it comes to women, I don't know why you man smile like that.
no,
Do you
But when
disagree?
it comes to
no, I agree.
Okay.
he's agreeing, but it's because it's like I'm
But is it-
about to say women don't support each other as much. So he's about to say, yeah, when men do that great thing. Spend too much time with this man. But yeah, so do you know what I mean? I feel like with men, like men are more like to support each other and like uplift each other and promote each other's platforms. But then when it comes to women, it's so sad. It's always like some kind of dramatics involved with it.
Yeah.
So do you guys think though that the podcast industry is cliquey?
It's cliquey.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the podcast industry. I think it's the industry.
As in the media, the creative space.
Entertainment, yeah.
It's not got anything to do with podcasts. If anything, I think podcasters still embrace each other because
Yeah, I was
we're
gonna
when
say.
you look at it in the positions of like people in the industry, I don't think we're starting to, but we're not as like
Yeah, we're not.
seen like that. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think we're quite.
I agree with that. But just because we mentioned the 5 times more ladies, so obviously you guys are mums and you guys have, you know, have you guys spoken about your? Not even have you guys spoken. I really want to know what you guys' maternity journey was like.
Yeah.
So I'm
Do you wanna
reading
go
that. Please.
It's fine. I just used to clean too much. I used
to clean too much?
Oh, I love the smell of bleach. I always had to eat Subway and eat olives from Nando's, but the only black ones. Just the
So you
black
had them
ones.
sorted out, or
Yeah.
would you buy the whole bulk
I'd
and
be
then?
like, sorry, I'm pregnant. Can you just please have the garlics and the
That'd be very
black
annoying.
olives?"
That'd be very annoying.
Yes, they did it. And my labour, I think the hardest bit was just when I was giving birth. My son, I had emergency C-section.
Okay.
My son wasn't breathing when he came out. So
Oh,
I
really?
didn't see
Wow.
him for a week. He just wasn't breathing. But he was okay, thank God. And that was it. For me, I have this behaviour of you just get on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that don't, like, I decided to get pregnant. Like, do you know what I mean? So I'm just embracing and enjoying the journey. And I love kids. I love children. So for me, I don't really have anything negative per se to say.
And you got 2 kids, right? Was the experience for both of them the same though? So did you like the smell of bleach for both kids?
So it's so funny. I feel like their personalities actually determined how I was. So with my first son, it was very easy, just chilled. With my second one, I was very busy body, and that's how they are, literally.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And you're,
That's who's
You've been called out.
who's Quams?
I don't know. I like it's my people. I don't
No,
know.
but he said that when he's writing for you.
Yeah. No, he said that. Okay, sorry, there's a
He
He said
comment.
back in
So in the
2018,
live chat, someone said, back in 2018, 2019, when I was writing to Meet Us After 7 to bring on No Shade podcast, it took them how many years to bring them on?
Yeah, but who is he? Is he your intern?
I don't know.
Wow.
First of all, don't say that because someone's out here.
No, I'm not being
I don't
hostile.
know.
Hostile, yeah, why?
No, he's writing like you sent him to ask me a
No.
question. That's what I'm saying.
No,
So
he's
what you're
just
saying
talking
is
about the whole
he's a
support thing.
listener
He's speaking
who
on behalf.
DM'd and said,
exactly.
guy,
Yeah.
what does that
Yeah,
mean?
I don't know who Quams is.
all right.
No, I'm
Big up,
just saying.
big up you Quams though.
I
It's like you
don't
listen to
get
No
it.
Shade. You know good things in life.
He's talking like because Quams DM'd us about bringing on No Shade that it meant it should happen. I don't know who. I thought unless he's your intern or he's your PR
I really
person.
don't have an internal.
He's just a listener.
No,
It's just me and
listeners
Equia.
sometimes suggest guests for their favorite podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We get
because
suggestions
a
and we listen to
listener suggests a guest, it has to happen
Has to
within their
happen.
time frame. I don't
Yeah.
know.
How long did it take though?
Not at all.
So
you want
what's
Mr.
the-
Seven-
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how long. Like
Last
we get
year or
suggestions
this
all
year,
the
I
time.
think.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when did he ask?
Quams said he asked in 2018.
We may not even seen it though.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not
I
being
meant to
asked.
listen to Quams.
I think Quams is just adding to the-
dictates
He's just adding his
the
2
guest that
cents.
comes
Quams
on.
is adding to the conversation
I know,
that we
but
were
the comment
having
doesn't make any sense.
earlier, but yeah.
They're loving you guys, by the way, you girls.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
they
you. So my maternity experience, most of my maternity process or whatever was fine. Being pregnant was cool. The only thing is I had high, was it high?
Blood pressure?
No,
Is it the thing in your urine?
in the labour. Was it
Protein.
okay.
high?
Blood pressure.
When you're high risk, that's
Oh,
it. Sorry.
okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
both.
You say wow, we couldn't even help her.
Because I didn't even think that's what it
So
was
my
supposed to be.
first, my daughter was high risk because I had a retained placenta. So obviously, when you give birth and then the placenta comes out, mine was coming out in bits.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was coming out in bits, and I was bleeding a lot. But I had one fantastic doctor who was like some Asian woman. So I ripped a bit. So they stitched me up or whatever, or she stitched me up. And then she literally just sat there. This is my husband, because I was out. This is my husband's recollection. He said that she just sat there for like 10 seconds and was like, something doesn't feel right. And she literally opened me back up and saw that I still had some placenta in me.
That's scary.
See God.
Went straight. And I could, like, you could die from that. Do you know what I mean? So she literally rushed me to the theatre, got everything out and whatever. Obviously, I had to have blood transfusion. So that was one ordeal. Then my second one, my boy, I had a placenta abruption. And that was when your placenta starts peeling away from your uterus early.
Okay.
So I started noticing that I started noticing I was bleeding. They asked me to come in. This was 37 weeks exactly. Asked me to come in. I was in triage, and she gave me some gas in. I think I discovered I was in labour. So she gave me gas in air, and for whatever reason, gas in air it knocked me out. So I took a pull, and I could hear everything, but I was kind of out. Then they hit the emergency button. It was crazy. But do you know what? Of everything that was going on, it was my husband that actually brought me back, because he's a bodyguard, so he knows like pressure points.
Okay. Yeah.
So he I don't know, he dug somewhere.
Yeah.
And that literally, like, it hurt. So I was like, ow. And I came back. And then he's like, you are not having that gas in there again. I was like, give me that gas. I was like, what? He was like, if that's what happens, I was like, I'm taking that. Because it knocks me, it kind of knocks me out. So I couldn't really feel anything at that point. So that was me all the way. But anyway, so I was bleeding. And then I noticed that I thought my water broke. So I'm just like, okay, or I thought I was wetting myself. So I'm like, oh, I think I'm wetting myself, whatever. There's like, okay, cool, we're going to take you up to the labour ward. So all through now, like maybe a good 20, 30 minutes is going, and I'm just like, I can just feel myself, I'm just wetting or whatever's happening.
Yeah.
This time my sister-in-law and my husband's in the room. And then my sister's like, she looked under my covers and it was blood. It was straight blood.
Oh my gosh.
Mind you, I had a midwife with me all the time. And she didn't check me.
What was she doing on her phone?
And this is what we were talking about.
This is what she said to me. She came to me, she said, do I want tea? I was like, yeah. She came to me with the tea, like she had ripped the tea bag and put all the
herbs and stuff
inside. She's
in
like, oh yeah, the tea bag, it has all this and all that. And then she's like, oh, what detergent do you use? She's like, oh, it's really strong. The baby's not gonna. Meanwhile, I'm in labour. I'm bleeding, and you hadn't checked. Thank God. And so my sister, she went to go and tell the midwife. She's like, she's bleeding. Then the midwife went to go and check. Again, red button. Like the doctor came in, was like, we need to get her into surgery now. So that was an emergency C-section that I had. So yeah, if it wasn't for my sister checking, I probably would have just bled out.
That's mad.
And she was there the whole time.
Yeah. She was there the whole time. Because even if you thought it was my water, still check. Like that's what you're there for. Yeah. You did nothing.
What was the ethnicity of that midwife?
She was Indian. Or Asian, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, that was a bit mad.
Do you feel like that experience had something to do with you being black in any type of way? No. Okay. Because this is what I was basically asking the two ladies the other day. Like, obviously, as we know, black women 4 times more likely now. Like, why is that? Do you think?
I always feel like, in my opinion, I believe that a lot of the medical training and education and everything has been based on a white person. So even things such as stitching, like I've had 2 C-sections. My first C-section, I was sewn up by a white person and I had a massive keloid. The second time was a black person and I had no keloid. So I feel like even though the human body is meant to be the human body, but there's still very different things about a black person and a white person. So if they were to differentiate us, I think a lot of things would be dealt better. So we may have a body that we can't take that much gas in air compared to the human body. It's like black people don't get sickle cell and white people don't get sickle cell. That in itself just lets you know that our bodies and our healthcare requirements are very different.
Yeah, do you know what? Now you say it, now I think about it, it might have, but not in a
malicious way.
Not in a negative way. I think sometimes as black women, when we act very strong, even in the most difficult situations, it works to our disadvantage. Because I think maybe if I had acted like I was in a bit more pain, because I was soldiering it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe if I acted a bit more, because white people, if they're hurt, they're screaming. So maybe if we show a bit more vulnerability and not try and be strong all the time, they may empathize with us a bit more, sympathize with us a bit more, and take more care. I don't necessarily think it was a negative, like, oh yeah, she's black, she's fine, that's fine. I don't think it was. It was like in that kind of light.
Yeah.
But maybe I was just braving it too much.
I think that's the thing.
Do you think the problem is that us black women always like to be strong black women?
Yeah.
And then it's also because of our upbringing.
I don't
Like-
think we like to be.
No, we're taught. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like we know the struggle. A majority of our parents have come from another country here, and they've always educated us about the struggles they've gone through. So they're making us know that the struggles we're going through is minor. Do you know what I mean? And so automatically, subconsciously, what we're thinking about is, oh, this is nothing. Like my knee.
That's not that deep.
And that's why I do think a lot of black people have sudden deaths because they may be that little knee that hurts or that little back pain.
Well,
And
it's a sign
everything,
of
and we're
something
just
bigger.
like, let me leave it. You just hear they die in their sleep, not knowing that there was something genuinely going on inside.
But I do feel like every black person thinks they've struggled and may not necessarily have struggled. Because for me, you know, you say, oh, you know, your parents came here. I remember I said it on the pod. I don't feel like I struggled. I really don't. Like, and if I did, my parents never revealed it to me. Whatever I had, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was a struggle.
But that's because you weren't exposed to what is out there, like internet now.
Yeah, true. But I don't like, even when I compare what my cousins had and what I had, there was nothing that my parents didn't give us that we wanted. So I think sometimes we just have that mentality that we've struggled.
Or maybe
and some of us haven't.
Maybe it's not that we've struggled. Maybe it is that we've been raised to know that we're in the UK and the black, we have to do more. We have to work harder.
Do you know what? My parents never taught me. Honestly,
it won't be your parents. Something like that is not something your parents will teach you. It's life and exposure. I feel like our parents teach us quite a bit, but school, friends, and your surroundings teach you majority. Because look how when we're on our pod, right, and they're talking about stuff they've done, I have no knowledge or understanding because I didn't do it. That doesn't mean our parents didn't give us the same core values though. But it's just that our exposure to different things has obviously, made us different.
Do you know, I think that I do think that a lot of people do have struggles. I think there's different tiers to struggles. But I think something that we do in the black community, I think if it's not a struggle that we can necessarily relate with,
we dismiss
or
it.
if it's not a big but the thing is, just because my struggle isn't what you would consider struggle doesn't mean it isn't struggle for me. Do you get me? Like sometimes, like I've even had to even tell my mum off about stuff like that. When someone will say something, she'd be like, "There's people in Africa going through worse." I'm like, "That's great."
Yeah,
but
this is what I'm going through.
That the presence of their struggle is not the absence of mine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My struggle does automatically become. I might have a different perspective on life and being, do you know, okay, maybe don't complain so much because people are worse off than you. Cool, but just because someone else is going through a struggle doesn't mean that mine is about. I always say that we have a different struggle to what our parents had. Do you get what I mean?
Agreed.
But our parents look at us and be like, "You guys have it good."
But the thing
But
is,
ma'am, I'm on my last leg.
I tell my mum this all the time, that you're saying that our struggle is a lot easier. Technically, no, because no one can just roll up and say they're coming to move to London. Yeah. And second of all, you were able to get a job. You couldn't do the same. You couldn't do the same things you did then. Now. You would be sent back before you even came here because your suitcase would have been smelling of all the Indomie and they would have said you need to.
Furthermore, anyway, they'll probably have this struggle because I always feel like this generation, I feel like it's more of like a mental health struggle, right? But I think, I'm nodding too great today. But I think that our parents, if they look deep within, the struggle is also present in them. But again, they've had to do like survival mode and blah blah. Because even sometimes my mom would be telling me about her friends from like the past. She'd be like, "Oh, that person died and they struggle with like alcoholism and trigger warning. Skip 5 seconds. They killed themselves." And then she'd be like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Don't you see that was
traumatic?
That was traumatic, but also they were battling some kind of mental."
We're more inclined with our emotions now.
We are. Oh
than
yes, we are.
back then,
Very
especially
emotionally
Gen Z.
intelligent.
But is it because society has allowed us to be more in touch with it? Were they allowed to be back in the day?
Well, when I was speaking to
I
my
don't think they were.
sister the other
Exactly.
day, she said to me that is our problem, that we millennials and our parents, that our problem is that we're always keeping things if I'm not, like she said, if I'm not happy, I'm gonna let people know I'm not happy because I'm not here to suffer. You know how they are.
Gen Z are soft life, bro.
Yeah.
Listen,
You see Gen
It's
Z,
true.
yeah, they stress me out so much because I'm not a Nigerian auntie, but part of me becomes a Nigerian auntie when they
yes,
start.
they trigger the
their
auntie
own-
me. They do.
Because it's like, I was about to speak Yoruba. It's not your fault. It is because this life has been made easy for you,
Yep.
and now on social media, you are now any job. It's not good for my mental health. You leave, and I say,
have you seen that TikTok?
what?
Where basically,
the
like,
guy,
it's
the
amazing.
guy, right?
Guy's like, I'm gonna eat you. He's like, nope. Slams the computer down. I'm gonna eat you. Nope. Like, one of our Gen Z, they're gonna quit a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna up and leave.
And in my opinion, I feel like when it comes to struggle, as a Christian anyway, God says that you don't compare your struggles or your problems, right? Because and even out of religion, I feel if you're going through a struggle and I'm going through a struggle, we're still having the same emotion. Do you know what I mean? We're still going, and it's the emotion that's the problem.
Yes.
Do you understand? The struggle's there, but the emotional impact it has on you is what we have in common. And once we have that same, feeling, you can't eradicate your feelings over mine. Like mine is not more important than yours. We're both going through that feeling.
Yep.
But with those Gen Zs, I just feel, they're doing really well. They're very successful. And maybe it's because they don't hold back and they're ruthless. But I feel like experiences builds character. And it allows you to channel a lot of things in life. I think a lot of the things I've been through, even just us
Going through now.
even us just being on the pod, on our pod, just listening and hearing and going through things and still having to keep up with doing your responsibilities, it builds character. And I would not choose some of my struggles I would like to eradicate and delete, but a lot of my struggles I'm happy I went through them because I think first of all, it's humbled me and it's calmed me down and I've become a lot more patient and I would not want that to leave my personality ever. So
Yeah, but do you think Gen Z, because I feel Gen Z, they're a lot more like business driven, a lot more ambitious than we were back in the...
I disagree.
I feel like they're more
But-
creative with their ambition.
Yeah, but is it because... What was I going to say now?
I think they've got a lot more opportunities now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's because of millennials.
Because of that whole, I'm not doing, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Is it because they're doing what they want to do? Whereas we
Had
may
to do
not.
things we didn't
Yeah,
have
is it because they're doing what they want to do, so they're thriving in what they're doing?
I thought, first of all, I think it's lack of knowledge on our path. So we weren't exposed to a lot of things. But when it comes to the Gen Zs doing businesses and all of that, I don't feel like God forgive me. No offense to anyone. Should I say trigger warning? But I feel like a lot of their businesses are not successful.
First of all, how you going to trigger warning bad business?
I'm being
You are coming on the...
I'm being sarcastic. And the reason why I said that their businesses are not as successful as we think is because a lot of these people do businesses because it's a trend.
Yeah.
So with Gen Z, what I need them to understand is you can be very successful in a 9-to-5. You don't have to have a business. A lot of these Gen Zs are doing businesses because they're trying to keep up with a lifestyle they see on social media.
But that's their time, though. That's just like saying to my daughter, like, you know, the tablet and the YouTube, you know, don't... It's just, the technology is just their time.
Because when I think...
Jumping on trends or whatever, it's just... Is it going to pop today? Is it going to pop tomorrow? Like, they just want to take the risk.
Because you know what it is? Like, when, like, with the millennials, like, we had, like, Don't Jealous Me, had Mike's Comedy, we had all these guys who were really doing a lot to push their kind of content. What's his name? A Online. Remember? Oh my God, do you remember A Online? The guy that was on the one who did the robbery prank on his dad, and the house was robbed.
Ayo, and he was on YouTube.
Ayo, yeah.
I know you're
And he
talking
came
about.
back again last year.
The guy with the...
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So
he
like,
was
I feel
too
like
funny.
he was hilarious. He was a very toxic guy, but he was funny.
Love it.
But I feel like even those guys doing what they did, I feel like the reason why Gen Z are able to up and leave a job or be like, this opportunity doesn't serve
had
me,
those
I'm done,
examples.
was because the millennials are putting in hella work. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone like
Foundation.
Don't Jealous Me, like he's in films now and stuff like that, but he spent years grafting. But then these days, and that's what I will say as well, I do think they're creative because they just go on TikTok, do some things, next thing you know, from TikTok now they're actually
Well, they've
making
got the platforms.
crazy
That's
money.
what it is.
That's the
It's-
thing.
They've got the platforms. That's what
Yeah.
it is. And then when you see us doing it, we're seen as Agbayas.
Dead ass.
Yeah, like, do you know
sad.
what I mean? So I do think millennials are a lot harder on themselves and very judgmental amongst ourselves compared to Gen Zs. Like even when you talk about relationships or
I feel like
body
because
counts
we didn't
all
have
that
the
stuff.
luxury to be that. You see how we look at our parents and we're like, our parents didn't even have the luxury to get in tune with their emotional health and all that kind of stuff. We didn't have the luxury to be able to be like, well, I'm going to be creative and do these things. Like, a lot of our parents were like, you're either going to be a teacher, not even a teacher, lawyer, engineer,
Accountant,
doctor. Do you get what I mean?
yeah.
And so if
Or
you were the one
pilots.
who wanted to do like rapping and stuff or anything creative, you were going to sit down with the elders and have a meeting. But with the Gen Z, they're telling their parents, this is what I'm doing and that's it.
You know, with our parents,
Different time, man.
I feel
Very
like
different time.
The millennials, we're in the middle between our parents and Gen
Yeah.
Z. So like a lot of our behavior and personal traits is very similar to our parents. 'Cause
It is.
I think we were a lot more closer
Yeah.
to our parents than the Gen Z. The Gen Zs, they're not as close with their parents, not in a relationship base. But
Sorry, people are trying to say I'm out here claiming a group that's not mine. I am a millennial. You little heifers. Sorry, it's gone.
yeah, I just feel like we rub off. Our parents have rubbed off on us, so
Yeah.
a lot of their traits we kind of have it, and we understand them a lot more than the Gen Zs understand their parents. So I think that's why they're so far off.
They really are far removed.
And they're creating their own world, whereas we're kind of stuck in the middle of listening to our parents and trying to start creating something.
Yeah,
for
because
ourselves.
sometimes I have to be like, I'm actually a grown woman. Like, honestly, sometimes even on No Shade, me and Aquia would want to talk about, because we're not a sex podcast, right? But sometimes we want to talk about, and we're all shy. And I'm like, first of all, I created this platform. I talk about whatever it is I'm going to talk about. But I think it's that we're actually stuck in the middle between like the younger people and
Because do you have
the
a younger
oldest.
sister?
Yeah, I have younger sisters. I'm the
Yeah,
oldest
so,
girl.
So like my mum will tell me off for wearing certain things on the pod because she watches it. But like when she wants to tell my sister off, she'll call me to talk to my sister.
Yeah.
My mum does that.
Yeah.
I've retired from that, but I told my mum I'm not doing that anymore. Because what I found was that basically my sister was looking at me as if like I was my mum's mouthpiece.
Yeah.
But they didn't know that I was only passing on the message.
The older siblings are the managers of the household.
Yeah.
So my sister looking at me like, oh, you're always talking about mum, blah, blah. But this time, your mum is the one that's coming to me to talk to you. I told my mum, I said,
That's what
I
you
said,
say.
talk to-
Mum said I should tell you.
Listen, my sister, they're not hearing that. All they hear is what comes after. I should tell you. So now I said to my mum, I said, these are your kids. You have a way you want to deal with it. You talk to them about it because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's really ridiculous. But I also want to talk ask you guys about like how you kind of navigate relationships as mothers. What is that like?
What is it like? You're married.
What was
now.
you're married though?
Yeah, I'm married. So
Yeah.
How is it with kids and marriage?
You're an egg because you know what you're doing, but carry on.
No, I don't exactly what she's
you
doing
know
as
what?
well.
You know exactly what
no,
you're doing.
her turn's coming. It's
No,
fine.
you know why I did that?
I
You
will
ain't-
tag team with
You
you.
ain't slick.
Actually, no. It's because I feel like people feel like because you are married doesn't mean your relationship doesn't change or have a different. You don't have to channel it or navigate it differently once you have kids.
I see how you spun that. I
No,
respect
but
that.
it was. You're still
Yeah.
gonna ask me, especially with this one here. He's not gonna let it slide, is he?
I think with being married and being a mother, you have to, or being a wife and being a mother, you really have to learn to separate the two roles.
Yeah.
Like me and my husband had this conversation ages ago in terms of like, where do you prioritize? Like, do you prioritize your marriage, your children? And we both agreed marriage comes first. Like,
Yeah,
we
I
come
agree.
first.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah,
That is a
no,
word.
100%. So it gets difficult sometimes, obviously, depending on the type of jobs that you have, etc. Because my husband travels a lot. So, but once there's an understanding there, I feel it becomes easier once both people are putting their effort in, because it depends on the type of household you have as well. If you're more traditional and the woman takes care of the children a bit more, you know, it depends on how your household is set up. But for me and my husband, we just, it's our children. So we're not looking at a 50-50 kind of thing. It's just, it's our children.
Yeah.
Whatever needs to be done is going to be done. So I think for me, that way works better. It works best for me. So
But do you ever feel like sometimes you guys get so like involved in the kids you forget yourselves?
yeah, it happen 100%. It's going to happen. That's why. And every so often we do have like, maybe like every 6 months, especially like New Year, we sit down and be like, okay, what happened last year?
Like a check-in.
What could we do better? You know, like a check-in basically. If it's more dates we need to go on, or sometimes we're just like, right, we ain't been out in a minute. Like, let's go out, even if it's just to the movies. Those check-ins is really important. So yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of my worst fears is to get married, have children, and then my marriage doesn't exist anymore because it's all about the kids.
Yeah.
That's I feel like
that's
it's easy. I don't ever want to get to a place where my marriage is the first thing to be neglected when life changes.
and it's
start
very
happening.
easy.
Yeah.
It's very, and in the beginning, when you have your first child, the newborn stage, that's when it kind of happens. So, and that's a hard one for men. I feel when the newborn comes, the men,
like you've got a new toy.
the dad gets neglected, and it is true because I did it.
Yeah.
Not knowing, obviously, it was subconsciously I did it because I'm breastfeeding. Now everything is kind of and
about the
because
child.
you're breastfeeding, the dad doesn't really get as much involvement.
Yeah.
So he literally feels like he can't really do nothing.
Yeah.
So most times my husband would just leave.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what's going on? Not knowing that it was me.
Did he communicate that to you though?
Later on he did.
Okay.
Not at that moment.
Okay.
Because and what men tend to do, what I think anyways, that they just focus on what's important. Like he was like, at the end of the day, you
child's
like
important,
the child's important. You just your
It is
new
what it
mum.
is,
It is what it is. Let me
Yeah.
things need to get done. So let me kind of hold up my feelings.
Yeah.
So
make this.
no, you
Well,
didn't
I've
say
seen
it.
a lot of relationships break up shortly after a
Having a
child's
child.
born.
Yeah.
I've seen it throughout my whole life. It's like a pattern that I see, and I always wonder why. Because I always thought to myself, wouldn't a baby
Bring
make a
guys closer.
relationship stronger? Wouldn't it bring you guys closer together? But it always seems like after a baby comes, this issues come and it
Yeah.
inflates, and then it ends up.
Yeah, I always say that the baby, because a lot of people always think that the baby will bring you back together, and some
Yeah.
people when the relationship is rocky, they think, oh, let's use a baby to. But I've heard that a baby will actually highlight
Yeah, the issues.
100%.
Yeah.
the rocks
Yeah.
within the union.
I think so too.
Yeah, I agree.
And women, we just get a bit protective, and we think that we know best.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're both learning at the same time.
Yep.
So but I do get it because if you're the woman, most times the baby is going to be with you. So you set the routine. Like, you know what time the light comes on. You know what time to draw the curtain and all of that stuff. But because the husband doesn't really know, you haven't involved him.
Yeah.
He's just coming in.
He's making a mistake. You're like, oh, see,
Yeah, and then now
she's up.
because you ain't slept. You're just cranky, and now an
Yeah.
argument. It's
Yeah.
a quick argument. Like arguments, they pop
Yeah.
off
Pop up
like
quickly.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just being mindful and being more aware. But yeah, how's it for you?
There. It's there. I wouldn't say anything about my relationships or dating is based on me having kids, my issues or whatever. A lot of people don't even think I have kids for some reason. Maybe because I don't put them up on my socials or...
Which you shouldn't, which I like.
Yeah, I'm quite protective of them. I don't know, but...
Do you feel like when you are in relationships or whatever, you kind of have boundaries in terms of like, because obviously at some point you have to introduce your children to
I've never introduced
whoever
my
it is or
children
anything like
to
that.
a guy.
But like even when fair, but in relationships, what do you guys think is the right way to go about that?
I don't think there's a right or a wrong way because
Yeah.
relationships involve feelings and we can't control feelings. So you don't know when you're going to feel safe or comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no timeline around it. But I've said to myself, when it comes to kids, if I'm in a serious relationship, I'm going to kind of let him lead that. I would like to start with him leading so that he knows that in this relationship you will be leading as well, because I think a lot of issues when it comes to guys wanting to date girls who've got kids is that they feel like they don't have a say or have any control. And I'm a stepmom. I'm a stepchild. So like I have a stepdad, and my dad, because I refer to my stepdad as my dad, he had the final say. Like my mum did that. So and it prevented so much stress. Not that my own biological dad didn't have space, but it was done in a way that my biological dad that knew my stepdad had an impact in our lives. And I think I would take that on as well in whatever I do as well as just carrying whoever.
But at what stage was that though, where he had the final say?
Your
dad?
As soon as we started living together.
Oh, okay. So
As soon as we got my mum and him got together and everything, but I don't know what my mum did when I wasn't there. But what I will do,
you would be younger.
what I will do when I'm in that situation is I will kind of want him to be asking about my kids and
You got
asking
to. That's bad vibes.
asking to meet them, and I wouldn't enforce it on him. If you don't ask me to see what my kids look like, I'm not gonna force you. I kind of want you to make that decision on your own and then go from
But I
there.
think that whole having the final say, sometimes it is up to the woman to have a conversation with the guy and be like, and kind of hash out that bit, because I do feel,
the woman is the one that determines how that relationship
but
goes.
I do feel sometimes it is a him problem.
Who?
The guy.
What guy?
The guy coming in.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah,
maybe
I feel like-
subconsciously,
Yeah.
he may not. He doesn't know how far he should go, or
Yeah, but that's you.
But-
You will make him feel comfortable. As women, we don't realize the amount of power we have of how we can navigate a situation, and it is for you to make him feel comfortable. Be it from having certain kind of conversations, or when you're having debates. You see, guys, they won't tell you how you. I may be wrong, but I think you guys don't tell us how you're feeling. You ask scenario questions. What would you do if da 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 da? And that's where I feel like they're trying to like gauge
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
mind,
Mentality.
how you reason and stuff like that. So for me, in my situation, he will know that he has, like, he navigated us getting here. I would never want him to feel like I coerced him or convinced him or pushed him. I would want it to be something that he wanted, and then we took that journey of like meeting my kids and all of that kind of stuff.
But as men, if you're getting into a relationship with somebody who does have a child, would you initiate, when am I going to meet your children? Like, would you ask that question?
I'll probably let her dictate that, to be fair, when she feels comfortable enough.
But you guys will have conversations, right? And that's
Yeah, of
how
course.
and that's how you'll be able to gauge it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I can't imagine talking to someone and say like, "Oh, do you want to meet my kids?"
But then, if a man doesn't ask, do you feel like
That's red
That's
flag.
the thing.
he's lacking real intention, or
So I would think that you may not ask straight away, but you'll start asking me questions about my kids.
yeah?
So you
Oh,
may
yeah,
ask
for
me
sure.
like, "Oh, how old are they?
Yeah,
What did they do?" And it'll become a frequent thing. You keep asking, then you start making. So then it will be a slowly, but you've been asking, so
Yeah.
you've started to initiate.
I think for me, if the woman doesn't mention her kids or suggest me meeting her after a specific amount of time, I'll ask.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, if this is a serious situation, then I'm gonna have to meet your kids eventually. And
Yeah.
if you haven't mentioned it, I wonder why. So I'm gonna be more forthcoming.
Yeah.
If she doesn't mention her kids, but when you guys talk,
Yeah.
what does that say to you? Is that a red flag for you?
Well, mention it
At
That
all.
they
So you know
exist
she's
at
got
all.
kids,
As in
but like,
she's
She doesn't talk about them.
I don't know if it's a red flag, but why though? What's the reason why?
Because I don't.
Yeah, but some women don't want to, like, let's me and you talk. Like, we don't have to talk about.
But is it because this situation isn't leading down to a relationship? Is it just a
No.
bit of
No,
but
fun
do you know
for
what
the
though?
moment, or
if I had
I mean-
kids and I was talking to a guy and he didn't like even once in a while like, oh, how are your kids? If I don't talk about them, that's cool.
yeah?
But again, maybe it's just a thing where like I'm always doing mummy. This is a me time thing.
yeah.
But I would still want to know that you are somewhat
and
interested
maybe
in my life. So
Yeah.
how are your kids? I think if a guy doesn't ask me how my kids are at all,
Yeah.
I think that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
can
don't-
see
I think
that,
so.
yeah.
I agree.
Because the thing is, obviously, if you're having a conversation with the guy, at some point you're going to talk to your child whilst you're on the phone to him.
Yeah.
So that should even
Yeah.
that may
Like, oh,
even
are they
be.
okay?
That's
Is
what we were
everything
saying the
okay?
other day,
Do
innit?
you want me to
Yeah.
call you back?
Yeah,
Or
or
do
do
you-
you want us to call you back, or just
Yeah.
things like that. So
And even if the house is quiet every time, are your kids well?
No, but my house is quiet all the time.
Yeah, but are the kids well?
Yeah, they're
Like-
fine. I don't talk about my kids to guys.
Yeah.
But my reason is not because I'm hiding them. It's because I'm so vulnerable when it comes to my kids, and I don't.
Okay, yeah.
I struggle with being vulnerable with men. So, me talking to you about my kids is me showing you about part of my love.
yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I
you
don't
want that.
really want to be doing that just yet.
When you're dating, right, is one of the prerequisites for a man that you're dating for him to have kids?
No, I prefer them not having kids.
Not to have kids. Why is that?
If they have kids, I prefer them to have full custody. My desires are not realistic. though.
Not a full custody child.
It's just because of I like this whole family thing, and I got that with my stepdad.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I'm used to that whole family thing. So if he had kids, if he didn't have kids, obviously it would still be a whole family. If he did have kids, I will feel a way that the child had to come and go. Do you know what I mean? Like come for the weekend, then go, then
Yeah,
return.
yeah.
And a lot of women wouldn't understand that my intentions are genuine and it will cause conflict. So mine is just more of just prevention of conflicts, not really, you know, like if I dated, for example, a 45-year-old or something and he had a 20-year-old, then it's cool. Like she's independent, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm dating someone around my age, you're still kind of hands-on. And I would want to, because I'm in love with you, I'm going to love your child.
Yeah.
So I would want to embrace her or him, but I don't know how another woman would take that, which is where the issue normally is. So.
Have you found that some guys who haven't had kids, for example, have found it difficult dating you or accepting your situation, being that you do have kids?
Yes,
Okay.
they have. And I've noticed it's the ones that are more like my age, like 30.
Okay.
They have, but older guys, they're a bit more accustomed to
Yeah.
it because they've seen life a lot longer. And a lot of women are having kids and all of that.
Yeah.
But I've had guys be like, you know what, I thought about it. Yeah, let's try. And I'm like, nah, I don't want you to have to think about it. Even though they should have the right to think about it. But I think it's the way you voice it.
Yeah.
If you voice it as a concern, you've kind of put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah,
So I
you
now
put me off
feel
now.
like
Yeah.
throughout our relationship, you're going to have moments where you feel a bit somehow. But dating is, whether you're with kids or not, dating is stressful anyway. So
It is the
who
ghetto,
am I
okay?
to really complain when I know single babes are going through the same thing as I?
Yeah.
So I
true.
think it's hard.
is-
Are you in a relationship? Could you date someone who's got kids?
You know what? When I was younger,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I couldn't. But I think it's kind of like what you just said. When you get older, you see life and you experience certain things.
The economy is tight.
Yeah.
Where you can get it these
You know what I'm
days.
saying? And I think it also, a big factor is the person you're dating.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I agree.
And how, you know what I'm saying, you
Yeah.
guys gel, the chemistry and the respect that both of you put on certain things. You know what I'm saying? So to kind of paint every situation with the same brush, it doesn't make sense.
I agree.
Yeah, I will say with me, like I'm definitely open to being with men who have kids. Hoping it will take more pressure off me. You've already experienced it, so you can relax. But I do think as well, like the mother of the child is very important to me.
Yeah.
Like, is she crazy? Like, if she's okay, I hate to say the word crazy, but is she a problem?
Is she problematic?
Is she problematic? And if she's problematic, what is the solution to that?
So if I'm with someone, you see, when you're in love with someone, nothing matters again. Like you're still gonna stay there in whatever drama it is.
Girl,
So for
not
me, if I'm in love with you and I've accepted you got a problematic baby mums, that is between you and her. I don't want to be involved.
Yeah, but if we've got a child and the
It's
child
going
comes
to
over
involve
to
your
stay with me,
situation.
Yeah, so for
It's gonna involve my
example,
situation.
I'll be involved in a situation in terms of the child. But
no, but that's the thing though, and that's where the problem might arise. So for me, I think it's important for me to know whether you have a hold on that situation where I don't, in any kind of way, get disrespected. Because if the child's gonna come and stay with us, for example, I can't have problems at my front door. This is not what I signed up for, kind of thing. So for me, I think it's important to know what that dynamic is. Obviously in a great world, it will be that, you know, it's good co-parenting, and she even sees me as, okay, when the kids are not with me, you're kind of the
You're
stepping in mum kind of
and
thing.
she trusts you.
Yes, I would want that, but I think if it's a problem,
it's hard though.
it's
Yeah,
it
of
definitely
course.
is.
Kind of
It definitely is. But I
Unless-
think I need him as well to have
There's nothing
be
he
able
can
to
do.
get
There's
it.
nothing he can do. If a woman wants to be crazy, she's gonna be crazy. No, regardless. The only thing
I'll
he
be
can
honest, you better take it to court.
The only thing he can do is, if he's not doing court, is to try and instill fear in her. I know it sounds mad, but not in fear in the terms of beating or
Yeah,
violence,
of
but
course.
to the point that she dare not turn up to the front of my house.
Yeah, you
kind
don't
of thing.
create that.
And it's so sad because some guys probably just want to have peace, but they have to act a bit mad and instill fear in
To
some
get the
women
peace.
Yeah.
just to get that peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think for example, if you're dating somebody with children, do you think it's better for you to meet the other parent?
I would want to.
So I've told my ex-husband that I don't care.
Okay.
I trust him as much as a parent
Yeah.
because your love life is none of my business.
Yeah.
And I believe you love our kids enough to know what's right. How you choose to do it, that's up to you. I may not agree with it, but that's human beings, we're different. But I feel like the day you decide to bring someone around your kids is because you know it's
You
something
trust him,
serious.
yeah.
I trust him enough when it comes
Yeah,
to that.
I would want to. Trust that, even though I trust him, whatever.
Yeah.
I would just want to, just because I have your child when you're not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you get what I mean?
You know what? When you
For
put it
real.
like that,
Yeah.
like, God forbid something happen, how can I describe who the
Yeah,
woman
and
is?
I want to
get
have
that.
I want to have phone numbers as well.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
so that if anything happens, you can text me. Like, anything could happen. I might even want to go on holiday and be like, oh, do you mind actually? That I would
Yeah.
defo need to.
I'd want you to know that I'm not trying to replace you.
Yeah,
I
like,
fully-
girl.
I fully respect you as the
Yeah,
mom.
I would prefer to be the stepmom than for me to than the other way round of being the.
Okay, I get you.
Do you get what I mean? So like now that my ex-husband, if my ex-husband starts dating,
Sorry,
now,
take me through this equation.
I prefer to be like the stepmom.
So you're the one.
And I'm talking to you.
Okay, so you're not the outside mum.
Yeah, you're the.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Than
Okay,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
way round. The other way round is a lot more hard to deal with because as the stepmom, you embrace her, which will probably calm her down. If you're the mum, whether she embraces you or whatever, however you're feeling, if you're an angry mum, you're an angry mum. And I always tell, like for instance, my ex-husband, if he told me he had a girlfriend or whatever, I would embrace her because I believe that like it's like with how I am with the nannies. Yeah, I believe like how you treat someone determines how they treat your child.
Yeah.
Unless they're just wicked. So I would treat her nicely. Turns out I won't want her to go through any. I won't want her to mistreat my kids.
Yeah.
But if it's the other way around, that one is complicated. Because depending if you're still hurt or you still love that guy, seeing a lot of women that do madness, I feel like it's because they still have some sort of emotional want
Connection,
from that person. When they might still want to be with them, or seeing their child in the new home is like, oh, this is what I wanted with that person. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes the way these women act is out of emotion of not happy that things are not the way they want them to be.
Yeah.
That's fair. That is fair. But back to you guys' podcast. Who has been the most memorable guest? Obviously outside of me and Yusuf. Duh.
The most memorable.
Yeah.
There's a couple for me.
Yeah, we've had quite a few that I can't let go of.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Oh,
Pastor
top 3.
Toby, Lauren.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even use your had Pastor Toby on there.
I forgot
I'll
Pastor
say
Toby.
Ola.
Ola,
the comedian.
100%.
Oh, I think he's such a wise man.
Yeah,
He's
I'll say
wise
my
beyond
top.
his
He's
years.
such a wise, and I
Yeah,
heard him
that's why I'm
first
leaving
on.
the other day, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ola.
Yeah, because he's he's such a wise man.
Yeah, so Ola.
Oh, I loved Andrea.
Oh yeah, Andrea.
Like
that was a good one.
Yeah, I like that as
YouTube,
well.
Andrea.
No, she's like the feminine goddess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like that. Who else?
I liked Eddie's. I liked Eddie's episode.
Eddie
that
Caddy.
was good.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode.
Was it after his no, wrong person, isn't it?
Who are you talking about?
Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking of
it's
someone
wrong
else.
person.
I'm thinking of someone
Yeah,
else. I always do this. Never mind. Carry on.
Yeah, I'll say those 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what have you guys learnt the most since podcasting? Do you think there's anything about yourselves that you didn't really know that it's made you kind of address, or is highlighted in your life that you kind of, it brought something to light about you that you didn't know before since you've been podcasting?
Oh, brought something to light.
Or actually,
I don't know about brought something to light, but remember I mentioned yesterday that podcasting has taught me to respect other people's opinions.
okay,
And that's literally
that's
it.
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like just to listen,
Yeah.
take it in, and just respect it. Like it doesn't have to be for you,
Yeah.
but it's fine. And I feel like it makes you more of a rounded person.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
What was the question again? Sorry.
Is there anything that's is there anything that's been highlighted from your podcasting, or even like if you've grown and like maybe a way that you can see growth in yourself since you started?
I'll say my patience. I won't say I'm more in tune with my personality.
Okay.
So I know I could be extremely quiet.
Yeah.
And I can be just as talkative, and I'm okay with that. I don't have to find a balance.
Yeah,
That's just who I am. I know I have a straight face 80% of the time, but it's just who I am. Yeah. So I kind of been able to just embrace my personality a lot more, and I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you've ever shared on your pod, and you kind of regret it?
I feel like out of all of us, I think I'm the one that shares the most.
Do you agree with that, Maxie?
Yeah. I've always said that I can't share 100% because I'm married.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've always said
No, not really. Not really, because of who I want to be out there, how I want to be known.
Yeah.
So not really.
Yeah.
Because there's still a lot that I don't say.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. There's still a lot I don't say. But when we first started the pod, my reason for the pod was for us to just have a pod, show that we're women, and as time has gone on,
it's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now now that people know me when I go out, I want them to be like,
What's that? Carry on.
oh, people that know me, this is the best that me and Yusuf has behaved anyway. So
I'm trying to just, let you
now
do
that
you.
people know like you can go out somewhere and people know who you are, I want them to always be like, oh, Grace, listen, she's shown me that, she's taught me that, she's made me realize that that's the kind of things I want to be known for. Do you know what I mean? So I say on the pod all the time that my success and my achievements are not just for me. Like my purpose in life is to help others. Like, so the blessings I get from God and everything, He's given them to me because He wants me to use it to other. And the day I stop doing that is the day I lose my blessings and my favors. So like even talking about my experiences, even though they hurt me so much and everything, I'm still happy to like let people know like it's okay to go through a divorce. It's okay to not have that, you know, life you thought you was going to have and it be taken away from you. So for me, I'm okay. I have days where I'm like, oof. But you know what? After a while, I'm like, you know what? Someone then messages you and says like, oh, when you were speaking about this, I'm going through it right now. And I'm like, okay, God say it wasn't bad, right?
There are times we've edited out some stuff.
Like
It's everyone, because you have to.
Yeah,
No, I'm like, oh, I forgot myself there.
Like 95% of our episodes
we don't
aren't,
edit.
but there are some we're just like, okay.
Yeah. I have women because when I'm recording sometimes, I forget that, because obviously it's just me and a queer, and that's my friend. I'm just with my friend.
Yeah.
So sometimes I forget there's a mic in front of me. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's coming up. But like I said, like it's not a lot that we edit out because sometimes like, do you know what?
leave
it. Just leave it. It's gonna beat me.
Yeah.
Leave it in there.
Also, do you feel like you lot changed a lot? Changed at all since you started the pod? Since your ascension?
I would say I have.
In what way?
Just my mind frame.
Okay.
Yeah, my mind frame. Like I don't know about you, but for me, our podcast is quite therapeutic for me as well. Just like having people on talking about different things, it brings my attention to a lot of stuff. Like I said, I'm extremely aware of myself, a lot more aware of myself right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say I have changed.
Well done.
The same. I'd say my mentality has changed towards a lot of things. Yeah. As I said, like listening to people and hearing their experiences, it definitely like things I might not have believed a year ago. I might be like, actually, that's facts. Yeah. So it's definitely made me wiser, more knowledgeable. And as I said, just a bit more well-rounded. So, yeah.
From like a business perspective, right? I know you guys. How long you guys been podcasting?
Yeah, just over a year, about a year and a half.
You guys done quite a lot in a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So much.
Like for those, for example, you think, oh, you know, I want to get into podcasting because you know I can communicate well and I want to make some money, right? Would you say this is the type of industry where you can make loads of money?
I would say not straight away.
Okay.
Right. And I would say to people, if you're not going to be consistent, don't bother. If you can't be tired, ill, and still come and record, don't bother. And if you're not someone, because some people do theirs differently, so they may record every week, or they may. But if you can't be consistent in whatever process you've decided, then just don't bother. This place is a consistency game.
Yeah, that's a word.
Do you know what I mean? It's a consistency game. The more consistent you are, the more people pay. Yeah. And I love the fact that, you know, when you see a new podcast, you'll be like, give it 2 weeks, they're not going to last. Because when the 2 weeks come...
You love the fact that people say that?
Yeah. Because when they say, give it 2 weeks and you're still there, give it 5 weeks and you're still there, give it a year and you're still there, you get more... People pay more attention to you and the respect changes.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, so... I feel like now people definitely see us as podcasters, whereas before they just used to see, just 3 girls bored.
I'd agree with the consistency, and also I'd say have a vision, have a strategy. Like we sit down and be like, okay, what are our goals for next year? Like we talk about that all the time. So having just a strategy, having you know vision is very important. So yeah.
I'll say you also need to see it as a business. Even though you're doing it for fun.
Agree. Yeah.
Once you see it as a business,
then you know what route to go.
You start thinking about certain things. Like, you know, I look at our views, and I don't look at our views because I'm so self-absorbed. I'm looking if the content we're putting out is working.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Brett knows, I'm a business person. Do you understand? Like, I'm enjoying this year, but I want to enjoy and make money at the same time. So. You have to look at your numbers. Take it seriously. When you're recording is when the fun is. When you come off the recording, look at your numbers. Do all the business side of it. Network. If you're not good at networking, or at least if you're doing it with someone and not one of you are good at networking, then there's a problem. And don't expect you from everyone in your team. Everybody has everyone is good for something. Do you understand? The 3 of us all have what we're good at, and we embrace each other for it. So, like, if someone says, "Oh, listen, they know me. I'll suggest the person that I know is the best at it." Do you know what I mean? So it's not a competition. You just work together.
Yeah.
And how would you say podcasters, I guess, make money now in 2022?
Ads. So people sponsoring.
Sponsorships.
Yeah, people sponsoring
shows.
People, yeah,
Yeah.
show. You know what? Live shows make money.
Yeah.
They make money.
We just like,
Live shows make
Yeah,
money.
for sure.
I'll say once you start to get to yourself where you've got a healthy, solid base,
Yeah.
then merchandising as well. Creating, I know cult is the wrong word, but create a world where there's a cult of the people that,
Yes.
you know,
Your own
like,
community, yeah.
so I say like, you know, no behavior. I think that's part of the reason why they are, because they have a cult.
Cult following.
No matter what they do, people are going to be there to
Yeah.
support them, whether it's rubbish or good or whatever.
Yeah.
They know they're guaranteed a certain amount of numbers being at things that they do. So I would say those are the ways people make money, and also getting picked up by other brands. Like say a brand is doing an event and they ask you to present and all of those kind of stuff. Those are ways to make money.
You guys mentioned the live show.
Yes.
You guys have a live show coming up.
You have a live show coming
Yes.
out. Your first one.
Our first one.
Very first one. Crazy. But
Tell us about it. Like, what made you want to do a live show?
Listen, we've been wanting to do a live
Money.
show from when we first started.
Honestly.
Really? Okay, that's good.
no, honestly, as I said, we look at this as a business
Yes.
as well. So we know where the money is, where the money resides.
Yeah, where
But
the money
also,
resides, where the
yeah.
money resides.
But also, we just want to give our listeners a chance to meet us as well. We want to interact with our listeners, show appreciation to them as well for supporting us.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, from when we started, we're just like, okay, live show,
We need to
like.
do a live show.
Yeah.
But it's the planning's going well.
Sick.
And you know what? One thing that I've experienced with podding is that you don't know who your listeners are. You don't know how they're going to help you.
Yep.
Because a lot of our listeners have really helped us in terms of if it's sponsorship, if it's just helping in terms of planning. Like,
Sick.
no, really. So,
But don't you think it's because of the kind of environment we give our listeners? Like, you see our live show, it's literally going to be, they're going to realise they are actually part of the pod. You're not actually just a listener. Because even those that comment on our stuff, we respond.
we actually
We
take
argue
it
with
in.
them.
They know.
We argue.
There's some people that write emails to us, like full on emails and stuff. And, you know, we take what we need to take out of it. But some of them write honest stuff about us. And we're just like, you know what?
suggestions
On
and stuff like
reflection,
that.
that was like, that's true.
We have,
So-
and I think they see that. They think that they realize that we're actually very normal and we're very genuine with our characters. So, like, even when we probably call people for whatever they're going to do for the live show and they hear us bickering, they're like, oh my gosh, this is like being on the pod. This is just who we are. Like, so what you're seeing on the pod is actually who we are. So the live show, they're just going to be part of the show. Literally, they're going to come on stage, have some conversations with us and play games and whatever. But
We got Esther joining us as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, on stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to look cute because she's those audience. Y'all not gonna get me.
Yeah. We've told the audience as well, they should come looking cute. They know how we are anyway.
No, but I feel like
We dress
coming
up.
to your live show, you have to.
Why though?
Really?
No, because I feel like but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
No, but
'Cause
because I don't see other live shows. People come casual.
No, people always come casual, but I do think that you guys, because I always say one of the things I love about you guys is that you guys is marketing, your branding. Like, you guys actually, I know the MILF is the milk and honey, but you guys are actually MILFs. Do you get what I mean? You guys are very beautiful women. So I think coming to your live show, you guys give off like beauty and like luxury and like, do you know, just good stuff.
Oh, that's good.
So I think, and it's really not a bad thing. So I think anyone come to your live show, not that they have to like go out of their way to, I don't think people look raggedy anyway, but it's like, you know that I'm gonna present myself in a good way.
That's not way, yeah.
So
good.
I will see you on my mini skirt.
I ain't wearing no miniskirt. I want to be able to cross my legs because you know
That's the point.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be high.
Yeah,
When's the show and are there still tickets available?
yeah. Tickets are still available.
25th of September at
Clapham
Clapham Grand.
Sick.
So yeah.
Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7, and it actually starts at 7
Yep.
because we have got so much to do in
do,
the time.
yeah.
that we
Okay,
have.
sick. How long is the show?
4 hours
7 to
Can
11.
you give us a little sneak peek? Little sneak peek
of.
of the show.
Any
A
guests?
little teaser.
Are you your type's type? I'll just leave it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you got any like guests coming, like performers?
We're trying to
Trying to sort that.
finalize that, but
Cool.
Listen, we know
It's gonna
that
be
the
lit.
ticket
It'll be
is
a
not
good-
cheap, innit? So we're
It'll
gonna
be a
make
good
sure
You're gonna get your money's
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you guys as well. You mentioned earlier that your ratio in terms of men and women.
Yeah, so we've told people,
So-
listen, if
Yeah.
you're single, come because
Like,
you never know.
Yeah, no, there's a few of my guy friends. They're just like, "Oh, we heard that we can meet our wives."
You
there."
may,
And
you
you know what?
may.
I thought to myself, I
You
like
may.
that because
Yeah.
it's not a girlfriend. You can meet your wife.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
That's
may.
what we're after.
Okay,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
nice.
Listen, there's quality girls out there, you know.
There's
Everybody's
quality
just
girls.
hiding, and we're not hanging around the right circles.
Kevin Samuel said he's already bought his ticket, so
Okay,
that's the type
perfect.
of people that are going to be in the audience.
all right.
No, I'm hoping the men you're talking about will be more on that side than Kevin
But you know what?
Samuels.
If you do
Ready
like
to
Kevin
mingle.
Samuels, you're gonna be in for a
Ooh,
treat.
'cause I'm one of the guests, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
And-
is
This is
for
real
everyone.
teasing.
And you know what it is? You're gonna be in for a shock. The kind of things these people are gonna say, and you already know how the three of us are, so we're not gonna back down. So
I'm really looking forward to it. This is sick.
this is
You
gonna
gonna
be
be on the couch with him?
yeah.
I want to see them.
Yeah, and you know it's so funny when we were talking about like how we're gonna do it. It was like, yeah, she needs to be on this so that because
Okay, well, interesting. I'm really looking forward. I
Yeah.
hope they're good looking. They're gonna
yes,
be
yes,
saying
yes.
stuff.
Somebody asked, is Loons going to be there? Yes, Loons is going to be
yeah,
on
he
the
will.
Yeah.
He will. He'll be at the show. We will be inviting all the guests we've had on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've asked him.
Okay, cool. Because I was gonna say we sent you.
Yeah.
You haven't asked,
But you haven't replied to that message.
And we sent the new.
no,
sent
you
the new
haven't,
black,
you haven't
didn't
asked me. You haven't asked me anything.
Are you alright?
You've asked me
Sorry.
casually as like.
we sent.
It's too late. This is live.
We sent.
Sorry.
Guest list.
No, wait.
I didn't get nothing from
Why
you.
do we need to send it to you on like? I will send it to you casually. No.
No, but what are you referring to? As in
Invites.
me
The invitation
being
to
just
the-
coming to watch, or me
Yeah,
being a part of the show?
come in to watch.
Yeah, I'm coming
Okay.
to watch.
I'm still waiting. I haven't seen a look.
Because
You haven't
it
RSVP'd?
sounded like
Yusuf.
I haven't received a email or nothing like that.
No, Yusuf should buy a ticket. What do you mean he has the RSVP? He should buy a ticket.
Exactly. I haven't been invited like
No,
that,
I-
like a guest list thing.
Okay, so you bought your ticket then.
No, he
I haven't
hasn't.
bought- I haven't bought
I
my
want him to.
ticket.
I want him to
But
buy
I will,
a
and
ticket.
I'll be there.
And then we'll send you guest list after.
All right, so just run through the details one more time for people.
Yes.
I mean, Brent is so lovely. He's got it on the banner that's going across
Nice.
anyway. But
Oh, thank you, Brent.
yeah, he's such a baby.
So we are the MILF and Honey podcast. We
Yeah.
have a live show on the 25th of September.
Nice.
Doors open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 7. It will be at the
Yeah.
Clapham Grand, and be ready for an experience that you haven't experienced when it comes to a live show.
And where are they getting the tickets from?
Dice, it is in the bio of our Instagram, which is MILF and Honey
And
podcast.
YouTube, and all our individual.
And
bios,
all our
I believe.
individuals.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much
Yes.
for
Thank
joining us. It's been
Thank
so much
you for
fun.
having us.
I enjoyed this, actually.
No,
It's
it's
been-
good.
yeah, it's been really
I was a
fun.
bit concerned at first, but yeah.
You're still going to be on here because I have a segment.
Yay.
Obviously, as my lovely Koi is currently away on a
You
project.
think it's too nice.
It's
Okay,
nice. So I have a sis, what would you do segment. And I
Okay.
would definitely love you guys' input with me.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Lovely. All right, let's get into. Oh, wait.
happened?
I forgot what we do. We've been forgetting this with our interviews. Please let our listeners know one thing about both of you each that they do not know about you, that no one knows about you.
Oh.
How could I forget?
They know so much about me.
Well,
On your listeners.
maybe that only family knows.
Oh. What does my mom?
We might need to start telling guests about
Ahead
this
of time.
beforehand.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, no, you still have to think, by the way.
yeah.
Nope. Again, wait with it.
What?
Something they
A
don't
hobby.
know about us.
An interest.
Oh, okay. Well, they know I like to cook.
That girl.
That's everyone,
I can't
like,
believe you
that's
mentioned
not-
that. So annoying.
Ooh, I used to want to be a singer. I was this close to going to Brits Academy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Why didn't
You
you?
can sing.
Yeah. Nigerian behavior now.
Oh, okay, you'll be an engineer. Okay.
Yeah. Literally. I was and it was far. It was far from my house because I'm from Kent.
Yeah.
So the idea of having to go so far to school, my mum just wasn't feeling it to go and sing, especially. She said I can sing at home.
I would be stabbing her ears every day.
I still do.
But you see Beyonce, that could have been me.
Yeah, you see, yeah, but like I'm on my own path now. That's how I see it. I've always known I would do something.
Yeah.
If I wasn't singing, so
Here you are. Love to see it.
Bro.
Maxi, don't bro.
and I like money.
We'll come back to this in the outro if we have to, sis.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
my
we'll
two.
give
I'll
her
you my two.
time.
Yeah.
I'll give you my
The
two.
cooking did not count. I
No,
can't believe
I
you
said
brought that up.
I love money. Love money.
We need that,
and
Grace. That is not a thing either.
You said your listeners, not listeners.
we need. If I am the one who's sitting here and I'm saying they already knew that because I knew it.
I used to have, like one of them outie belly buttons,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
like the ones you see in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had the operation when I was like 8.
Yes,
Oh,
same.
Was it
Seriously?
really, did you have it really big? It used to freak me
It
out.
used to hurt though. Mine used to hurt.
Oh, is it? Mine didn't hurt.
How does that? Is that from the
It's how they
I
cut
think
it,
it's
right?
I think it's hereditary.
Serious?
cut it from what?
Yeah.
No, Yusuf.
Because
make a
because
scene.
no,
Go on,
because
go on.
me and my siblings, we weren't born in the same hospital, and we all had it. So I do think it's hereditary.
Maybe.
What is it? How is it?
Genetic, rather.
Esther, where do you? What's the origin of the belly button?
Is it from your placenta?
Yeah, umbilical cord.
Umbilical cord. You didn't hear what I said, did you?
Why would you say?
Never mind. You missed it. You had to
Okay.
hear.
No.
Okay, good. That's fine. Brent, did you hear it?
No, but I'm gonna
good.
want to look back. And
Yeah, I was
see
just about to
if I
say.
can clip it.
Fine. I'm glad you guys did not hear what I said.
Just say it, because we're gonna hear it.
I said, is it from your placenta?
Yeah. That's
Oh yeah, we
you
heard
said
that
it.
one.
Yeah, we heard that.
Yeah.
So it's not that.
No.
No.
So
Oh.
I just said it.
The umbilical.
Umbilical.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
Connected.
It's
to
attached
cancer.
to it.
Oh, okay. So I'm on the. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine then.
pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's why we didn't react.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, I thought. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless.
Because I've been saying too much dumb shit on here. I do have to-
Who do you think says the dumb?
The funniest one was when you said, sorry,
No, it's not.
where's space?
Where is space?
Wow.
Oh, I think the worst thing I've said is tuna chicken.
Tuna chicken.
Is tuna chicken?
I think I heard that before. Was that you? I saw that from.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's at the top. You know.
It's not that bad, you know. I don't think so.
Or what was it that I said?
I kind of get the thought process.
Do chicken pops.
Why?
come
Because
from chicken?
it tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah,
says-
it's
Because it's like tuna,
Does
like
chicken pox come from chickens?
chicken pox as in the disease?
I can imagine that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Swine flu
No.
comes.
It's not that
That
bad.
ain't
No,
dumb.
they
Well,
made me feel so
it's-
dumb.
Sorry.
it's called chicken pox at the end of the day. So
Swine flu
So I
comes from
feel like
swines.
Is
It
there
doesn't
what's
do
swines?
Swine flu,
What's swines?
like
Pigs.
pigs in them.
Oh, so why were they called? Oh, let's not do this, please.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I get a chicken pox one day. I used to think it was
Thank
something.
you.
And Dexter's Lab back in the day had a whole episode, or was it I think it was Dexter's Lab, where it was something to do with like hens and stuff, and the hen poked her, and then she had chicken pox. So I grew up thinking that's how it was.
Congratulations.
So
Thank you. Proud. No shit, my game.
So wait, then my question is, where did the name chicken pox come from?
Because it looks like
Yeah,
It looks
what
like
does it
what?
look like?
the pox.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Something like that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because what
Give
I
me it. Give
did
me
you
one.
think this as a child or as an adult?
this
As an
was
adult.
like
This
recently.
was last month.
I never.
Oh, okay.
I
Because
never had.
as a child, I understand the question.
I
It's
never
called
had
chicken
chicken
pox.
pox.
Yeah.
I never had chicken pox, and then my son got chicken pox, so
No, you
I
had
didn't
it.
want to touch him.
She
so
had gloves and everything.
I did not touch that boy.
What did you get it?
I'm a realistic mum.
Good,
Hmm?
because
still
when
haven't
you
got it?
when
I
you're
didn't
an
get it.
adult,
I didn't get it.
look, when you're an adult, it can turn into shingles.
Yeah, I've never had chicken
Because I
pox.
had it, yeah, because I had it when I was 19.
Wow.
So there was the fear that it could become, because if you have it as an adult, it could become
a
shingles,
bit
and shingles
more-
is butters,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
And it's on
It's
half of
like-
your body. It's so weird.
Like little button.
Ugh. Sorry, let's move on. It's making me itch. I cannot. Okay, so that was your thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, ladies, thank you for joining us.
Thank
Thank you for having
You
us.
will be here to the end of the show, so
Thank you.
we'll do the thank yous again.
Yes,
later.
ma'am.
Lovely. All right, let's get into Sis, what would you do?
Mine.
Are you going home?
Oh, is it? Okay,
Oh,
cool. It's
mine's
not just
It's early in the
Can
morning.
we get food after?
Okay, can we
get
stay
to
on the
it?
show? This is not a podcast, okay? Thank you. All right, so here's the dilemma. So hi TDA team, I started listening to you guys last month and I'm really enjoying the show so far. I actually like that I don't necessarily have to listen every day for fear that I might miss out on the news. As E-Man, as E-Man, is this short for Emmanuel, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Makes sure and follows up on stories that you cover. I love each and every one of you and I look forward to the whole team being back in the building. Thank you. I slightly like the chaos, but most importantly, how frank Margs is. And this brings me on to my sis, what would you do question. So sisters, because I got you out here. What would you do if the whole world started saying that men can give birth to, just like your previous guests did? Okay, I'll give you the context when we finish. Huh?
If they could give birth.
If men, yeah. So what would you say if the whole world started saying that men can give birth to, just like your previous guest said? Suppose your son tells you that he wants to give birth and asks you how he can give birth. What would you tell him, sis? Esther, I'm sorry that Koi is not back yet because I'd have loved for her to answer this too. Well, you got Maxine, you got Grace today. Obviously, you can tell that I'm not of the opinion that men can give birth, and I was slightly shocked that the men in the room decided to stay quiet as opposed to speak their mind. I thought Iman and Yusuf claimed that they spoke their minds, but yet this is a roast. But yet, both of them refrained from doing so. So, men, what would you do if your sons asked you how men can give birth, and what if they asked you that whilst on radio too? Thanks for tackling this question. You may not even read this, but I love you all. I love all of you guys. Keep up the great work. Thanks for the compliment.
Yes.
So context. So when we were here, our last guest, 5 times more, we're talking about like, giving birth and blah, blah.
I think I saw the clip.
Yeah, the clip So one of them, no, Iman was like, oh, I'm going to ask a question, but from like the men's perspective, they said, actually, to be fair, obviously the men don't give birth. And then one of the girls was like, oh, persons give birth.
Yeah.
But was she being diplomatic?
As in PC?
The one who said persons.
Yeah, like was she just saying it just to be, or did she actually believe what she's saying?
No, I think she believes because obviously they're running an organisation, so they can't really. Yeah. Obviously, the organisation is for black, not against, but it's to highlight issues within black women. But really, I guess in the society we live in, transgender men are giving birth.
So was she saying it for packaging, or that's what I'm saying? Does she actually believe in it, or was it packaging because of the organisation?
I don't know. I didn't really get into it.
I assume we were talking about. I'm trying to get my terms correct. A woman who identifies as a man.
Okay.
That's what I. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And as Brent likes to say, an OG man.
Okay.
Right?
No, you dragging Brent. When
I'm using Brent's term. I'm using Brent's term.
Damn.
Right.
Brent ACP is a bit warm.
So if we're talking about a woman who identifies as a man,
then
men can give birth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that.
That's the clip. You should say
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'll report the page.
So is that it, guys?
Yeah, if my son came up to me and said, Mummy, how do I give birth? I'll say that's not the role of a man. Yeah. And you shall not be doing that.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Because physically, my son cannot give birth. Biologically, you can't give birth.
I don't think anyone is disputing that.
Yeah, I know they're not. I'm just making it.
Even the girls.
Period.
I didn't think that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
I don't think they were saying that, men who are born men give birth.
Yeah.
I think they were talking to
the
transgenders.
Trans, and also just the labeling of, how we label things these days. I think they were just trying to be PC.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
All right. So that's a consensus.
Yeah. I mean, Grace was quiet, but yeah.
Next question.
Next question. All right. Well, you guys know we have a segment every day anyway. If you would like to send messages in for asking for a friend or sis, what would you do? The number is 075-6484-1073. And you can also email tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. We've got our last headlines. Let's get.
So, with this headline, we're talking about Ryan Giggs, and there's a trigger warning. So, former Man United footballer Ryan Giggs is to face a retrial over allegations he assaulted his ex-girlfriend. The judge set a new trial date of the 31st of July next year as a short hearing on Wednesday at Manchester Crown Court. Jurors had failed to reach a verdict following more than 20 hours of deliberation in his 4-week trial. Mr. Giggs, who's now 48, also denied controlling or coercive behaviour towards his ex-girlfriend Kate Greville, who's 38. He also denied losing control and headbutting her and assaulting Miss Greville's sister, Emma, who's 26, by elbowing her in the jaw during a row at his house in Worsley, Greater Manchester on the 1st of November 2020. Giggs will now go on trial for a second time after the jury in the first trial was discharged last week, facing the same charges. In a statement issued following the decision, Mr. Giggs said he was obviously disappointed that a retrial has been ordered. My not guilty plea remains in relation to all charges. I am confident that justice will eventually be done and my name will be cleared of all the allegations.
We'll see, Sha.
Yes. And our second headline, I was going to say it's good news, but it's good news for probably one person. And it's to do with Euromillions. So a winner came forward, and that person's from the UK. They've come forward to claim £110 million Euromillions jackpot. Yes. Apparently, if it's a single, if it's a single ticket holder, they would basically be wealthier than someone like Harry Styles. I didn't know Harry Styles had got that much
That
money.
One Direction money was
Harry
long.
Styles.
Yeah, I didn't know.
He is
Yeah, he's rich,
gone.
man.
Yeah,
Over 100
One Direction
million.
had money,
100%.
and then
Yeah.
he's gone on to do his solo career. He's the
Yeah,
biggest one out
Harry
of all of
Styles
them.
is gone.
Serious.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Why be dressing like that?
That's why he's fine with spitting on you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he can spit on people and it's rich friends, and they'll be looking
Right.
at each other.
You can say something. All right. So it's the 5th Euromillions jackpot won in the UK this year, including someone who won 195 million in July. The Euromillions draw is played in 9 European countries and held twice a week. And the full amount won on Friday was £110,978,200 and 90p. And once the ticket has been validated and paid, the winner will then decide whether to go public or not. Yeah, only 15 UK players have ever won a jackpot of more than 100 million, with the record holders deciding to remain anonymous after winning 195 million.
Would you guys be anonymous or would you?
It depends how it affects my money.
I'd be anonymous
Okay.
either way.
I'd be anonymous.
Yeah.
So my enemies can win.
Yeah, I've been honest. Still.
Would you like to get that as a lump sum or would you like it in installments?
I like it in increments.
No, lump sum in case anything happens to me.
Yeah, but if, in my will.
So that must spend all this money.
No, not spend it, but he's let me have it.
No,
Oh, yeah.
but in your will, you can just dictate what happens.
I don't trust him.
My thing is, I'm sorry, I don't want the economy to go bust and my money's gone bust with it.
Yeah,
Give
yeah,
my
No,
money.
it doesn't
Exactly.
work like
They
that.
give you reasons.
No,
Give
no,
my
it
money.
doesn't work like
Listen,
Oh, sorry, we can't pay this month because.
unfortunately,
Yeah, no. Give me all the
the
money.
banks don't work. My bank account does. Yeah, I would definitely be anonymous. I don't think I tell even the closest people to me.
Is there an interview that wants to stunt a bit?
No.
A little bit. Just a little
I mean,
bit.
you see my house.
A little bit.
When I invite you all over, you will know that the levels of change of today's price is not yesterday's
I've
price.
noticed I'm not a bragger. It makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
I wouldn't want to stunt. I also don't want to get robbed.
It's not even that. Like I know what it's like to struggle. So why am I gonna
Yeah,
act
there's
brand
that's always
new?
tone deaf. Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
But my thing, people know where I come every morning. You're not gonna get me while I'm outside trying to get Brent over the door. Impossible. Oh
You
dear.
should get a peephole in this door, you know, before you open the.
Yeah, I've been telling him.
Oh, you told him as well. Yeah. you
I've
need
got a
to.
camera.
Oh, okay.
I
will
installed
like-
it recently.
I would like to see you.
okay.
After.
Oh, recently. Recently, I understand.
Yeah, it's needed now, isn't it? You should have
Yeah.
cameras in here as well.
I
Don't.
do.
There is.
Is
Is there?
there now?
Only after you guys stop changing in here.
Huh? There's cameras everywhere.
Do not.
Wait, so do you turn it off when we're
I
changing?
play, don't play.
Damn.
Yeah, I just caught myself. My bad.
All right, and our last headline, it's linked into something that we spoke about earlier. All right, so basically a teacher chooses his values over his freedom. It's a teacher who was jailed after he refused to use a transgender student's gender-neutral pronoun and ignored his teaching suspension, has again refused to comply with a court order banning him from his school. Enoch Burke, who's an evangelical Christian, told Ireland's High Court that abiding by the injunction that forbade him to teach at his school after he refused to address a transitioning student as they would violate his religious beliefs and deny his God. Mr. Burke, who spent 2 nights in a Dublin jail for contempt of court, told the judge today, I can be a Christian in Mountjoy prison or I can be a pagan acceptor of transgenderism outside of it. The teacher will now remain in Mountjoy prison for at least another week after he refused to comply with the court order. As mentioned, Mr. Burke, who teaches history and German, was suspended from his Westmeath school for refusing to address the transitioning student as they rather than he, as requested by the pupil and their parents in May and agreed to by the Church of Ireland school. The teacher was later arrested on Monday morning and jailed for breaching a temporary court order not to teach at Wilson Hospital School in Westmeath or be physically present there. Mr. Burke had refused to stay away from school on paid leave, the court heard, and was basically he would come in and sit in an empty classroom declaring that he was there to work. He indicated to the court that he has no intention to abide by the court orders. Yeah, he told the court, if this court so determines, I will never leave Mountjoy prison. If in leaving the prison I violate my well-informed conscience and religious belief and deny my God. It seems to me that I can be a Christian in Mountjoy prison or be a pagan and respect of transgenderism outside of it. I know where I belong. My faith has led me to that place and will keep me there, God helping me. He told the court that if that choice was put to him every hour of every day for the next 100 years, he would answer the question the same. Mr. Burke also added, this court is seeking to deprive me of my religious beliefs.
Onward Christian soldiers.
I think he's doing too much.
Yeah. I get what he's doing. I get it. Fair. If you feel like it violates your personal beliefs, I understand that.
Okay.
But sir, they say you cannot come back here anymore. You can't keep going back there and then say you're doing it. Like, do you get what I mean? I think if he accepted the sack, right? I think that's, for me, that speaks more to your religious beliefs than you insisting you're going to be a teacher at the establishment. They said you cannot teach at anymore. Now you're a nuisance.
Yeah.
And you got paid leave as well.
Oh, so what's his problem?
Yeah,
So he didn't
I
want to
think
stay
he's
home.
doing
Too
too
much
much.
love.
If it's
he's doing too much.
if it's, because for me, it's just like, I don't believe you're a woman. It's just what I have to address you as.
Yeah.
Let me address you as that and live my life. Like, it's not affecting me in any type of way. I still believe in God. I don't believe in what, that community, whatever. How is it affecting my life? If it's just that I come to work, how many things that you have when you go to work you have to abide
Do
by,
that you
And
don't
that's
like.
that
my
you don't
thing,
really want to do. You go there, he, she, they, and I'm out.
And that's my thing, because some of you, people are doing that. This is the hill you want to die on. But in your church, your pastor is using your money
Don't.
for foolishness. And you're still calling him pastor every Sunday. But the poor Caleb in school is who you cannot say they. All right, sir.
All right. Try and say it from this angle, right? Do you feel like his freedom of speech is being infringed upon?
Not necessarily.
Because telling someone they can't say something is different to telling someone they have to say something.
Yeah, but then they said you don't
So
have to
he
talk in
didn't
this establishment at all.
Exactly. He
Say
didn't go to prison because of what he said. He's gone to prison because he's not listening to the
Because it's
instructions.
trespassing.
Yeah. So it's two different things.
Do you know what I mean? So like, it's not infringing on freedom of speech, because they said do this. You said I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. That's okay. Be on paid leave. Let's investigate this. But then they said you're not allowed to talk here anymore.
Yeah.
And you're still insisting you're going to come and talk here.
Yeah, but the problem for him started when you told me I have to say something I don't want to say.
Listen, teachers
You know what
don't
I'm
get
saying?
that much leave in a year. You're on paid leave.
No, but still.
Because you're on paid leave, yeah, then you can transfer to a Christian school.
Exactly.
That is a Christian school though.
Okay.
Oh,
This is
Well,
why
that's
he's...
that then.
There you go. It's a what?
They don't make them
like Church Island,
like Johnny the
something
Baptist
school.
Day and
yeah.
that. Damn.
You know what I'm
Well-
saying? Like telling him, okay, look, don't call this person a he no more. Okay, fine, I won't call you he, but don't tell me I have to call you
Is it
they.
a Catholic school?
It's a
I'll just address you as your name every single time.
Yeah.
Like that's just that's the way you work. Like you have to find ways to work around it
100%.
because at the end of the day, we like the government says that this is a Christian country. We know that's not the case.
It ain't it.
So just work,
And
find
yeah.
a way around
And
it.
if you
Everything doesn't need to be a
Fight.
fight
Yes.
because you just look silly right now. You just look
Especially when
silly.
you keep returning.
Yeah, it's just no.
Now you're
It's
just a
too much.
weirdo.
boy.
Yeah. Anyway,
Let's add his name as well to the list of weird names.
Enoch.
Enoch.
It's not that
yeah.
bad. Is it?
Nah, come on,
Enoch.
man.
Why are you called Enoch?
Can't name your baby Enoch.
Ew.
Where are you from? Germany.
That's wild.
It's weird. It's
Enoch.
very wild.
Enoch.
Yeah.
It's a biblical name, isn't it? It's kind of
Yeah, but it's
You
like
think so?
yeah. It's
Enoch.
no, Enoch is it's never a biblical name, but it's like when I get baptized
Hebrew.
when I'm older, I become an Enoch. I'm not born.
Yeah. Being born
Enoch.
Enoch is crazy.
Damn.
Sorry, Enoch. Or Enochs. All the Enochs out there.
Well, all right, let's get into the outro of the show. Finish because we really kept you guys.
Yeah, for
It's
real,
actually nearly
man.
1 p.m. This is
Damn.
overtime.
Oh, right.
This is over
Nice.
overtime. It's ridiculous.
That's why I'm online on my phone.
But yeah, guys, we really appreciate you guys in the live chat. We appreciate you for connecting and the caller as well, Saleh. Saleh. Yeah.
And
Seller. It was Seller.
I think Sally.
yeah, I think it was Sally.
Hold tight, you babes.
He was the only
Also,
one who called.
sorry?
There was two, remember?
Yeah, the guys are called. Oh, there was two, wasn't there?
The guy who said that he's, what does it
The
say?
Ghost of Koya.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the ghost of Koyan. Yeah.
And yes, Enoch and Eunuch is two different.
Yeah, it's two different things.
Enoch on what?
Eunuch.
Okay.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, do like the video, share it. As you guys know, the video is going to stay up after we come off live. Also, thank you to our lovely, lovely guests
Thank you for having us.
for being here. We appreciate you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you,
and
guys.
don't
It's a good
forget, get a
time.
ticket to the live show. We're all going to be there. So get a ticket to the live show.
25th.
25th of September. Clapham Grand.
Clapham.
I know. Clapham Grand. And you can get the ticket on Dice.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
they've got some amazing surprises. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay.
And follow us on all our social media platforms as well. The day after TNB. Like, comment, share the videos. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you would like to send voice notes and text messages in, send it to 075 6484 1073. Join the community. Oh my goodness, join the TNB network. So type into your browser community.thenewblack.com and also sign up for the TDA Backstage Access, which you get a month free. So for anyone who would like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, you can email the team the day after at thenewblack.com. Have a great Thursday, and we'll be here back tomorrow.
Yes.
Goodbye.